lurking behind you. Welcome now.
क्या औरा एंट्री केला है?
हाँ क्या?
हाँ.
Chat, are we live? Are we live? Are we live?
Rated 2 unforgettable.
दोनों चैनल में.
वो ये निकाल दिया है शायद मैंने गलती से.
उसको आता है उसको. वो आइट वाला क्यों बोले ना? आइट वाला बड़ा. उसको लगाओ उसकी जगह. चालू.
More likely to 1v5 than Batman himself. Introducing Master
Bruce Wayne. चैट ये क्या औरा फार्मिंग एंट्री है?
and back to right the wrongs of his rookie year. Give it up for Kyle.
काजू.
Alright, brother.
He may be mini by name, but he'll strike fear into your heart.
भाई
It's
डीजे बुलाए थे.
Minibo!
और
Chat, आवाज सही है.
With the
Game
coaches
की
Milan
mic
and
की.
Lohan.
Hello, chat was good. Chat was good. Was good. Was good.
Santiago.
Was good.
Santiago.
Santiago.
पाकिस्तान की जड़ भगा दी ना बनता है.
भाई वो तो मैच था ही
Nice.
नहीं. मैच ही नहीं था वो.
Is ready to get punched. It will either be Liquid or Fnatic.
Everything all G.
To start things off, Billy,
Let's
we
go.
need to look at the map
Let's
data.
go, we
need to
good.
hope that both of these rosters are going to be setting themselves up for as much success as they possibly can. Fnatic starting things off with
We
Khelraay. Yeah, I think
good.
quickly touch on the bans. Obviously, both of them banning their insta-ban throughout this kickoff event so far. No surprises there. I think the first thing that jumps out to me here is Breeze being chosen so late.
Last day of kickoff, last game.
That we could get excited about despite being excited in the agent select. So yeah, he did say it was going to be better. I'm intrigued to see.
मैच की एंट्री खतरनाक दिखाना भाई. क्या औरा फार्मिंग क्या दिख रहा था उसमें?
the performance that he had yesterday, I would
आज दो भीख मंगे बैठे एक साथ. एक शामटी तो तुझे शामटी.
not forget the
चल,
ऐसे बोलता है.
can have been
हाँ चुपचाप सुपर चैट कर सिर्फ.
Minibu and how he's able to snowball from that onto the future. So I actually like that. If you come away with a little bit of the insecurities that we've been seeing on the side of Fnatic on that map, I think it's a good map.
जेवले का वो जून बस लो. टीम लिक्विड और बाइंड ना हो ऐसे हो ही नहीं सकता.
Remember, this is at the end of the day a rematch of a best of 3 we saw
पहला मैप क्या
earlier
है?
in the tournament. And yes,
पता नहीं बाइंड तो जीत
things
जाएगी
have
टीम.
changed in Khelraay, especially for the side of Liquid.
Okay,
In terms
जुदाओ,
of composition,
ना
because they
जुदाओ,
still have
सही
not
है.
found a win.
Yeah, I think for Khelraay, right, they have moved away from that double initiator composition
Sorry.
and leaned into their strength of that double duelist. And whilst Fnatic had a shaky start of kickoff on that map, they've been able to clean it up since then, and it's looked great. It has been individual heroics, I feel.
मैच इतना लंबा क्यों दिख रहा है? क्योंकि वो बटला है.
Throughout this series, that's going to be what helps them
तो
punch
लंबा
their
क्यों
ticket to
दिखेगा बे?
Santiago.
And when we speak about performances that
funny
might
हो क्या?
snowball, Alpha could be one of them. Do not forget some of the
क्या बात है हर्ष मेरा भाई. Thank you so much for the party. Harsh bhai, love you. Go
I
go.
also think that it is a good testing ground. Also, Abyss
I don't want to
being the
talk.
third one, that is going to be
What is
such
go,
an
bro?
interesting
Freaking
map. Yes,
idiotic
because I think
trend.
that most of the
वो
players are
मैं
using
कह रहा
the-
लाडले
what we saw against
वाला है.
Vitality, they definitely had their number.
मैं
But
कह
Team
रहा
Liquid have
लाडले.
historically been so good on this map. Seriously, like even
भाई
last year,
साहब,
they still
चल.
repeat many
इंडिया
of
के
their
मैच
rounds
तो मैंने
on
हम
the
लोग ना
map
सो गए थे
to
पता है.
this day, but they
हम लोग
still
सो गए
won.
थे
And
कि
do
अभी
not
वॉच
forget
पार्टी है ना,
that even though
तो
this is the
अच्छे
best
से
of
नींद हो
five
जा
technique,
करके
the
सो
last
गए थे.
day
तो
of
हम
the
लोग इंडिया की
tournament is
बैटिंग मिस
the
कर
final,
दी.
but it kind of feels
हमने बॉलिंग
weird
चालू
because
करी.
like there's
हम जब
and
तक
there's
खाना
been a lot
खाने
of
के लिए पहुंचे,
delay in between.
10 मिनट
The
दूर
time
तब तक
to
पाकिस्तान
prepare
ऑल आउट होने आ
is
गई.
close to none.
Yeah, I have to agree. And I think to touch on the topic of Abyss,
दिखाई भी हो गया
that
एकदम.
has obviously been a
ये
flawless map
तुम्हारी
for
केवल है?
Fnatic so far. But Khelraay,
कौन सी
right? I
वाली?
have to speak about Khelraay because it's
अगर
up
लगी
here
तो-
already.
वो which like you ऐसे?
Screaming.
What do you mean? Why are you not screaming?
The Wayne stage?
Yeah, the Wayne stage. I was gonna
Wayne
say
on
the Wayne
stage?
the nuts, brimstone. Like I don't know where.
Nah,
do I
no
start?
way
The
he's playing
sky,
Brimstone,
twerk
bro.
on the sky, like There is a lot
Bro.
to unpack here, and of course we will
अच्छा,
have to
अच्छा ये वेले
wait
नहीं खेल
until
रहा।
they start playing to see
Nets वेले
how this
खेलता
is
है?
going to
हाँ,
turn
Nets
out.
वेले
Yes,
खेलता है
if
करोड़
we
पे।
start-
Thank
if we
God.
speak about
Thank
stopping
God, bro.
power with a Sage, with a Brimstone, and with 2 stuns, or kind of a stun, if you think about the double duelist, I want to see how much of that is going to be
Oh, shit, मैंने
self-display
गलती से
for the side of Liquid. I think that
Moderator
they
से
understood
निकाल
that
दिया
there were a little bit of gaps, that probably the Cypher was just not
बेचारा।
good enough. So, is the solution putting out some Brimstone?
I want to know if the solution is
Oh,
to
you
have
too
Camo maybe on this
bombarding
Waylay and
चीज़ है,
Neon, right?
right?
Because
आपको
previously
याद है लास्ट ईयर एक
Camo
बंदा
only
चैट में आया
Yoru
था
that they had
ऊ
kind of
आरबी
changed
को
to, which
ऊ आई
means
करके चला गया था
he is
सभी
such
का
a good
ऊ
Neon, but
आई
coming
है
into
वो
this, I had kind of thought, okay, like they have a Yoru, they actually have an agent that's going to be able to deal with Alpha.
अरे
You know,
बंद कर!
we've hyped so
या
much
तो ये
about
बंद
how
कर।
amazing
Alexa,
his
turn off
device
fan.
has been, and the stopping power that
Alexa,
they have off of Vikash on the
fan
kill
बंद
could
कर।
be the thing that goes up against this Waylay and Neon, in my opinion.
It is so Team
Alexa,
Liquid pilled that
कभी
Nax
आपने
is playing an
टट्टी खाई
agent
है?
for the first time on such an important map. It was the Waylay and champs in today's
ठीक है,
Brimstone.
ठीक है,
But
next
that's the
question।
scary thing about Liquid. We've seen them change.
ये देखो
their
चालू हो गया इसका।
compositions all
तू
throughout
अच्छा
the
खेलता
last
है।
2 days. They haven't
तुझे
been
पता
sticking to
नहीं है।
what we've seen from
तू
them. So
बहुत अच्छा
for a
player
team
है।
like Fnatic,
तू जो
इसको
कर
देखो।
रहा है ना वही कर।
beforehand, what are you prepping for the stage? Brimstone, Neon.
खड़े क्यों है ये
Do not
लोग?
forget,
अच्छा हाथ
something that
मिला।
I had highlighted in these past few weeks whilst Team Liquid have had this lower bracket run is that Team
Energy
Liquid
versus Khelraay,
love a
MIB.
composition change. They did the exact same thing against Team Heretics when we think back
Okay,
to kickoff
Jidam.
last year. This is what they do. This is quite literally
Last
what they
ticket
do.
to Santiago.
And
Final
this
call.
is an insane way to start off our lower
क्लच
bracket
बाय
final.
जेई का रिजल्ट आने वाला है थोड़ी देर में। क्या लगता है? क्या क्या अभी रिजल्ट किसका आ रहा है चैट?
आपको रिजल्ट आता है जेई
That's crazy, bro. हेवी वन साइडेड होगा और बाय। क्या बात कर?
अबे ये वन साइडेड नहीं है भाई।
हस बाय टटी खाई बू। अभी हम लोग टट्टी खा रहे हैं।
Really is fair to say either of these teams could have, it could be said they've earned their spot on the international stage, but sadly only one of them will make
This
it
guy,
there.
bro.
Yeah, that is the sad
Honestly,
thing about
this
it.
guy-
These are two teams that
Oh
are
yeah, baby.
making it to international events. I think maybe with the changes to Liquid,
BO5 है भाई,
they've
BO5
switched up their roster. There might have been a few more questions there, but either way, with how they've been playing, expectations are high, and a lot of it is because
Game
of these
volume,
two
game
guys on
volume.
your screen right
Body
now.
बढ़ाओ।
A man in Nats who started off as, at a point, the world's best player, running it down
हाँ,
on
अभी
Viper,
बराबर होगा game
being
volume।
everybody that came into his path, and the man
Was
opposite
खत्म ना
who
भाई।
many do
Was,
or
हे
at
केला
least
बाबा।
should
संपॉल
put
अभी
as the
खाना
best
खाया ना?
IGL in the world. One of them is not making it
Wow,
to
ये बढ़िया।
Santiago, and it all kicks off here.
Batteries up and away they go. Fnatic
Death by
playing
chocolate।
quite passive down the bottom
क्या
of mid.
बात
They
है
don't
we
get
are।
smoked down,
Bill,
but
Bill,
the
Bill,
pressure's
Bill.
coming in elsewhere as Liquid get
Lovely.
aggressive on A main.
Wow,
The dog,
shot.
the boaster was trying to break all the
Bruce
rules
Wayne.
as Wayne finds one on top of his wall. An orb as well on the way out. Good early
Bruce
economy
Wayne.
for them. Fnatic try to recover this man disadvantage. It's
Come on.
doubled up from
Ooh,
Liquid in this
nice.
corner. So much damage done in a previous game by Camo, but this time we see the numbers equalize.
हस भाई
After what was
मैं
a bit
बताना
of a
चाहूंगा
worrying
वेन
start,
बहुत ही क्लच
caught by
प्लेयर
a
है।
surprise.
पता है भाई।
Fnatic
Wayne
have been able to
आपको-
recover. The space taken was massive, and
देगा।
well, a
Ashton
man that we're
chicken।
definitely going to have to
Wow।
keep an eye on
पर
this map.
Alpha-
It seems like his home turf of Corrode. Alphia has given them the advantage.
Oh,
Nats will
God।
turn it back though. Level
player.
things
So-
up, and even
1v2
take
Ekaj,
advantage with
1v2
Wayne.
baby।
It leaves Vekaj. He broke 100 kills yesterday in the best of 5. Here, he just needs 2.
That plan's certainly not ideal for him.
एंगुलर अच्छा
Gotta
नहीं
get
है
a move on now with
1v1।
the smoke down, suspects a
ooh.
player and having great read from the cash. Goes in to
Oh,
stop
shot!
this. The target's two.
क्या कर रहा वेन?
सो गया।
It's not a bad idea. Sticking it in that moment. Not many players would dive in like that, but
पहला राउंड इच क्लच। अरे आज यार
That's
भगाई
gonna
इस
be a
राउंड
Red
गेम
Bull
में।
clutch
ये
to
क्या
kick
है
us
भाई?
off.
Of course, it
technology।
had to be a
खड्डे में से
Fnatic
मारा,
clutch
खड्डे
to
में से।
start out the game. It's something we
clean है ना
expect
वो
quite a
Bruce
lot of. I'm sure Wayne has
विकास की।
been. He's already made a name for
Sword।
himself just in the last game alone. It was a
भाई ये
space of a
विकास
few
बहुत सही
rounds
प्लेयर है।
where he
कहाँ
put
से
up two
आया
of the
है?
greatest clutches we've ever
Let's
seen. But I think we have to sort
पुराना
of
image player।
caveat this map a little bit. This is one that, I'll be honest, I expected Liquid to ban. I didn't think they'd even try and play this because of
Clutch
how
player
good
है।
Fnatic have looked and because of how poor they've looked on the other side. But
चलो
they
13-0
have
है।
completely changed their composition. Like they've swapped the roles,
अरे
they've
वो
swapped
बोला
who's
ना भाई,
playing what,
Fnatic
they
बहुत
put
अच्छा खेलते हैं,
Mini
लेकिन
Boo
बहुत
on
गंदा
an
खेलते हैं।
agent that we've seen him
बोला
pretty
वो।
much tear apart teams.
क्या हो रहा तुमको?
If they were ever going to play this map, this is the way I'd like them to play it. This round, though,
पता चला
I
इको
can't
यार
see
है।
them, unless they get exits, I can't really see them doing any damage at all.
भाग गया भाग गया।
Yeah.
That wall sitting there has to be broken first. And they're actually going to go through it together, looking for the fight as 3. It's very hard to find the value here, especially when the pack is split like that. And, okay, the stun might make it uncomfortable.
Oh, double ding them, bro.
Comes in, but 3 men survive.
Yeah, a little bit more cost than maybe they would have liked, but ultimately with pistols available, it's really not the end of the world.
I suppose it's a good time to ask then, Tom, heading into this buy round. Like, obviously, you touched on this map, but how the feel overall has gone down. Where I know we spoke before the game, you said you could sort of see this being like a 3-1 to Fnatic. Are you sticking with that now?
Yeah, I think especially the first few maps, I'm a little bit worried because you've got Corrode. I think I heavily put to Fnatic. I think Bind, I lean to Liquid, but it's definitely not definitive. Abyss, I'd say, is very heavy. If it goes further, I think that's where it starts to get more interesting. I think Breezes look great for Liquid, and Split maybe a little more up in the air. I like the aggression again, though. Wayne put onto this stage. Obviously, normally he's been sticking to those smokes, but allows him to be that little bit more aggressive. Use some of that individual skill that has been spoken about. Putting quite a bit into this round. Obviously, it is still a bonus. See how much damage they can do.
He's on a tear. Yeah, I mean, you started this match talking about it, and for good reason. Yesterday, those 2 clutches.
He normally only does it when everyone else is dead, though. It's a bit unfair if he just does it at the beginning of rounds.
And it's going to already clearly be an annoyance in terms of that wall early on. We've seen it towards A main, but we know that there's plenty more angles. This could come into play. A nice attempt with the flash thrown out, but the number's already too far behind. And Wade one to find a fort. Res online coming into round 4, and 1 on the board for Liquid.
Already
just seeing that with this guy, being a little bit let off the leash. Like when you're playing the Sage, you can be more proactive. You can have those aggressive fights and then put slows down to make it awkward for people to swing you. And just giving him the backup to use some of that individual skill. Which, hey, if the guy can get 3 kills while on 5 HP, imagine what he can do on full HP. A great round for Liquid to kick off. That's it. This is where we'll see if they can now start to build into this attack side a little more.
If it's, well, never mind the theory crafting. Liquid are going aggressive right off rip. 3, 4, walking down mid. No presence on A that they fought for with that wall a couple of times now. And conditioning their always with the guys. Liquid 2, Purple doing his best to pull this back, but they're stuck up close. And Team Liquid needs sending Boaster into a clutch. The first already found, but the spike down in the open. The smokes come in. IGL was Team Liquid 2-2, but it's a bit of a nail biter.
Well, it seems to be very much within the Liquid wheelhouse.
Stage 1 draw देंगे हम लोग का
Heretics, and also this versus Vitality as well. Their goal is not to necessarily beat you with their game plan. Their game plan is to stop your game plan. It's get in your face, it's get scrappy, it's fight you before you can get anywhere near what you wanted to achieve. And this round is all about that. They never stop pushing. They're fighting for the spawn towards the end of the round. And well, that's sure it came down to a clutch, but they now get a huge economy advantage. They get to come in with an outlaw for this next round, and well, a few pistols and a guardian. It's definitely a
map lose जा सकता है.
Not able to punish that kill up close.
Yeah, नहीं. अभी थोड़ा close जाएगा first half. फिर 13-7.
And numbers here should be able to avoid that util coming through. Camo actually steps back from the stun, but he might not even be
defense.
Coming through that smoke is clearly a death sentence, and the brakes pumped now for Fnatic. The guardian they have in play, the only real strength of this round, and do still have that steel garden to fall back on. I mean, if they can find a pick, maybe that gets them into the site, but the numbers spinning out.
कम्मो की कम्मो है.
वो जाग गया तो फिर कोई किधर का नहीं बचेगा.
Crashies has done well to find one.
I still see Alpha here alive, and I still believe that maybe there's some hope. He's been having unbelievable rounds on this map. Camo, you need to be careful with peak slam. He's got a guard in his hand. He's going to get tagged up by the Tiger, but I don't know if
Tiger
really
बोलता है.
where they push this, and honestly, I don't mind that from Wayne. He's been
Economy
getting so many
management
kills
जो है ना
at the res,
इनका.
but
Economy
LIQ
नहीं.
come back online in a
छड्डी
few rounds
फटे.
anyway. And instead, they're going to put the pressure on. Eventually, they'll
300
seal the
रुपए
deal. It took a res, they baited an ult, but
लेकिन छड्डी भी
ultimately, it is
फटे.
still Liquid to extend and get the lead.
I think coming in with the low buy, rushing into that site where, you know, they're denied their initial aggression. They have the stun put down to try to catch
Liquid
them.
को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं?
All things considered,
Liquid को
that's a
हिंदी में
pretty
क्या
good
बोलते
win,
हैं?
just getting the res out. I think Fnatic will have a smile on their face coming out of that round, but coming into this one, 4 ultis for them, rifles and credits put on the line. This should be where they put it on the board. They don't let Liquid run away with things for too long, as the lead was just claimed.
तरल दरवाया.
I think also Liquid in this map can
तरल.
take those risks because they
गीला
must almost
पदार्थ.
expect
वो
to
भाई
lose it. You
तरल
see it
बोलते
again.
हैं.
Just an immediate fight
तरल.
forward.
द्रव्य.
Constant pressure being put
बूंद.
on.
वाह.
बियर बोलता है.
You're going to be used for proper fight. Head of it, camo is as
उधर
well.
देखो क्या हो गया.
You're expected to flee, fall back, run for the hills when a Hunter's Fury comes through,
Bro,
but
अचानक
instead
से.
they fight forward again. The W key constantly
अरे
being pressed, and
वेन.
Wayne just
अरे
isn't
वेन.
stopping.
अरे
Going for
वेन.
more. Only one standing in
Boys,
crashes. As 4 players remain on the other side, the first
Chalo,
comes
boys.
easy, maybe not. Doesn't even get that one. Wayne on 2 HP.
4-2 for Team Liquid on the map that we had questions about how they perform if they could match up to Fnatic. Well, in the first 6 rounds, or as the 6th ends, a timeout coming from Fnatic. They won the pistol, the follow-up,
ये भी मारते
and
मारते ये
really
होता है.
since then. And Team Liquid's staple early aggression. He's dead right, in their face. That's how they're playing. Heads up Valorant. And it's different positions every time as you try to slow them with the smoke, or even as they put smokes down, denying you map control. They're invading those smokes on Team Liquid's side on the defense, flashing out with the sky, and making this such a difficult attack side to play because, as you said in one of the rounds, you just cannot play your game here. You are forced to adapt to what Team Liquid are doing, which already gives them a leg up.
Oh yeah, now take a look at like how this match has sort of gone. It has always been a sort of favourable side for Fnatic in those games. They have been the squad that have been able to sort of take those victories over the line in majority of circumstances. And I do think that realistically, that's where a lot of people will be thinking that this is going today. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Liquid already. Bear in mind that when you go back to the defensive side they have versus Vitality, the map that they lost. It was this one, 13-8 and 13-5. They only managed 2 defensive rounds. So they really struggled on this defensive side. They've got double that already. And they've not played it as a defense. They played it as an attack.
That is the key. The best defense, a good offense, and Liquid putting that to practice on the server. 5 seconds left. The timeout from Fnatic. What's the fix been? And this won't be the round we see it most likely. Again, it's going to be that low bite. They did well.
Oh my God! Bro,
no pressure on the shoulders of Team Liquid to start.
10 सेकंड नहीं हो राउंड चालू है 2 प्लेयर गायब. अरे भाई स्लो भी हो गया.
They are feeling it. And that could be their
wait.
Before the fall, and a big mistake there to continue pushing the issue.
Bro, but match is already.
You get into the mindset of double gaming, and sometimes it's hard to let go.
Somehow,
They've given
वो
guns
slow
over.
होने के पहले मारा.
Fnatic were happy to play much further back,
अरे
but
भाई
now
साहब. भाई nuts clean
taking out
आज.
the cash. Now leaving Boaster in the clutch again, and is he going to go all the way
Yeah,
around to
nah.
maybe even try and link up with his teammate?
Sound दे रहा था पर आया ही नहीं होगा उतने
to
दिन.
try and get Boaster to look the other way, try and get him to lock in on a different position. In the
masterclass.
meantime, Nats is right back around this angle once again. Still means there's a chance for Boaster to isolate the fights, though.
Brochure.
Booster को aim नहीं करना है,
They're
दिमाग
just
लगाना
waiting
है.
for that plan to come through. Whether it will be orbital strike, I mean, it will be a big commitment to throw in. But the Molly, on the other hand, that's going to block them all from the rotate. Wrap around from Nats, contain that smoke, and smack through. Gets a Boaster down. An unusual strategy. I don't know if he planned for that with the gap in the Molly, or if that was an adjustment. Either way, very well handled. Another round for Liquid, and yeah, they do overheat. I can almost understand it. They just called a pause. You crush them like that right away. But when you're up against that low buy, continuing the aggression, it's usually a bridge too far. That's crazy.
I genuinely think if we ever introduce agent bans and you're playing up against Miniboo, you ban Neil. You just do it every time.
Yeah.
Like, he's been doing things all the way through this stage that I saw a little bit. That was what it was.
Hey, where do you push?
I feel like he was going to say something much meaner than that. He's like, no, remember who you are. You're the nice guy.
Tony map one. Tony map one. Save that for the third. Oh, 5-2. A 5-round streak from Team Liquid here. This is the map you almost give to Fnatic, and well, Liquid are giving them nothing. Almost got him through the wall there. Alpha's wondering if he was seen. And then still, aggression coming through. This time, it will be punished. The slow goes in, the orbital strike, but there's a gap. And these players are able to just about get out. A nice idea by Liquid. This time it doesn't land.
Yeah, I think Alpha's probably one of like 5 players that would have been quick enough to hit that reaction shot on a guy flying through the air. Thankfully, Fnatic do have Alpha here. Gives them the advantage, wall placed. Almost as a bit of a bait.
Parpo ko dekho.
He was looking to get rid of it. The aggression on the other side is punished though. The push and pull of Fnatic starting to come into effect, and you look how open that B site currently is. However, Nat's getting in early enough. He's going to be able to smoke it and slow them down.
This is so good from Alpha. The second his wall got tripped, he walks back. He feels that space should now be that bit more open. And he could be right if noise was made on B. The knife goes through. Here's the ult as well. That's such a good fake. I saw it in the cam as Alpha called for this play. But does he expect there to be another player? They might think Miniboo, the one who was on A earlier, is the last man standing on this side of the map. And that's Wayne's chance to strike. Wayne kill on the other side of the map. This is far from over. The wall, along with the slow, it's going to cost them so much time.
Oh, wow.
Make it in. The slow buys them space, but they need to stand their ground, and they swing, and just about in the nick of time, the blood comes in.
You should have waited then.
What could have been a disaster for Fnatic, and only Nat stands in the way of their victory now.
Doesn't have any utility to play with, whereas, well, you can see the stars falling from the sky, things starting to align for Fnatic as Nats is basically hoping for a mistake, and he's going to get flanked on instead. Kayak with the wraparound.
Insane, bro.
Gain their third round, a break in the streak of Liquid.
Good call.
And one that still had moments where I feared, especially with Wayne on that angle, I worried he was going to just take this whole thing down.
Again, really good work by Alpha to start out, taking that pick and then the read towards that A site. The space taken, even though he got punished for it, they made good use of that.
Let's go, my bro.
The call to go back to the A site, what wins them that round? The first since the follow-up to the pistol. It's been a big streak from Liquid. Because of that, Fnatic won't be facing an eco anytime soon. Ops still in play. It's for Miniboo on mid. Fnatic might be giving him an opportunity. The smoke's not going to stay around forever.
It is worth mentioning as well, though, that while this might seem a little bit worrying for Fnatic, their defensive side of this map has been sublime. 8 rounds versus mates, a 6-0 versus Liquid last time, and 10 versus 4. With Miniboo now down, even going to just put utility straight in on towards Wayne, but he has just walled himself into a corner. You can't get me if I can't get you either.
Yeah, give him time to recover. Now the smoke down as well makes it so hard for them to use this off that was seen just moments ago. He's made it just about around that corner. Half his HP gone, little heal. Unfortunately, Nat's going back to fight for the space to deny that plan, at least make it costly on the health bars.
The waiting sky with the 100 on Clutch Mega Super Chat.
Thank you so much for the 100 Vedic bye.
Almost perfect for him.
Love you, Meri Jaan.
Get the opener, claim all of the space. Like, even though Wayne is still safe in the corner, he can't do anything while they encroach on the rest of the site, knowing that they've already cleared out Miniboo. And then Alpha take away any of their weaponry, and then make it that if they want to flee, which they do because they don't have a weapon, they're going to be caught by your they're going to take damage, and then have an operator waiting for anybody going back in. Wonderful stuff from Fnatic. Good adaptation from what we saw in some of the earlier rounds. And if they end this off 6-6, I'm still confident that this is their match.
There's certainly no reason to doubt it, but in the back of my mind, you think about what Liquid have shown us so far. They've had some good ideas when it comes to early set plays. And just with the initial, the Sage walls and so on, we saw that dive through from counter, an attempt to hinder some players and get them hit by the orbital strike. No doubt there's plenty more up their sleeve. And if they can just keep eking out a couple of defensive rounds from this point forward, they'll be pretty happy. 5 already on the board. How far can they push it? It's the question that remains to be answered. And with their credits dwindling, this round may dictate the answer to that.
Yeah, it's very cool that they have this many set plays on a comp that they literally didn't play the last time they played this map, which was yesterday. So it's clear that Liquid have been working on multiple different comps. Either that or they stayed up all night, which would be a terrible idea, and I don't think they did that.
I hope not.
I'll give them that, but no, I think this is clearly something they've had in their back pocket. Maybe a slightly riskier comp if the last one didn't work out. Which it didn't. But again, Fnatic doing what Fnatic does best. These slow rounds, figuring out the map, looking for openers, giving Kayak opportunities to try and find a pick with the operator. Wayne on the other side, though, is just like, well, you can put a wall down, so can I. I'm just going to, again, delay. And that's what this Sage is almost perfect for. Let him fight forward. Let him use those slows if anybody tries to make a pacey hit. And then let me make it more awkward for you. You have to break this wall, otherwise walking through this gap, it makes it very easy for me.
Yeah, and the wall at 1 minute, I mean, this is just going to give you so much information. They've broken it, so there were players outside. Team Liquid happy to sit down on that control, push up towards B main as well, take that deep information, and from there, Fnatic almost forced to run into a stack. Now, they've only seen one with that suppress. No one's in the corner. You start to think it could just be that solo defender. Yeah, the Sage should be somewhere now taken down. Let's see, one guy left on site. Let's go in, but there's actually a backup. There's a second player here. Flash pop.
What a flash!
And the round is
Flash is ulted in last 5 minutes, 5 seconds.
Third man flying under the radar.
last 10 seconds में 4 duel हुए.
पर वो पहले ही अल्ट कर देता फिर.
There was milliseconds in that. Literal milliseconds. Him trying to jump out of the way to flash his opponents and then landing both shots in that split second. Because even though it was so like, look, 10 seconds on the clock here, 8 as he goes for the kills. If he dies there, that is how much of a margin that came down to.
What's in that?
Look at my molly. Wait.
And as you can see, well, he had no choice but to look at your roll. It almost killed him. But to be fair, even if he just cost him an extra 1 second, Molly lands, still can't get the plant. It's a really nice play from Team Liquid, and I think they responded to that info perfectly. Again, that late wall from Wayne, buying so much information. You have to really commend Liquid for what they've brought to bear here today. As you said, that quick turnaround in the comp, but this looks like something that's been rehearsed for a long time.
Shots
for that fight. But the second man there again, it is kind of a bait.
It is literally bait. It's you're gonna fight. I assume there should have been some sort of retreat plan, but that plan wasn't taken. And then you've left Minibu. The problem is he now feels like he needs to get a kill. Otherwise, it's just untraded and you've fallen back. And well, even if there was a trap in play, if Fnatic avoid it now, they really don't care.
This time they wait outside that wall. Again, last time you broke it, they rotated in pretty quick. They waited, so now they let the clock run a little bit and burst on in, but the quick rotation and mini boost still sees that third player here. And now a danger in this corner, the Judge. Oh, it's going to be terrifying. The jump shot. Oh, it strips Magaz of more than half his health. But they're still standing with 3. Purple looks to change things as they break through this smoke. With the flash, it will be the same in response. Nobody dodged his shots in return. Feeding up a healthy course of lead.
Beautiful round.
I didn't think I'd be saying that coming into this map, Tom, but with how things started, it's quite the recovery.
Game we have.
I almost feel like Phoenix.
Oh यार chat camera connect ही नहीं हो रहा है क्लच भाई के इसमें यार Elgato connect नहीं हो रहा है क्लच भाई के PC में क्लच आएगा PC संडास
A sky in the sky.
He's watched far too much Jack Eye go bots. I mean, I don't know if he's singing Maroon 5 down there, but I wouldn't be surprised.
It didn't work out this time. Veka's definitely ready to play that anti-flash. 6-5. This was looking pretty damning at 5-2, but as said, Fnatic comfortable on that defense. This is so aggressive from the defensive side. And again, it's walking out. Minibu's running through. His own teammate Smoke, and it's wonderfully. Just a complete wipe down off that Neon, and they'll take the lead at the half.
you know, it is a bit derivative to say there was no strategy to that defensive side, right? They had set plays, they had plans, but it feels like they threw the playbook out the window in favor of brute force in so many of these rounds. Liquid looking strong.
क्या बात है जो समेटा है ना मिनीबू ने
More to come after the
जो
break.
समेटा है मिनीबू ने
7-5 half Liquid on 7.
Your body knows. A sense of victory. Seized when mind, movement, and gear ignite as one.
क्या बात है
Step into your
क्या
zone.
बात है
Designed to win.
क्या हो रहा है भाई तुमको बाहर जो पाव भाजी मस्त खाया करा ना बैंगर
Am I अरे
खतरनाक हाँ
उधर लिखा है
खेल गए
अरे इधर लिखा था ट्विट पे
अच्छा
टोटल 9 मैचेस में से फनाटिक 6 जीती है टीम लिक्विड से
तो 3 BO5 ही आ रही है ब्रो
अलेक्सा कैसी हो अरे औरत से पूछा
दोनों में बात करना चाहते हैं तो कहिए स्पीक इन इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी
speak in Alexa speak in Hindi and English
Would you like me to be able to speak both English and Hindi?
yes
Okay, I now speak English and Hindi.
अब मेरी टट्टी खाओ Alexa अब मेरी टट्टी खाओ आप
मुझे ठीक से समझ नहीं आया प्लीज एक बार फिर से कहें
Alexa टट्टी खाओ
छी
On this attack versus Fnatic. So even though that was a good first half, there still needs to be more in the tank. But as I said, this comp has been far more impressive, more exciting than anything else we've seen from them on this map. So if there was ever a time to believe that they could steal Khelraay away, the one that's I feel like meant to be the surefire win for Fnatic, this might be the comp to do it.
TL on attack, baby.
The pistol could put Fnatic
by
on
attack
equal footing, send Liquid flying into the lead early on in this best of 5. And on the map, I think most people expected Fnatic to have a
भाई वो एक इसको वास है तुम इसके सामने ये सब बात कर रहे हो
ओए सॉरी भाई यार
from Liquid.
Sorry.
And again, they've shown presence A main now. 2 players coming through this connector. I mean, this is clearly a split of the A site. That's clearly where they want this fight to go, at least from the perspective of Fnatic. But as we can see, there's something else cooking here from Liquid. And although Boaster's getting suspicious, will be the only one on that side of the map when 5 players come bursting through the gates. I don't expect him to do much other than grab the info.
I'll see if he can get one. It would be nice, but yeah, he's sitting all the way back, hoping to try and maybe just hold on to some of the space. That'll be a bigger issue. If they lose full control of everything, it's going to be tough. Beckett has already just gone through. They managed to get himself one for free. That's Nats out. He's the exact guy you'd want in a post-spawn. And in the meantime, Liquid have got aggressive. They've taken full control of the spawn. Not quite prepared for Minibu to be that aggressive in the last 2, only just getting into position.
Nice shots from Crashy.
Nice shot.
Come on. Ooh, Crashy.
Minibu up top will swing wide, and the Bandit closes this round. Liquid.
Next map bind है और ये मैप ऑलरेडी पिस्टल जीत गए वो
ये ऊपर के साथ दूसरा बाहुल लोग चार्जर पुश कर दिए मेरे को बताओ ये भी 30 FPS है अब लगाओ कैमरा चालू ही है
There were moments, but again, I do feel like it's almost going to get to a point where you're the coaching staff, you're Loan, you're Yatsin, you're watching Minibu play Neon and just go, we just got to put him on
every single map. Like,
he just runs around and fries people while they're trying to just set up for things. Like, he's the most disruptive player I think I've ever seen play this game. Well, let's just say Fnatic have got the read wrong here. They're all outside B.
But ये अच्छा लग रहा है
Everyone on Liquid's outside A. So unless they do a fake and run all the way back, which they're not doing, I think this is just going to be 5 players trying to die to the spike.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance. At least an orb found for Crashies. 4 away from the Fury now, but for Liquid, This is the chance to build up
हमारा
major
कैमरा
economy.
नई टेक्नोलॉजी है
Already
मेरे
got the
पीछे
one
पूरा।
pistol in the form of the Bandit in play. So for Fnatic to actually do damage, they need 2 picks. Playing back in with these classics, that's not going to be very easy. Alpha's at least got the Bandit. He'll go first.
कलर वाइज अच्छा है क्योंकि वो 1 लाख का कैमरा है, सेटअप है।
Bonchon's getting anything out of this one.
That's just the calm of Nats. He completely ignores kayak diving over the top because he knows that. Okay.
Wait.
This really shouldn't be very costly, lads. This should have been a nice clean one. This should have been very easy.
वो
You've just
सीटी
lost
मारा।
yourself
बहुत
3 players.
महंगा राउंड हो गया।
And yeah, that was a couple of SMGs gone. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but 1 rifle goes with it. And yeah, that is as good as that ever could have gone when you gamble on the wrong side
क्लर्ज
of
भाई
the
कल
map.
बोर्ड से all the best।
Yeah, especially with the initial
पढ़
fights.
लेना फिर। इधर क्या कर रहा है?
They've
बोलते हैं।
done a remarkable job.
क्या
Let's see
बोलते
what
हैं?
Crashies did here.
पढ़ ले।
Because he was tucked in the spawn. Look at this. 5 versus 2. There should have been no
Padle
damage
beta.
from this point forward. Kayak
Padle.
gets a lot done, but then...
हाँ देखो क्रैशी।
The thing about crashing is he can just do
भाई
things
come
that
on,
nobody
और
else
फिर भी
can.
लिक्विड
Like
जीत रही है।
yesterday, he was playing on the stage, and I was watching him stream as well. It was
सोच रहे हो
really
come on,
weird.
और लिक्विड जीत रही है।
That's
I
actually
don't know how he
crazy.
did that. Super positioning. That's a next step in quantum computing, I believe. I'll have to have a chat with him after. Figure that one out. Pick his brain. 9 to 5. Round 15 sees Liquid.
हाँ spam में मार दी।
Straight in towards
Wow.
this outside, but they're falling flat as they go running.
Alright, Fnatic is coming back,
There's only
baby.
3 left. 2 losses. Damage done to Wayne. That's almost taken him out of the round.
1 HP clutch? Oh, he healed.
Yeah, there's the heal at
भाई ये क्या
least.
डबल हीलर है।
He's also got some
Booster
coming
को
in
भी
from
heal कर
Sky,
दो।
so back to reasonably decent health, but man advantage doubled up on. 2 scene.
Taking their time. Ooh, almost.
गया।
They do have to be a little bit careful, but Nats has now gone on the other side. Wayne, he's a little bit healthy. Also has res. I don't think he's getting out of here alive. Well, Crashies make sure of it.
Good bonus, good bonus, good bonus.
I got good bonus।
Back onto the board for Fnatic. And well, yeah, I think we've just witnessed maybe a small piece of what Liquid are going to be attempting. That was so
क्या बोल रही
quick
है?
on their way into the
हर्ष
side.
भाई
but
मेरे और
Fnatic
क्लच
do
के
very
बीच
well
में
to deal
मत
with
आओ,
it.
क्लच
They
इज
win
माय
the opening
बाबू।
fights. I think there's no reason for Liquid
We'll
to
go
come
for
into
the
that
base.
underestimating their ability in those duels. This time it didn't land. Mini Move
उसको
lights
charge
him
पे
up
लगा
and just,
दो।
yep, misses probably
वो
6, 7 shots in a row. That's what
happened।
happened. But he did a lot of damage. And I think the potential is there when it comes to the buy rounds that Liquid are about to pull out. A res there as well, so even if they stumble early, they can pull players back in. They have to contend with Crashies on this big old gun. You know, if you can't beat him, join him. And he's doing a good job at least to start. See if he can have that same impact over mid that Brock did.
Win
Back
belt
in Champs. How's he gotten away? He's out
Wow.
of there.
Wow.
That's
How
really
is he
good.
alive?
Purpo and the Sage.
Yeah.
Purpo can get healed back up.
एक
and
इसको heal, वो
then
उसको
heal
heal।
the other player.
Double healer
That's
comp.
ridiculous.
I don't think
Win
that's something
belt
that
भी
they
already।
thought about too much when playing it, but that's got to be infuriating for Boasty. You have a guy dash in, dash out, and then just run through the smoke and find a pick. Kayak's now going to try and beat them at their own game, but Purpo just waiting on the other side. A double opener. Still 2
आज
players
Purpo
waiting
मार
on
रहा है
that A side, and
अचानक से।
Alfie has just been
Purpo
sitting on
मारता
B
ही है।
waiting
नहीं भाई, मैंने
for
नहीं देखा वो
someone
दिन।
to eventually peek him.
नट्स जिताया
I
था
don't think
गेम।
they're going to. Surprised he's not yawning.
There could be a chance to pull this back.
3-5.
100 Fury's still there, but Crashies has to secure his back, and it's this pick.
No way. भाई सो गया वो।
Decision made.
It's not Brawl.
The catch did.
Come on, come on.
Wake catch, baby,
They weren't
wake
expecting
catch।
to be this far forward, but the chance converts to 1 kill.
Save
And
करना
Alfie
पड़ेगा।
Amon, thank you for the 29 months मेरे भाई। महाशिवरात्रि के अवसर पर कुछ लाइट हैप्पी महाशिवरात्रि अमोन
हर
जी।
महादेव।
हर हर महादेव। Thank you for the 29
months. How they
months।
get there? This is a terrifying.
कल बोर्ड से इसलिए कम व्यूवरशिप है।
To bind where Liquid will, I think, without a doubt,
अभी
be
तो
more
चालू
comfortable
हुआ है।
than this. But I can't even visualize what that would look like. They look so at home here on Corrode.
I don't know. I think if you
वाह।
watch the last 2 maps of
अगर
Blind they play,
इसको
you can't
कब
imagine
बोल
it.
रहे हो ना?
When we watch Mini Boo fight
Yo,
people at
made
the
it,
spawn.
Last time.
I made it,
last map was
bro.
insane. They almost lost that round. Wait, did they lose
They
that
did
round where
lose
he
that
fought in the
round,
spawn? Yeah. Yeah.
Nonetheless, seeing that pace, but I like the layers to it. Like Liquid
के पास और
going
बूस्टर के
super
पास
quick
बिल्कुल
in,
पैसा नहीं है
having that second layer of just a risk taken by Purpo, but then as Fnatic try to react, they're still just holding that space. They're not allowing them any control. Also, I wonder if a part of this is avoiding Alfia. Like he's had his setup both times on that B side. I mentioned it the last couple of times that, well, go back to the mates game, they won 16-14. It was 31 and 21. He basically was the reason they won. I think he's the only positive player on Fnatic. Well, if he's going to man the B side,
ये भाई ये बहुत
गलत है 4 on 8. I'd rather go the other way.
चलो ये Fnatic की बराबर मैप.
Liquid have genuinely thought about.
वही कल मेट्स पे यही वाले मैप पे कमबैक हुआ था ना.
यही 6-10 से हुआ था. उसको देखो और ग्रिम.
Chance there for Wayne.
पूरा एक यूटिलिटी मिड पे खाली छोड़ दिया.
This for Liquid, the push towards the A side sees the same pace. The hinders even landed. Boaster does have some support though. Not under too much pressure just yet, but with the cash down, it has to be Boaster to pull back into this as he falls. The A side
What happened,
be for Team Liquid, but Crashies, he reveals his hand. He's showing them that he's here. The dog spotting him has ended the round. Liquid knowing how important it is to push Fnatic's economy and to find themselves that 11th.
Fnatic off guard caught हो गई पता है.
He's made it out at least.
ओए बोर्ड एग्जाम्स कब है? कल है बोर्ड एग्जाम.
11-6 for Liquid. Home stretch well and truly mounted.
When do they move out?
Check 10th की बोर्ड चालू हो गई क्या?
When do they put him there? Because it is genuinely just bombard that elbow side, just constantly hit it with pace.
America's खत्म हो चुका है.
It's sort of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like
परसों
it's
से कल
working for Liquid.
12th का.
Keep running it down until they stop us. Keep doing it again and again and again.
All the best दोस्तों आप
These
सबको.
flashes, like
बेस्ट है सुबह जल्दी उठो, फॉर्मूलाज वगैरह पढ़ो और ईयर भगा दो, चड्डी फाड़ दो,
बहुत सारे मार्क्स लाओ माँ कसम और फिर रिजल्ट बताओ.
हाँ और ये एटलीस्ट एग्जाम के दिन तो फोन विन थोड़ा साइड में रखो और इंस्टाग्राम कम करो यार. रील्स वील्स थोड़ा कम स्वाइप करो. नहीं तो एग्जाम में वो तुम्हारे कानों में बाबू लिख के आओगे तो अच्छा नहीं होगा ना. भाई यार मेरा बहुत मेस्ड अप है. मुझे बताओ हाउ डू आई डिटॉक्स माई सेल्फ एंड change my attention span bro because I need it. reading करके.
हाँ. तुमको पढ़ते भी तो नहीं आता.
हाँ यार अब यार बुक पढ़ने लग जाऊंगा ना तो फिर हर ऐसा अच्छा नहीं लगेगा ना, हर बात पे डिक्शनरी खोल रहा है इंसान.
तो वो ले लो किंडल
अभी मिलता नहीं है ना, मेरे एक दोस्त पे है.
मेरा
they don't stack it up and you still win. It's hilarious, but we now get to see where the mind games have landed. Fnatic for now at least seems like they've not changed much at all. They have left Alfia over on that big side. The problem is, and this is the one factor we didn't consider still, is that this is an eco round. So it actually doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
भाई कल से मेरे को ना क्लच भाई मैं एक अलग इंसान बनूंगा.
Likely to hit that 12.
Running, reading.
Whatever was discussed better be an airtight strategy.
They've just thrown the dog in to be early and then not actually sent anyone there. It's just, well, I think again, they're playing passive early to see, as you said, what their opponents are doing. Are they going aggro? Are they taking space? Are they trying to trap us somewhere? But the fact is, Fnatic actually aren't doing too much different.
What I would almost like to see Liquid do here is break that wall. Is get some of that information out of Alpha's hands.
Meditation मेरे लिए भाई next to impossible रहेगा with this attention
clearly
span.
expecting some sort of a reaction.
You need to start somewhere. भाई 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute ऐसे
around the A side. Nobody in main this time. A completely different round from Liquid for that reason. But they still end up here going through connector instead, assuming that the trap has been
भाई काजू हर बार गलत जगह कैसे हो सकता है? देखो अभी स्पैम हो गया.
Played back. That still didn't stop Kaya
from going down to the spot. But here's the booking.
A chance, an opportunity perhaps with his back.
Oh my
God, Winnie Boo!
Past Vikash, took Poster from behind, and now this round is done. Alpha here, the last man standing. Oh, his name's already in the history books. This one was
going
12-6 for Team Liquid. 6 chances to close out a map that
वही तो बोल रहा हूँ.
Some Fnatic fans might not have tuned in. Just assume
come back.
Oye, Chamber with ease. The shoes on the other foot here.
Yeah, and a lot of the time you're going to go into those first vetoes and go for your strengths. I do think there's some... mind games played in the veto as well. Like maybe you feel a bit more comfortable on like map number 3 or something, because that could be the one that ends up being the beginning of the comeback or the one that seals it, which of course would be Abyss, which again is a very, very good map. But this was meant to be probably the weakest map that Liquid play versus one of the strongest that Fnatic play, and it is looking like the opposite right now. Liquid in form, and their opponents yet to really show up to the party, especially in this second half. Most of all kickoff, the pressure put on. Hunter's Fury thrown out to delay them. That B hit, they were finally going to go B. But they might have been denied at the door. No, they're pushing.
So much already, and Liquid have won when they forced
Not even one kill.
Got Camo the kill. One away now from Convergence path, by the way. The spike is holding deep into spawn, which I'm not a fan of that. Purple, go back the other way. You're 45 HP, you madman. But if you give Camo the plant here, hell, or if he goes and gets a pick, I suppose.
Wow!
The round could be yours. Finds a kill, and you've already got the advantage.
Oh, they've avoided.
And the heal.
अभी B mid पे off लगाया. Oh my
god,
Nats! Here again, and now the Nats operator is taking it. Every single round, never having a chance to
all this without Combo is crazy.
Exactly. Combo on नहीं और ये लोग जीत रहे
the entire time. Does he have anything to keep them in their map choice, to stop them going 0-1? In this series, there's a second. Maybe this is his will stop him. Accessing the site, and Liquid take their opponent's choice to start things off 1-0.
Well, this is completely turned the tide of how we expected this series to go. Liquid answering early on with a dominant display. Now, well, the world is their oyster. Time to go down to the stage where we've got ourselves a little halftime check-in with Purple.
Congratulations, Purple, for this first map. We saw a very aggressive comp from you guys on Corrode, and you cooked with that Sky. So I was
performative level 100 main
to beating Fnatic, just running at them and throwing flashes. And is that your plan for map 2 as well?
I mean, honestly, we just knew that we are going to lose Corrode, so we just decided to run it down this morning, so that's it.
Run it down and ending up winning. Congratulations and good luck for map 2. Thank you so much. Let's see if Fnatic can bounce back on map 2 after a short break.
The only thing I want from us for this game. I was watching the game yesterday, and every time they struggle, I see the booster face Nafik fully cooked. I want to see today even worse. I want to see how we Nafik run them down, and this guy thinks why he plays Valorant. I want to see his face, so Nafik he thinks that I don't even know why I started that. Let him Nafik forget about 5 years he played the game, so he will remember that day, okay?
Oh my god! Bro, that's a generational clip, boy! What?
सीधा रूट से उखाड़ने का है
ये rewatch है भाई, ये rewatch है. Oh my god, what a clip, bro!
I want from us for this game. I was watching the game yesterday, and every time they struggle, I see the booster face Nafik fully cooked. I want to see today even worse. I want to see how we Nafik run them down, and this guy thinks why he plays Valorant. I want to see his face, so Nafik he thinks that I don't even know why I started that. Let him Nafik forget about 5 years he played the game, so he will remember that day, okay?
Nats mindset, baby, Nats mindset.
करके दिखाया है ना पाशा ने.
भाई, तुमको पता Nats mindset?
Women will.
भाई Nats ने अपना वीडियो सीरीज चालू किया है. वीडियो सीरीज चालू किया, उसमें वो Nats mindset सिखाता है.
अच्छा.
गेम इंप्रूव करने के लिए तुमको भी देखना चाहिए.
क्या होता है उसमें?
सिखाता है कि मेंटली कैसे हो और
लिखो.
शिट.
ये बच्चे लोग
प्लीज मत बोलो, मुंह मत खोलो अपना प्लीज. ये देखो, मैंने तो देखा हुआ. How to always play good in Valorant, the Nats.
लगाओ.
भाई इसका रुको.
And unfortunately, I need to answer that. Most likely than all of that, and I think the most easiest one, mindset. And I put it on the first I put it before goals, I put it before plans. So what's the idea of the mindset? Your mindset is to work hard. Your mindset is to achieve the goal no matter what. I'm planning to achieve Radiant. I'm not gonna spend time on the teammates that I have. You just don't have energy on that. You have your goal and you're gonna be doing that no matter what every day. You have a discipline and you don't care what's happening. Like it happens to everyone. Everyone who starts the road from the Diamond to Radiant, everyone is getting that teammates. There is no exceptions that someone is not. It's just about the way you're gonna react into that. And if you have a good mindset, if you have proper mindset, you won't be even noticing that. I hope I explained everything correct and everyone understands the way
ये एक साइड है और ये दूसरा साइड है. ऐसा मारो कि वो भूल जाए गेम खेलना क्यों चालू किया था. भाई साहब
यड़ा है भाई, ये यड़ा है.
हाँ ना भाई, ऐसा लग रहा है नैट्स का अलग एक प्राइम चालू.
भाई क्या ही क्लिप दिखाई है उन लोगों ने भाई. शिट. W प्रोडक्शन भाई क्या क्रेजी बनाई.
और वो उसके साथ साथ पोस्टर का रिएक्शन दे रहे हैं.
No, that was peak, bro. That was peak. That was peak. ओ इनका रिएक्शन देखते ना, रुको टरिक को लगाओ.
टरिक अपने रिएक्शन में अपना रिएक्शन देख रहा है. लगा.
I want from us for this game. I was watching the game yesterday, and every time they struggle, I see the Buster face nothing fully cooked. I want to see today even worse.
Buster face not good.
Run them down, and this guy thinks why he plays Valorant. I want to see his face, so nothing he thinks that I don't even know why I started that. Let him nothing forget about 5 years he played the game, so he will remember that day. Okay?
Oh my god. Yo, what has gotten into Nats, bro? What the fuck? I thought Nats was a good guy. Nice guy, dude. What is brother talking about right now? Bro's trying to like traumatize him.
अबे FNC नहीं आता क्या लाइव? अबे यार
आज लाइव नहीं है शायद.
क्या बात कर रहे हो? स्लिगी होगा.
NFS. ये स्लिगी है कौन?
स्लिगी नहीं पता, ये कोच होता था पहले.
किसका?
लिक्विड का.
All right, some wise words from
Liquid
Lohan
का ही
there.
कोच होता
Sometimes
था.
maybe good, sometimes maybe not.
Switch पे है वो, Twitch.
60% of the
NFS
towards A and they're heading B.
Most of all kick off the pressure put on.
See today even worse.
अरे यार अपना कैमरा को.
I want to see how we nothing run them down, and this guy thinks why he plays Valorant. I want to see his face, so nothing he thinks that I don't even know why I started that. Let him nothing forget about 5 years he played the game, so he will remember that day. Okay?
Oh, that's so sick. Oh my.
स्लिगी ने स्विगी बोल रहा.
भाई मजा ही आ गया देख के. अबे लेकिन पीछे नहीं कर पाएंगे ना NFS.
अरे हाँ ना, NFS पीछे नहीं कर पाएंगे.
अरे जाओ अपन ट्विटर देखते हैं.
हाँ
ट्विटर नहीं, डिस्कॉर्ड.
हाउ टू ऑलवेज प्ले गुड इन वैलोरेंट. देख लिया आप, समझ गए माइंडसेट.
Even Lohan saying in the coach confession like
किधर गया?
हाँ
पापा ने पीछे से फोटो खींच लिया. अब तेरा चालान कटेगा बेटा. अब तू गया.
चालान कटेगा.
अब तू गया.
ब्रो ये क्या है? एक रात पहले कितना देर सो? नॉर्मली सो
भाई
सुबह
7
जल्दी
घंटा
उठ.
देख लिया था अपन ने ये. यहाँ तक याद है मेरे को. लाइन बोलो तुम्हारी वाली.
कौन सी? डब्ल्यू सेटअप.
डब्ल्यू सेटअप नहीं, भाड़े
का सेटअप. अबे आए भाई. ये कौन है?
तुम ही तो.
यार क्लच में मेरे को ऐसा खेलना है लेकिन एक दिन. या हाइड्रा वाइफ सेटअप करूँ क्या मैं भी?
हाँ 6-10 फिंगर क्लॉ भी खेल लेना इसमें.
भाई पैसे खत्म हो गए अभी. जैसे पैसे आएंगे ना,
हाँ.
मैं सोच रहा हूँ एक ये ले लेता हूँ.
हाँ.
एक
बाइक ले लो.
एक बाइक ले लेते हैं.
हाँ.
एक
इतना खर्चा हो गया तो मेरे को PS5 भी दे ही दो.
PS5 वो सीडी वाला चाहिए.
नॉर्मल एक कंट्रोलर भी चाहिए. चलो वो मैं खुद ले लूंगा.
ठीक है. और वो फोर्टनाइट एडिशन की कुछ होता है वो चाहिए.
हाँ
ठीक है. और ठीक है ना?
बाकी ऊपर से लगेगा तो सब्सक्रिप्शन दे देना।
ठीक है। और कुछ चैट तुमको चाहिए कुछ? तुमको अगर कुछ चाहिए तुम खरीद लेना खुद से। ay. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding.
Grind.
Grind.
क्या बात है? अरे माउस देखो उसका।
Yep.
चल दे।
Expired time CB IO polling FS setup intermediate. Yes pending no exit. Yep.
Work. Boom.
Pratikai boo.
Let's go.
Chalan. Now wait, bro, who are we?
Bro.
ये क्या है यार?
Bro, बट ये जिससे बनाया इतना पीछे का बैकग्राउंड इतना अच्छा कैसे है?
भाई तुम AI ढंग से पहले वो वापरना सीख लो सालो, फिर AI करो। मैं कहा लाले आजे
आरू।
प्लस भाई ये मेरे को बहुत बेकार लगती है यार ये ट्रेंड। ये एक्चुअली है ना, ये अभी अपन इधर रहते हैं ना इसलिए अपने को नहीं पसंद आ रहा।
दिल्ली वालों को पसंद आ रहा है।
ज्यादा पसंद आ रहा है।
अपन को इससे क्या पसंद आता है?
बच्ची क्या बोलते नहीं वो नहीं तुला समझत का वो अपना कंटेंट है भाई।
वो अपना है।
क्या बोर्ड एग्जाम से आइटम को घुमा रहा है।
हाँ इंस्टाग्राम पढ़ रहा है। घर वालों की सोचा है क्या?
अरे पूरा समझत का चलाना है।
और वो एक लाइन में लिखता है सीधा। दुकान में वॉच पार्टी बे
ब्रो।
हलवाई सेटअप
क्रेज़ाई
कसम।
शिट
इधर वॉच पार्टी इधर गुलाब जामुन।
भाई तो ये तो दबाता रहेगा यार मजबूत।
हर्ष भाई तुम्हारी अगर कोई दुकान होती तो तुम उधर का सामान खाते, मतलब खाने
सामान क्यों पैसा खाऊंगा ना।
हाँ क्या
पैसा
डायरेक्ट।
ये कैसे सेव करूँ ये दबा के?
हाँ यादों को तेरी हम ओके जुदा हम ना हो सके।
क्लर्ज को पुलिस वालों ने पकड़ा तो वो हर्ष को कॉल करता मराठी में बात करने कुछ भी उतना तो आता है क्लर्ज भाई।
मेरे को पुलिस वालों ने पकड़ा तो मैं आधार कार्ड निकाल लेता हूँ। फिर छोड़ देते हैं।
नया फ्लेक्स देखा क्या? नया फ्लेक्स वही है ना अपना। अबे यार आया है गेम में खरीदा, कल खरीदूंगा।
कंट्रोवर्सी चलो अभी खरीदते हैं।
अभी नहीं। जिमकिन का कंट्रोवर्सी हुआ है, क्या हुआ है?
मसाला 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 मसाला।
Like, are we really doing this the way that it's supposed to be done? Why is it not working against this team? Can they just walk onto us? Is one piece of utility enough to disrupt an entire attack?
Do we need more utility? Do we need a change in comp? Do we need another Brimstone? I mean, that's not Viper.
Same comp, na?
I'm sorry, Mike. Yeah, I know you really.
We had the right to dream.
I'm not disappointed until we get into a few rounds.
I also want to highlight the fact
Things
that
by reaction
towards the end of the map that we just witnessed, Cooper was on something else. Like if he's going to be pop flashing out of smokes, if he's going to be having that confidence on top of having that double dive that was working so good together, especially when we speak about the defense and pushing smokes, I'd be scared if I was Fnatic.
I know Sky's a little lost in terms of the meta discussion right now, but I think in terms of their approach to map 1, if they're just going to really tap into Camo being the second duelist here, building around mini boots, obviously found his foot, found his confidence once more. Got a little bit of bravado the way he's
Jimkin
talking
bhai
about
call out kiye le na majboor.
I'm absolutely all for it.
नहीं but
And
उसने
that's
अगर ऐसा
again on the
है
speeches. Don't know which one it is this time around, whether it's personal.
क्या हम specs कह रहे थे?
Down in the dumpster, we can do this, or whether it's another one of the motivational ones. Either way, for me, Liquid has come out of the gate swinging and they look so incredibly confident. I want Fnatic to find that confidence back.
कास्टिंग कोरियन में हो रही है और कोरियन प्लेयर्स को तो फिर पता होगा अरे इधर ही आ रहे हैं ब्रो इज दैट द रीजन नोंगशिमो T1 पहले जीती है
weren't putting up numbers yesterday. They absolutely need to continue with this aggressive approach to this series.
And I want to see them cheering for each other just like
जेमकिन ने बोला है कि हम लोग को मतलब जो सेटअप दिए हैं वो जोक है क्योंकि हम हमारे सेटअप में ये कर पाते हैं सुन पाते हैं कास्टर्स की आवाज सुन पाते हैं कोरियन कास्टर्स की कोरियन लोगों की मतलब कास्टिंग की आवाज हम लोग को कान में आती है तो एक तरीके से कोरियन प्लेयर्स लोग के लिए तो फायदा हो गया क्योंकि उन लोग को पता है अरे बी पुश हो रहा है सामने वाले को तो समझेगा ही नहीं
ये जेमकिन ने कॉल आउट किया अभी ट्वीट डाला है उसने
हाँ और ये जेमकिन ने कॉल आउट किया है और लिटरली पहली 2 टीम कोरियंस है पहली 2 सीड ब्रो
शीतीश थैंक यू फॉर द 6 मंथ्स about एक एसिड्यूल हाउस जैसा पाव हाउस है ना हमारा वडोदरा
अभी नया ब्रांच खोलेंगे नेक्स्ट ईयर यही साल
डन
इधर पिच
डन
डन लीगल है अरे भाई लिटरली ये लोग वापस मैच करवा सकते हैं
as less favored against and they smashed them with their aggressive style and they did it on the defense just yesterday constantly pushing the bounds as said there was moments where Miniboo was in the opponent's stall
मेरे खानदान का मिठाई दुकान है मैं
चिनू क्या बात है चिनू जी otherwise yeah I think they're getting 3-0
इसलिए आपका नाम भी चिनू है
making Pal in the crowd making faces while you were going through that
he's joined
fanatic on attack
अरे अटैक तो वही करते हैं
well Team Liquid
पकड़ रहे भाई पकड़ रहे
barriers go up they have already swapped spots with the attackers Miniboo loves going down deep into their spawn and he has found the first blood onto the cash you know what Mike you wanted to see him on his feet I don't think he'll be standing up
he was doing that to Chronicle why would he fear doing that to anyone else happy to run it down, happy to put the pressure on him. For the attack side, we've always known that Fnatic like to feel out the map. They like to go looking, they like to find information, but you're going to have to almost switch your style up a little bit just to stop those early kills going the way of the defense. For now, at least, Crashies is trying to sell the idea that this is an A hit, but the other players not looking like they're going that way.
This is quite a clear late play to beat.
We're
standing by with the sheriff. Remember, they don't have to commit to these fights. Already having that advantage, the fall back. Purpo still has a flash. They can play back into the retake, fight out of a smoke, take that front side control. Miniboo's caught a bit in the open here. Already down to 50, revealed as well. This is what it's all about, waiting for that flash. Miniboo going down. There's a bit more awkward. And Crashies still had vision, took Purpo down, and puts Fnatic into the lead. Oh my! It's a messy fight.
Oh, that still gets one.
But it might not play a role. But in the end, it's a cleanup for
I think that was some of the issues they had on the last map, was just being caught isolated, and they end up losing those fights. And after it happens again early, like look at where he is fighting people. It's closer to your spawn than it is to the site. But it's the way they have their opponents back, and a little bit of luck, you know. It happens sometimes. 1-0.
Come on, man! Come on, push us!
Maybe he saw what Max was talking about earlier, about putting the pressure onto him specifically. Try to show that, okay, you got the first map.
Push कर रहे हैं sit down हो गया
of course they know they're going to push so spamming that smoke
shot वाले को भी मारा
oh Alpha just quick
भाई बिठा दिए ले
instead
मचान चालू chat
he's taken space on the other side of the map but at this stage I feel like the remaining two are just going to look to go down to that spike
I almost thought he was going to TP out play with the rest of the squad,
नहीं दिख रहा तो
delete
कर दिया रहेगा क्या
got much to lose.
Sticking around, yeah.
तो क्या भाई?
Even giving that over to your opponent.
हमने तो सर्च किया दिख गया.
Number 1 Alpha will be a bit angry, but the rest of the crew can still take that body shot.
हमने सिर्फ जेमकिन सर्च किया.
This is the start that we wanted to see for Fnatic after a devastating loss in the previous map. You need something to get you on the
अगर आपको
horse early,
जेमकिन का
and at
ट्विटर
least
नहीं
finding
दिख
the
रहा है तो
pistol
आप मेरे ट्विटर
with
के
a relatively
फॉलोइंग में
clean second
फॉलोअर्स में
round
जा
as
सकते हो
well.
क्योंकि जेमकिन मुझे फॉलो करता है
And even farming up quite a lot of orbs. You can see Alpha's now the one with the Marshall hunting down towards this A site. He is 2 away from a showstopper, and in the next round that could help out a bunch. TP taking out those players. Will be hunted down. Alpha has a chance. He could end up with one, and in fact, both kills. 3K here. That has given Alpha here his ult, and indeed he got a rifle on the run out. So a huge round in the end for him. And Fnatic, they come into the next round, rifles and a showstopper.
Yeah, that could have gone really badly. Like, they drop the...
Okay, let's see what Team Liquid does in there.
Yep, but the fact that, Alpha cleans up the mess, gets his ult, and then picks up the rifle at the end, that's about as well as that ever could have gone from the scenario they were in. And this man as well, going back to some of the previous games on Bind, it was just on an absolute tear, flying across your screen at a million miles an hour. I think they're going to need him here today with how his opponents have been playing. One of the things Liquid did very well on the last map, especially on the attack, was they avoided him completely. They just went away from the final boss of EMEA.
Best of 5 है दोस्तों, best of 5.
Went and did side quests, which included winning rounds.
There. Scout destroyed.
It'll be harder to avoid him here, especially when it comes to that attack side. Tip of the spear so often, and especially expected to be the case here. That showstopper to bring them into the site, and it will be B. It's under threat. We've seen this before, though. Purpo playing towards that elbow, flashing out. The delay of the snake bite, but a little different when Nat's going to invade that space. He's gotten so close, but a beautiful seize reveals him, gives the pick away, and now the pressure truly on. The showstopper still not burned from Fnatic. They've got that as a safety net. In the back pocket for a future round. The third seems to be going easily into their favor. Team Liquid, they're going to concede. They're running for the hills, and no surprise, Tom, they barely did a lick of damage, let alone no picks.
Yeah, I think that's just good research. Like, you look at the last map, it's a surprise. There was nothing in that composition that Fnatic could have done their research and read into and counted on the day. They didn't know what they were up against until they saw it in that moment. In this map, it's very different. Nats has been doing these things for however many years. I go back to 2021, he's still doing some of the stuff he's doing. You can see that Fnatic were ready. Okay, they put up this smoke, they put this in position. There is a chance he's in this gap. Let's make sure we check it. And that's always where Fnatic has done some of their best work. If we know what you're going to do, we can beat it. 3-0, it's early days, but it's already looking far better than the last map.
Yeah, and I think even from the pistol, from seeing Boaster stand on his feet, get a little bit louder.
जो पहले सुपर चैट पड़ा वो दूसरे को टपली मारेगा.
अरे यार!
I thought it was the C's. Yeah, it was too far back to actually.
Thank you, 100 Arshik bhai on KLURGE bhai की super chat.
Who knows?
Hey, hookah boy!
Good boy.
All right. But no, it's so important to see him bringing that energy up on the team, because you can imagine how low you feel after a 13-6. You know this is your last chance as well. You'll be watching Santiago from home, and the energy's looking better. The opening pick goes to Liquid.
Alpha थोड़ा यार उन लोगों ने पीक अच्छा रखा बे वो.
Fnatic. Okay, sure, you had lock-in where the first tournament of the year came with a trophy. But in 2024 and 2025, they did watch from home until coming back at stage.
Oh, nice slow, nice start, bro! God, fitness!
Perfect. Giving them a two-man advantage. Many been incredibly low. While Wayne's play is going to be fairly one-dimensional with him sat holding onto Hookah. Question is there going to be any sort of recovery? A little bit risky, but
nice molly.
Info found nonetheless.
भाई पर Fnatic इस बार बहुत जल्दी कंट्रोल ना टाइम पे ले रही है.
45 on the clock when push comes to shove. A shame to lose that showstopper in the opening duel. That was so close. The right idea by Kayak, but wrong execution. That flash though, different story. He's got himself two. Eventually took down Camo. But here he comes again. The menace on the server.
अरे early दो advantage मिल गए थे ना.
Find him one round for Team
Radiant
Liquid.
push रोक दिस KLURGE भाई ने. KLURGE भाई ये कर रहे हैं.
What we expected to see from them.
Radiant push रोक दिया क्या तुमने? Watch party हो रही है भाई कल से Radiant push.
Initial firing squad and then the reaction.
क्या कहाँ करा है tweet? भाई Instagram story पे tweet करा है.
That is the trouble
अरे
with
भाई
this
उसने
composition.
किधर तो कॉल आउट
is
किया
if you
है,
fall
लोग
into,
उसकी
okay,
बात
we
कर
lost a
रहे हैं
couple of
अपने
rounds
अपने
and play a
टीम में,
little bit more
जापानीज
scared
लोग
you
भी
lose.
बात
So
कर
you
रहे
don't
हैं,
have
तो हमने
the
कहीं से खोल
ability
के
to
देख
do
लिया.
that. So the fact
अब
that
वो किधर
Liquid
कॉल आउट
still
किया नहीं पता भाई, वो लोग के अलग अलग
fighting
सोशल्स
their
होते हैं.
opponents aggressively, still taking that space, not fearing away. Of course, for Fnatic, they've still got
ये एक
plenty
अलग
of
मैच अलग
credits to
चल रहा
play
है,
with in this
MIBR को
one.
भर रहा है.
And that showstopper is still available. Wasn't needed in the round prior.
Yeah.
नहीं राउंड देखो.
Maybe used in an execute here. The double up in
देखा
hookah.
नहीं क्या हो रहा था.
नहीं.
Contact and then a second layer. The gun's been spotted.
What?
Alfie still wins the
Bro,
fight.
वो वैसा क्यों किया?
Hinder landed and it's the TP play from Nats to try to find
और अल्फा बच गया.
strike put down, but those players hindered can fall back just far enough. The blast bags I think helped Alpha, but he's left on 30. And with Kayak falling in that attempt to take space elsewhere.
Oh my god.
They are already so
भाई
deep
काम चालू हो
with
रहा
Alpha
है.
being picked off.
काम
This round
चालू हो
looks
रहा
like
है.
it's dead in the water. Boaster and Crashies left to pick up those pieces. They're walking into the site that's stacked as well. The first goes their way, but now
Never mind.
3K for Nats, a second round for Team Liquid, and they're climbing back already.
Yeah, I thought with the way Alpha got that opening pick that this round was going to be a different beast, but it was just that reaction once again.
भाई ये देखो ना, ये क्या पीक था देखे तू? वो नल्ली दिखा रहा था अपनी जान ये कुछ अलग ही पीक देख लिया भाई मैंने.
TP cover still being held on the other side. It's just layers to the setups that they have. Now
Well, you
early
think Nafik
start.
I will chill against him? I can chill Nafik last time when I played on Fracture, not now.
All the way back to Fracture.
I think he's referencing that 1v1 he had versus Boaster, where Boaster picks him at the end. If he is, that's the thing that goes into my mind when he's talking about Fracture.
Rolling back the years, my goodness. There's the showstopper finally put through. And Liquid's
50 साल पुराना बदला ले रहा है भाई.
Expected to go pushing, but Purpo made a
That's
big
पागल हो गया है
mistake.
बंदा यार.
Showstopper finds its mark. Kayak with the disruption into the
We get shoot with two now. Camera डाल दी bro.
Might just keep
तू
Liquid
मिनी
in.
बू आ रहा है
Here
उसके
comes
ऊपर
Mini
चढ़ने.
Boo.
सब हॉल में
Getting
खेल रहे हैं.
space and locking these players into Lord Slam says he was
FNC,
watching the cross.
no
but
crashes.
Somehow
Mini Boo should get him 1v1. Boaster
Boaster
alone.
waits.
Ag diya na Mini Boo.
Other side of that molly for the fourth round on the board for Fnatic.
The back and forth has been crazy. The IGL.
कुछ तो डेंजर वाला है Boaster बहुत हंस रहे लोग.
हाँ.
And it's just the sheer pace of this one, like a showstopper in one way, an aggressive showers push the other way, a spawn fight back in from the defenders, and then it all coming down to 1v1 where Boaster has to take down Mini Boo. No, this time we had to mute it.
Come on.
4-2. And that is quite a damning round for Liquid. The economy on the brink, a couple of rifles into play. One of them in the hands of Nats, and while Camo was hoping to find a victim, he actually managed to find one instead.
Oh my god, sandwich!
भाई Nats को दिया hero भाई.
Yeah, they ran away from the bark
no way.
of that shorty and ran right into the bite. Crashes. He's waiting, biding his time. As Camo recovers a rifle, though, this gets a little bit dangerous, especially for him. The wrap back from Fnatic. If this gets spotted, that could be the spike down, but the space is good.
Mini Boo को देखो, Mini Boo का sound आया उसको.
At this point, all the info is slipping through the fingers of Team Liquid. They think they've got a good grasp on this situation, but I mean, the gate crash from Kayak might be the only thing that hints at this play going back in the other direction, if it's even taken.
No, but it has worked well for them, bhai.
It looked like Nats for a second might go back. Instead, they just left it onto Mini Boo. Bear in mind, he has nothing. I think he used his ult maybe at the beginning of the round, but that's it. He's just sat with a classic. The only thing he'll bring his team is information. How are they even going to get there in time? They can't take the TP. That's being watched on the other side. And his goal is just to just use the stuns as much as possible. But even those have dissipated.
This guy is pushing forward, bro.
Fnatic
And
there's the Viper. They're just trying to delay for Camo. They're trying to give him space. If he could drop the spike, this round is basically over. He's going to try and make that move. Already getting it on the flag. The spike just I don't even think it matters anymore. Vekash.
Nice right click these bhai. Bro, there's so much control over the map.
ये game होते हैं ना.
अबे timing मिला ना उसको मजबूर.
But eventually they got caught.
And we know this is in the wheelhouse.
Mini Boo सामने तक आया और पीछे चला गया.
Whether it's Nats wrapping up behind you, this is not a map that you can give that much space. I like the idea of playing it slow, but that little bit of extra delay, the read from Liquid, I'm also surprised that Liquid used at like 40 seconds. They threw in the snake bite towards B long. They were convinced this was a B play with 3 players still there, utility being expended to buy more time, and they still end up on A in time. And it's because of that decision from Camo to say, it's been a little bit too long without any util. I'm going.
And Miniboo's stun. Like him throwing that in towards mid-A bought enough time for Nats to get there and Vipers. It seems like the response is going to be a pacier take. Weaponry weak, but Alfia still has a rifle in hand. Needed to win the fight, but actually Kayak gets it and now could pick up that rifle for his own.
Direct backside pe.
They do have themselves a
Viper's taking backside.
Look at where the defenders are already.
Seeker's gone on to Vikaj as well. They know that there's a player far outside the site, but soon they may just flee completely. That wall can go up and they can take the TP. Already seeing so many players here from Team Liquid. Fnatic,
2v2 on side.
They stand the line and fall together instead.
6 दिन में सरप्राइज necessary deliver हो जाएगा. बहुत प्यारे लग रहे दोनों. Majesty tank the
Yeah, तुमको दिया है? क्या necessary है? You try and go pacey versus them. It seems like they're ready.
Majesty Tito
I don't mind the idea from Fnatic. Like your opponents have been pushing B short in quite a lot of rounds. It's been a 3-man push there. And it didn't seem to make a difference. It got a little bit further than maybe they would have done, but for Miniboo, this has just been a farming round.
What was not what boosted by up match के first map के end पे जाके देख लो.
The coach is giggling along. This is the moment for Fnatic to also have to slow things down again from a 3-0 start. They found themselves level.
By the way, अभी बस एक चीज मैं बताना चाहूँगा अपने चैट को कि अब तक क्लर्ज भाई के चैट में 5000 रुपए सुपर चैट आ चुके हैं और मेरी सुपर चैट काउंट 40 रुपए है. तो अगर आप लोग ये जो पूछते हैं ना कि हर्ष भाई आप सुपर चैट से कितना कमाते हो गया बस समझ जाओ.
भाई तुम मेरे को आज ही मेरा एक ही दिन
that without connecting some rounds on the back.
4-4 सेंटियागो जाने नहीं मिलेगा नहीं.
Truly at Liquid's back.
भाई कल एमआईपीएल भी ऐसा खेल रही थी वो एक बार सेंटियागो हुआ है.
It is tied up with the
क्या मजीनों का घर सेंटियागो में है ना. बोला नहीं जाना.
The vibe here it feels like it's slipping
ये
round by round with
best in the world.
The last 5 rounds going to Team Liquid. Now's the time for Fnatic to come up with answers.
Yeah, it's a good time to do it as well. Viper's Pit online, Orbital Strike available. Nightfall there as well, but their opponents are going. Again, it's just an immediate push up mid, and they might have been caught by a Prowler, but they're just going to flash straight through the smoke. They're wrapping around the spawn, but there has to be a reaction from Fnatic. They're immediately going to start putting that pressure. Well, they were putting that pressure on towards the B, but they are taking their time. And that time might be the end of them. It just depends how quickly we see the move from their opponents. And while Nats is going to be here and put the snake bite in to slow them that little further.
This has been what they do every single time. That snake bite's enough to slow them, and buy time is all they need to do. Flank is getting so close to coming to completion, and now there it is. Off the
timing of that volley.
Ooh, piece of utility.
Nice flash, nice pick.
Now the flank strikes. The spike
Let's
is stuck in his corner. They might have the sight, but they need to get out. And the damage done leaves Purple with an opportunity. A low HP Kayak on the site. The pieces can still be picked back up for Liquid to continue this dominant run. 4 out of 5 rounds, but Kayak will see
the lead.
Oh my god, वो लोग flank इतना fast कैसे आए भाई?
Thank you for the 40 Aryan bhai, खुश रहो.
Thank you Aryan bhai for the 40 rupees. Love you.
The molly straight after. He goes
Cam change करो अभी करते हैं.
Oh, thank you for the 5 rupees Ayush bhai. लो 5,500 हो गए.
The opponents while his teammates are just stuck in a corner, and he gets 2 openers, and then even clutches it out at the end. This is the star power that we needed to see from Fnatic in rounds like this, and it will allow them a response.
Yeah, a moment to breathe, but not too much. Still the full buy up for Team Liquid. 1 away from Camo having ultimate. Same for Miniboo. How dangerous that's being cannot be overstated. Team Liquid pushed down mid again, this time more tempered. It's slower, and it's not giving the information away. They're holding for contact. And Crashies is about to give it, but he found the info. Punished. Perhaps that flash was perfect. Still, shots from the side are making this awkward until Vikash goes down. Now the players on the side have to worry about their flank, and somehow Wayne keeps the trades equal. A 2 versus 2.
Smoke's down.
It looks like Nats is going to come around to meet Purple. They'll both play this from the flank.
That's it. Dependent on what Fnatic do here. They are baiting the plant. They are worried of almost every single angle, but maybe not the correct one. Alfia is watching though. That was the main fight. Now Nat's coming in on the flank. And they're still just baiting. They're still trying to make him go for this. Make him take from Fnatic. You want to try and surprise us? We have time to spare.
6-4, a 3-0 start. It looked like it was all going to slip away, but they found their rhythm again. Singing from the same hymn sheet, and they have put the pressure onto Team Liquid. A 6-4 score.
Thank you so much, Arjun Bhai, for the 40 rupees.
Their first in this half, and really the first time in the series that we've seen any sign that Liquid are feeling the pressure.
Well, the first map was the thing is, the first map was two things. One, it was you throwing in a bit of a more risky comp.
Hey!
You throwing in more of a risk.
Thank you for another 5
Majesty Gaming, thank you for the 100 rupees. बहुत प्यार दोनों को Twitch का chat भी read कर लिया करो. Hush bhai, full support.
You are getting these aggressive fights. You're getting into positions where you could take over these rounds, but Fnatic in the mid rounds are able to recover. I mean, that's what it's felt like. It has been a lot of recovery. It's like someone like Kayak has been able to get in that tiny gap you left and win the round. Or in this one, it was just Alpha Kayak trading effectively into the late and then them baiting in. Okay,
वो बोला T1 player टॉयलेट में स्मोक करते थे freely, but RRQ वालों को पेनल्टी लगती है और बोला veto agent unlock नहीं था.
And those are the moments where I think that Boaster always has and always will truly earn his paycheck.
Veto unlock नहीं था, ये तो नहीं सुना.
ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता.
Where he can change the outcome.
Raman bhai, thank you for the 40 on Google Pay.
Generational insight, like Nats might be coming behind.
इसके हम छोटा कर दो. हाँ, ये खासा बहुत बड़ा कर दिया.
It was perfect.
नहीं भाई, बराबर यार, मत करो. मैंने वो नहीं चेंज किया. वो चेंज ही नहीं किया.
Always watching for Nats.
हाँ बे, बराबर तो है.
वही टटी खाओ.
Well, there you go. No, all part of the game plan. Coach Tom chiming in. Well, Liquid 4 on the board and aggression.
No way.
The game. 2 rifles and an they're still pretty decent.
They only have 2 good guns.
Fnatic have been pushed back from NB control by the low buy. And again, I think they've made the right call by respecting this, even though there are some missing pieces for Liquid. They won't be pulling any punches with what they've got. Although now, any result shouldn't be there anymore.
That's the problem. That ult doesn't last that long if you don't kill anyone. So it's faded because they sat so far back. The main pieces is gone. I'm a little bit nervous seeing that over to Strike Online because there's been so many set plays involving the slows, and with Camo also having the convergence path, there's real potential to combo those two ultimates together, which is again something we've already seen.
2 months on
Fnatic playing so slow.
Next
that
time I'll
potential
get you,
builds
bro.
and builds and builds. You can even see that Wayne is sat in the spawn. He's making sure he can rotate into the right place. The problem is they've kind of been faked out, and that's going to make it a lot harder for him to do his job.
2 players spotted as well towards this B side. All the info there for Fnatic. Ults coming online in this and the next round. This could be a dominant close to the half. Team Liquid trying.
वेन अकेला साइड पे होल्ड करा रहा है भाई. क्या बात है. 3v1.
So quick from Fnatic. There is nothing to be done but sit and watch as 6 turns into 7.
क्या बात है.
चट वापिस. अरे क्या बार टपली है.
Unfortunately on the defense it is a lot harder to avoid Alfia. He is 14 and 7 right now and has just been ripping heads all the way through this half.
और हर राउंड जीतने के बाद नैट्स को ही भर रहे ना बेचारे को.
The thing is, I don't mind the idea of having those reactive
तो इतना बड़ा जो मोटिवेशन भाषण दिया है.
With the dimensional drift online, I think Kai was able to get them so much information that they were, okay, at some point we are going to see Wayne pop this ult.
होगी भाई जिस हिसाब से बातें कर रहा है ना पर्सनल दुश्मनी वाले.
And that's exactly what they did.
भाई शायद नैट्स जब फ्री एजेंट था तब
and you see what I was talking about. Viper's Pit, Nightfall, and Showstopper all available for Fnatic.
Info get in post plant is pretty good.
You've got a whole round in front of you, and for Team Liquid,
हंस रहा है.
The expectation, clearly, in Fnatic's camp is that there's going to be some aggression.
देखो.
The one ult that they have certainly lends itself to that in the form of the convergence path on Camo. So you see Fnatic just sit back. They're willing to let Liquid make the first mistake. And they know that if it comes to crunch time, they stand a pretty good chance with the ults they've got. provided Alpha stays alive, he's the guy that's got to get them in.
4 जन के stack में जा रहे हैं ये लोग. W Reed.
They've got a decent backup. 4 players on this A side, all setting up ready around that singular ult. The man on the other side, it's Nats.
Okay.
Fair. It's not a bad man to leave alone.
फिर से Nats अकेला है.
All तो दे रहे भाई, कुछ तो danger आ दोनों.
Setting up, 40 seconds left. No one is even close to rotating. They'd have to dip through the TP, and that's as far as it could have gone. Viper on Viper. Vekash takes him down. That leaves the site open for free. Multiple will be thrown in. They've got the information, but this is where that fast flank through the TP needs to come in, and the showstopper is going to buy them. Well, don't buy them time. No, he's just going to send it.
Yeah, he's done damage on a camo though. Here goes the convergence path. Now time to dive on in. Could be pressure
quick.
for Alpha here to deliver down below. Hookah, and he's being spun on by Miniboo. Another perhaps, but no, the Kaz is there to greet him. A lead presence sent his way.
Look
at
wait, what happened?
Bro, वो smoke में बैठा था, लो हो गया था.
The godlike performance needed for Liquid, needed from Camo and Purpo. As the time ticks, another foul.
Wow!
They're just every shot landed for Team Liquid.
Bro, वो knife क्या हुआ मुझे समझा नहीं. भाग गया.
Smoke में था, उसको लगा उसकी team में आ रहे हैं.
That round looked like a done deal, Tom.
I'm genuinely baffled by the fact that they've managed to turn that back around. I was fully convinced after the knife that this was completely close. Nonetheless, I need myself a breather, so let's go down to Lou, who's standing by with a lovely interview.
What the hell?
Yesterday they were fighting for their lives.
वो brim वाला
the VCT
था भाई.
stage. Thank you for joining me, Starkso and Beyaz. I know that you have no voice after the casting yesterday, so I'll spare you on this one. My first question goes to you, Starkso. You know, what happened yesterday? It was, you know, an amazing comebacks against Fnatic, which is a team with a lot of stamina, a lot of experience. Looking back at it, like, how did you do this magic, basically?
Good question. You know, I think until
yeah,
it's hard. I mean, I think until now.
Now it's like with the 45 months. By जीतेगी तो मुंबई.
100%. Roller coaster of emotions.
45 months.
That, you know,
and happy birthday मेरे भाई.
You can hear in my voice. We still didn't get through it.
6-7 करेगा वो. बस हो गया.
Did you manage to get some sleep?
Yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah. 2 hours and then straight to the arena to watch party. And speaking about watch party, Mini, I wanted to ask you, you know, how
thank you for the 40. Thank you for the 40.
No anti-stress to prepare. You know, the job is done.
Thank you for the 40 rupees,
So, do you enjoy, you know, resting from the kickoff marathon, just watching the others play and fight for their lives?
Yeah, I mean, it feels very refreshing being here. You know, being able to watch friends like Vekash, you know, play. It's amazing. And I'm just happy to be here, happy to enjoy our watch party with Bayaz, talk to the Gentlemates community, you know, and just enjoy. It's amazing to be here, and I'm happy I need to play for some time now.
Of course. Real quick, Team Liquid or Fnatic for these finals? Fnatic. Okay, what about you boys? Fnatic.
For me, Fnatic.
Oh, Fnatic. Okay, let's see if Fnatic can indeed take the win on Vine. Thank you so much.
Well, this is pretty unanimous up there. We've got one for Fnatic, two for Fnatic. We'll see. Not much going for Team Liquid. So, maybe that's because they're trailing by 2, but after that first map, I'm pretty afraid of what their attacks can do. They looked so dominant. The last round especially, man. Fighting back there, Crash, he's finding his first knife kill in VCT, and then this happens.
Muskan, thank you for 40 rupees. Remember me, long time. Muskan, how you doing? Muskan सिर्फ watch party के दिन आ गई थी.
These absurd rounds to get them back into the game. Now you have yourself a pistol victory. You're level. You're going into that attack side that was so dominant when they played versus Heretics. But again, Fnatic have already seemed to stabilize, seemed to adapt, seemed to have those calls that can turn things. Vekash already under pressure. He's running for the hills. He's seen the double dive into the site, and he's having none of it.
Understandable. Set up for the post, but Vekash is going to be caught, pincered on both sides. Nice play by Liquid. That aggression doesn't seem to be going anywhere. There's still 3 players moving towards the spawn. Nats is wrapping up behind, doing damage, being a thorn in the side. For Alpha Air is 10 HP. He takes quite a break.
Oh my God!
The last two players fully spotted.
Oh,
and you can see
shit,
Liquid ready
bro.
for every engagement sent their
Crashes
way.
by
Even if Miniboo goes down.
Santiago की तैयारी
he's likely
छोड़
to.
दो
भाई Nats ने खेला है round यार.
Team
भाई
Liquid
वो
find
hold
the
किया
pistol.
belong
That gap
फिर
is
वापस आया.
closing in on Fnatic.
Yeah, this is always the most terrifying part when you face off against this Liquid side is I feel like this is now the perfect way to activate Nats. Like you have this super fast-paced aggro into the site, panic stations, everyone rotate, get into position. Nats is like, yep, chilling in spawn. Like he's always been that extra layer that's so hard to play against. But in this sort of setup, in this sort of meta, it's perfect to just have him in that back line, and that's something that you could even see. Fnatic were looking, like Alphia didn't just walk with his back turned, he was looking for where Nats is, but that has always been an issue, especially on this map, is there's knowing he'll be somewhere, and then there's dealing with him.
Well, the easy follow-up, as it often is, Fnatic on classics. Wow. And the question for Liquid is, can they hold on to all those weapons? They brought 4 in, 3 Bulldogs as well, so still standing a pretty good chance when it comes to the next round, even without that numbers advantage they're likely to have. And hello, Miniboo got forced out by a nade, but forcing the fight didn't take it out of his favor. Boaster and Alpha, the last two, and well, he got decisions here. Do you care about?
Oh my God, bro, did that flash?
Do you care about giving them orbs, or do you value finding some for yourself more? And it looks like
what? उसने देखा उसको, bro. What?
Bro, उसकी चिड़िया फंसा रही थी.
All right, end zone flawless. No mistakes made by Liquid, and even Nats is scratching his head a little bit.
उसका आता है कि मतलब 40 रुपीस ग्रुप अल्फा देखा क्या क्या बना है? हाँ ना
He's getting tricky with it. 7-7.
Deadly group बनेला है.
Second pistol
Like
once
with the
again.
40 rupees.
Putting Liquid back into favor, and
7-7.
this is where we need to see that response once more. From Fnatic, they will come in with the rifles, they will come in with
इसका हो गया
everything they need, but their opponents also have
7 all buy round है अभी
mostly.
Liquid का. Sorry, Fnatic का full buy
I'll
round
be
है.
honest, the
अगर Liquid ये round जीती,
क्या?
not that much of a detriment.
Liquid ये round जीती तो Fnatic को Santiago की तैयारी छोड़ देनी
Seemed to hold him back last round, but now you're up against rifles.
Bro, और मेरे को लगा stun hit हुआ.
Already on the site, you've seen the dog jump.
Bro,
चढ़ गए.
क्या घुसने?
Finds one.
Okay, nice flash.
And now a 4v3.
Wow,
Boaster started shooting, bro.
Cover.
But Boaster's double may have sealed the deal. Good damage coming in from
Bro, Boaster, भाई round निकाला है Boaster.
You always have to feel nervous when it's Nats on the other side.
Boaster इतना जिंदा कैसे था भाई?
Boaster was the one to take over.
हाँ, फ्लैश को पीछे के सामने आया. Bro, उसने हगा किसी ने.
हाँ, वो जो रैप कर रहा था वो.
That's been their issue. That's been
तो
a lot of
अच्छा
teams'
entry
issue.
था.
When you have this dive, when you have this fast-paced take, you normally don't have the support, so you just have to run in and take
bro,
the
crazy
Alpha.
क्या फास्ट के लिए Liquid यार.
bonus, as you said, the
फास्ट खेलने के बाद
didn't
थोड़ा
seem
सा ना
to
उनका
hamper
horses hold करने चाहिए.
Miniboo too much, but
Hi Suki.
now he's got himself a phantom.
Well, a minute 30, and it seems Liquid are going to be pretty quick with this one.
Spot किया क्या?
Even with the ability to TP back, the whole squad is behind Camo, and he doesn't seem to be going anywhere. He wants to go forward. He wants to push through, and with the sky. Puts 2 in the ground. Numbers.
Boaster started shooting us right.
But Boaster pulls the advantage out of thin air.
विकास अभी भी clear
He
नहीं
wants
हुआ
to
है.
keep fighting here, though. A 3 versus 2, a judge on the retake for Vikaj. If they don't push into him, that's going to be a tough one to make work. Should be some weapons to pick up behind him. And indeed, they will just wait to take this together. Only 2 left, but it's Wayne and Nats.
Nats is facing the wrong way. Oh, it should have been free, but even still, he manages to catch Crashes. And Wayne, in clutch scenarios, has been sublime, and he needs to get past this utility now. The judge should be deadly. Again, climbing up that scoreboard. Leading by example.
Boaster locked in है, bro, locked in है.
Fnatic's lead by 2.
Yeah, I mean, having a great map here as well. You know, for Boaster, I think he might come into this as like the lowest rated player in the league in EMEA. And I mean, considering the fact that it's not like they've gone for that lower bracket run early on.
भाई 15 सेकंड के अंदर साइड्स कमिट हो जाती है।
I think it just again goes to show the fact
That's
that not
actually
only
rare
is Fnatic
sides.
stacked with individual
But I guess अभी कुछ तो heavy call आएगा।
but this man, he brings a lot to the server. In terms of that leadership, that's why they didn't bomb out early.
But bro,
And now when
timeout
he's
ले
firing
लिए।
as well,
एक round
he
हार
could
के
have some
साथ।
problems brewing. Team Liquid call a timeout.
That's crazy.
Round 17, a 2-round deficit, but a little bit of momentum building up for Fnatic.
सबसे पहले गेम खेलना चालू किया था ना, तो मैं एक दिन ऐसी रैंडमली एम गाइड देख रहा था, बूस्टर का एम गाइड आया था, वहाँ मैं वो एम गाइड को बहुत ही गंदा खेल रहा था सही में। फिर मैं टेंस का देखा था स्ट्रीम का क्लिप्स, फिर अच्छा खेलने लग गया। सही में।
And that could be enough to do this, because you start going for those riskier plays, you start going to be a hero versus this Liquid squad, and hey, maybe Wayne wins a 1v3 while he's on 5 health. Like, you just need to be careful with this Liquid squad, because although in the early stages of this tournament, where, okay,
not that easy, bro.
Maybe not on the correct roles, you've seen swap-ups to put Camo into position, top of the board, by the way, and even Nats, like, swapping into, okay, I'm just going to go back to my Viper, I'm going to go back to my Cypher to keep things more comfortable.
एक स्टेप
You
आगे
do
था।
still now have even more so have to be careful when these
दोनों
players
जगह
are
पे
feeling
chat
good
कैसे
because
पढ़
they've
रहे
been
हो?
in such great form.
Especially that way,
I'd
bro.
much rather seen Purpo as well on the Sky rather than the Fade. I feel like his initiator util has been shaky, whereas at least with Sky, although an initiator, he can at least play it as a duelist, as we've seen. He's flashing for himself and
वही इको राउंड है, मेरे को लगा बोनस के लिए वो
it's good to have that little bit. You've seen the value of the dog, value the info on the flashes as well, but often used individually. Here's Alpha.
Nah, I'm
In
just
a lot of
lost.
trouble, but he's dodged that hinder, and Camo's going to have a much tougher time taking
Oh,
it down, you would think. Nice response with Vikash keeping the numbers. No, they're even going to use an orbital strike. Hey, for a round like this, Liquid have got to be happy to already get a big ult out of the way.
Also, Wayne has got quite far. Like, the rest of the players are almost selling the idea that they're falling back off this, and he's just walked into lamps. Now, it's a good thing for the space he's taken. It's a bad thing because he has the spike. So if he doesn't get 2 kills here, they drop the spike, he got nothing. That was the low HP player. I thought for sure he'd at least come out with 1, but and now this becomes impossible. Of course, it was a lot of weapons, so the expectations was it would be difficult anyway. Oh, for Kaya, it's just a 10 rounds for Fnatic. They lost their own map choice, but their opponents is looking pretty good.
It is indeed. Yeah, but I suppose as well, you look at Corrode and the surprise factor definitely comes into play. Des talked about it. I think Kuku was saying that, you know, you come into that matchup and you only get to prepare for what's coming your way. For the remember, Liquid didn't just sit back and sort of have setups. They were getting aggressive. And the only time that Fnatic had to counter that was in the loading screen. So it very much limits your ability to react. We saw their game challenged from the very second that barriers went up. Fnatic get to play a different game than they had rehearsed, but here on Bind, everything's going according to plan. 3-round gap, Fnatic in the lead, and a chance to basically make this BO5 a BO3, put us 1-1.
Ooh, Dinkia!
Once again, aggressive.
Oh, yeah, expecting the pushes.
He's received, or his teammate, I should say, has received one trying to swing from mid.
Time to jump. Nats मार नहीं रहा बा.
Does have his ultimate online.
The
problem is when Fnatic have had those disadvantages, a lot of the time we have seen those individuals try and turn the rounds back.
Saturate डाल देगा भाई, मतलब ही
contact for Vikash, but he's not going to be able to stop mini-move. Just too quick on the slide to deal with, and now that singular disadvantage has doubled.
Oh wait, okay.
TP taken, but it's the Seekers here that make this a very tough task. Nate sent early, break the Seekers, stop the Neon from pushing, but now we're in a bit of trouble. Reeling, spinning around that side. Where the danger was coming from, and the trick was, it was from all over. 10-8. 2-round gap, solid response from Liquid, and 4 ultis coming in next.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're probably in that moment shouting like, there's 4 in showers, there's 4 in showers. It's like, but that means there's what? And that's the moment, that's when it first clicks in your brain that if there's 4 players one place, that means Nats is in the other. Just claiming that additional space.
Nice, amazing kills, boys. I think, why is he pushing?
Last line पढ़ा मैंने बस.
10-8. First spy round on the board for Liquid, but as you said, a lot to play with in this one. Shows that it's been baited out. They've gone the other way. Can he find something for it?
Bro, Alpha को rotation करवा दिया.
Overdrive has faded as well, so it's a trade for a trade on those ults, but I'll be honest, I think Liquid will take that.
Definitely, yeah, a huge danger taken out, and although Miniboo can do just the same, that Showstopper can pick up a whole lot more, a whole lot faster. For Fnatic, waiting outside this site, all 5 players are here, and although they're sitting in the smokes containing the space, they haven't yet done the strike until Alpha goes up top now. Here comes the invasion. Fnatic, they've already found 2. Both falling into the hands of Alpha here. Okay. Someone has to fight back on. Back is to continue. That's put in so late.
My flank aa raha hai. Purple.
They've spotted him.
But the time.
Yoru's looking to push on. Hold on. Pressure's gone down.
No. What do we do?
Grabs a double.
No.
So good flash. The duelist of purple, as we know him, here on the sky, popping the flashes to buy them time. Liquid have taken this in to punching distance.
Why Nats kya khela is shot pe?
Only Nats.
Why the shot kill was big?
I can't believe I was at
Yoru.
Yeah, I was sat there thinking, there's no way he can even get back into his own pit.
Holy!
The plan was to leave everybody low enough for his teammate to close out the round. Let's go, boys!
Oh
my God, what a round!
Liquid could achieve.
भाई इको राउंड डाउन के लिए भाई भाई इक्वलाइजर टाइम
भाई वो योरू का अल्ट तक लग भाई वो मूव करते हैं ना वो स्पैम वाला
Anyone else in that situation, Yoru's just on you and you're getting spammed.
और विका जाके क्लोज इन कर लिया था अगर नेट्स वापस आए तो मार देगा हक दिया उन लोगों ने
Look at him dishing out snake eyes to the opposition. He's already found the opening. Looking for a bit more, and well, that never mind.
God, bro. Equalizer already, brother.
But it made no difference. No by Team Liquid and in zone flawless to put them neck and neck. And as Fnatic started to build up momentum. The wind is ripped from their sails. A timeout. The final one we'll see on behind.
Timeout.
Flip a little bit. You see some of those moments that they've been doing this all week. They've been doing this all the way through their fight in that lower bracket. We mentioned it, the conversation of last year where they fell into the lower bracket immediately and needed to win 5 games in a row to make it to Masters. This year, they fell twice. They were given an additional lower bracket, which almost seems unfair. And then now on that road again. 4 wins out of 5. The last would be defeating Fnatic and again eliminating them from kickoff contention, not going to the first Masters. And Liquid obviously.
Hello.
Bro.
Gooted and a headphone.
Shit! Bhai.
Much changed.
Not even
really
the
feels
white
like the sky
noise,
is the limit
bro.
right now, and well, it is. No disrespect to Purpo, and it is going to be Fnatic going to have to fight their way back in terms of the context of this series. Even the map win will just put them even, and for now that is being pulled into question. I believe it's 3 in a row for Team Liquid.
Bro, you know.
And after using up their final pause, the final pause of Bind. Aggression towards B-Long, the trade is very good for Liquid.
ये बात बहुत important है Fnatic के लिए. एक और kill और save करना पड़ेगा उनको. And that's his lucky.
Turned on A, and that's where Nats is filling in that space. He has gone so far back to prime. Nats with the space taken.
Oh my God, he's so quick.
Watch the angle. All he wants, the only thing he'll see is a bullet speeding towards his temple. Team Liquid, 4 versus 3. Orbital strike.
They have to save this,
bro. The ult on camo. The convergence path could either
save this.
Could lock in this round.
Look how far back they're sitting. You can see all of the
spams,
everything being used to try and delay them.
Oh, he's sticking!
He's got it to half though. Honestly, not bad, but Nats has already taken another name.
What is this guy doing?
There goes the molly. And now he's in the corner.
What a position!
Why would they check it? They do! Crashes clears it again. A chance. For both strike. This is getting interesting, but can he tank the damage? He'd have to go all the way through.
He can!
No! Close enough! A nice attempt, but now crashes with little to no time. It will be the round for Liquid. And all their post-run util does the job.
Bro!
That was so close, but you could see it from the get-go.
Fnatic
were playing up against a stacked hand, and they just didn't have enough playing with a card less.
Bro, कितना shot था यार विकास को.
That was sent
Bro, that's his own,
the snake bite and then the orbital strike.
How close it is.
16 health, and frankly,
Jack, was he 150? No, he was half shield.
Do you think as well if he's full health?
Bro, वो half shield था.
Because he was a little bit off.
120 tag पड़ा है उसको सिर्फ बॉल से.
Yeah, I think he survives another tick. That's all he needed.
होता तो
So I think that was the little bit of spam from Nats.
That's devastating.
Oh, Nats ने spam दिया उसको.
That puts Fnatic down to pistols. 11-10, the lead taken out of their hand.
Fully
With no chance to fight. Push up to 12.
Exactly, it's over. It's over. 2-0 up. Oh my god.
Knocking on the door, and Fnatic left in the dust. One chance to fight for this. They need to push it to OT. And they're not winning this.
Bro. Oh my god, new poster is crazy.
And end zone flawless with style. Liquid looking to send
game दिखा दिए बे Liquid वाले.
2 maps would basically be a death sentence. They need 3 in a row, and right now Liquid look like the better squad.
Liquid comeback करिए.
He's going for old school phase and optic clips.
Chad, what a game!
Is he making a montage mid-game?
Disrespect is crazy, bro.
That's the Nats.
Bro, he talked that shit, he walked that shit.
You could spend a whole day prepping for what this man has done in the past, what he's going to do.
Okay.
But dealing with him is a problem. This round they've got him. They found him. There's more pieces to the puzzle. Boaster on the corner. He's going to dodge the ult. Gives him a way out of there, but he's under serious pressure. The spam not quite catching him. And this time the defense hold the line.
Crashes backside.
Oh yeah, even with the one for Camo, so much more needing to be done. The plan towards the spawn could cause problems. In fact, Camo lands it. TP can be taken.
Clear already, bro.
Wide open. Where do they go for the plant? I mean, they have control over spawn. It's the right call. Nice and
Kamo should leave that and come here, bro.
Even with bathroom, you have to be scared. This is going to steal information out of the hands of Fnatic. And with the deep position from Camo, he was playing here until a matter of seconds ago. They know that nobody's coming from the spawn. They know that they'll be wrapping around. Connected the dots for his triple. The numbers even. The time ticking. And Fnatic are the ones that need this. And a follow-up. They've got to pick up the pace. Camo's got
Camo popped up right time.
1 map away from 17.
2v5 था 2v4 था. अबे 2v5 था.
हाँ 2v5 था. अबे 5 तो एक ही ने मारा है. Bro, what a game!
Oh my god!
Beat.
चड्डी भाई चड्डी उतार दिए भाई कुछ तो ट्रैश टॉक सुनाई दे भाई मजा आ जाए.
Sees when mind,
Oh
movement, and
shit!
gear ignite as one.
That's why what a comeback, bro!
Step into your zone, designed to win.
Who are we chokers FNC? ये क्या बोल रहा है यार?
Women will.
किसने बोला?
चैट में बोला भाई. Fancy.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Wingman World will want to know well one break. Vamos.
Fanatic. Is this a reverse sweep?
That's no access to Santiago.
Shit bro. भाई मतलब बाइंड रैट्स का मैप है. तुम अगर टीम लिक्विड के सामने खेल रहे हो तो बाइंड बैन कर दो.
क्या भर रहे थे उसको?
हाँ.
पोस्टर ये लोग.
Exactly 4 राउंड जीत के.
भरे जा रहे थे. क्या कमबैक हुआ है देखो.
7-5
क्लिक क्यों नहीं होता ऐसा?
अबे क्या क्लिक क्या करना है?
अबे उधर राउंड समझता है क्या होता है?
कहाँ होता है? नहीं होता भाई ऐसा।
अटैक पे जाओ, अटैक पे।
अबे ये लिखा तो है।
क्या?
7 राउंड, 1 सेकंड।
हटो 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 हटो।
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 5।
क्या 7-5 आफ्टर?
हाँ। और
फिर
7-7 हुआ, फिर 10-7 हुआ,
फिर 10-7
और फिर सीधा 10-13 हुआ।
Oh, all right, all
6
right.
rounds in a row, bro. अबे ये देखो, कैमो टोटल 24 मारा है। नेवर माइंड। अबे तो उसने अटैक में 6 ही मारे थे, आखिरी में 5 मारा है। भाई नट्स 15-6 गया अटैक में। ओवरऑल कितना है ब्रो? हर्ष भाई ही इज फ्रैगिंग हार्ड राइट नाउ ब्रो।
नटस गेमिंग वाइट है
ना सी देखो, कायाक नहीं कर रहा पापा। दोनों गेम -8 चल रहा है।
20 है
अभी सब फनाटिक का मैप है भाई, बट लिक्विड का भी मैप है। हाँ पढ़ाई करनी पड़ेगी, रुको।
ये सोनी का कोई तो हेडफोन है दोस्तों, सोनी
भाई इसका ना ये जो मॉडल है ना चैट, ये वाला मॉडल ना इंडिया में अलग वर्जन मिलता है इसका, और ये वाला मॉडल का ना ये इंडिया में पता नहीं, इंडिया में एक सस्ता वाला भी मिलता है, एक महंगा वाला भी मिलता है, और दोनों में सेम फीचर्स हैं और काम सोनी का कोई भी ले लो वैसे ही काम करते हैं। तो आई गेस 15K का जो मिलता है वो वाला जो है वो सेम काम करेगा, और ये वाला नहीं मिलता है।
ये कितने का है
पता नहीं भाई।
30 का रहेगा।
नहीं, जो $200-300 का आता है, 250 डॉलर के आसपास का है। भाई बट कुछ भी बोलो, सोनी का बहुत टॉप नॉच होता है ये। पांच का सिक्का 10 का नोट, नैट्स बाबू इज द गोट। अब उसको आवाज भी नहीं आई होगी मैं क्या बोला हूँ। Alright bro, let's see Team Liquid Abyss.
Bro मैं इससे ना चल दूंगा।
हाँ
Bro this noise cancellation
अब वो एम्बियंस कंट्रोल है कि ना तुम बोलोगे ना तो कॉन्वर्सेशन वाला वो हो जाता है।
Bro this shit is fire chat। भाई मैंने ये सबसे पहले ना इसमें
इससे बाहर का आवाज अंदर भी आ सकता है।
हाँ जब भाई ये मैंने ना सबसे पहले इसमें सुना था भाई एयरपोर्ट्स में।
हाँ
मैं पागल हो गया था भाई ये सुन के ऐसा।
तो ना जब मैंने एयरपोर्ट्स में ट्राई किया ना तो मेरे को चाहिए था कि हेडसेट चाहिए, क्योंकि गिर जाते हैं कान से वर्कआउट करते समय।
हाँ दे दो मेरे को भाई।
है तो तभी ये वाला मंगवाया। टेक्नोलॉजी है ये हैवी। एनआरजी का मैच देखो, अब एनआरजी का मैच 3:30 से चालू होगा ना ब्रो। मत करो ऐसा, मत बोलो ये सब। अबे आवाज बदल गई है क्योंकि ये ब्रो लास्ट टाइम दे प्लेड अबिस इट वाज वर्सेस हेरेटिक्स में इसका आवाज ही नहीं आ रही भाई।
आ रही है मुझे लेकिन ब्रो आई
अबे XM4 नहीं है, रुक जा। XM4 कितने का होता है?
ओह माय गॉड ना शाय बंटाई।
नहीं XM4 नहीं, XM4 नहीं है। XM4 अलग है ब्रो। XM4 के बाद वाला ऊपर वाला वर्जन है।
वाओ
वाओ ब्यूटीफुल। अबे हर्ष भाई ये लोग हेरेटिक्स के सामने 13-11 गए हैं।
जीते हैं
हाँ पर हेरेटिक्स के सामने क्लोज मैप।
हाँ हेरेटिक्स नली टीम है।
हाँ तो उसके सामने क्लोज गए हैं।
Now what is the world we living in bro? Nice setup bro, very clean. I like this black frames. भाई उसने ये मेंटेन किया, थीम मेंटेन किया, देख रहे हो ब्लैक ब्लैक
ऊपर से नीचे
हाँ टेबल भी ब्लैक।
बैटमैन है वो। ब्रो इमेजिन उसमें आए दोनों की में गायब हो जाए। क्या बात है
ब्रो, उसने पीछे भी लाइट लगा देखो ना। पाशा
एक सेकंड भाई, कल फनाटिक रिवर्स स्वीप खाई है। ओह
कांग्रेचुलेशन। वही क्लर्ज भाई गुरिल्ला में है ना मैट कलर्स आए अभी, देखिए तुमने मैट कलर कोई देखी है गुरिल्ला की? भाई मैंने ना एक ऐसी ब्लू ग्रीन टेंट वाली एक भाई इतनी सही दिखती है ना, मतलब मेरे को मन कर गया 1 सेकंड की भाई ले लूं क्या ये।
भाई तो तुम लोगे क्या ये बताओ कब
बड़ा ये भी बहुत है ना जरूरी होता है, ये एड ऑन लोग लगाते हैं इसको, पता नहीं क्या होता है ये, बट ये जरूरी होता है। मैंने एक वीडियो देखी थी वो अपने इसकी गोल्ड आई साइड वाई की, क्रेजी यार। भाई मैं जब लूंगा गाड़ी तब दोस्तों के साथ ही लूंगा, अकेले लेके मतलब नहीं है, दोस्तों के साथ ही पर्दा उठाऊंगा। और साहब मेरे साथ स्काई डाइविंग करोगे? व्हाट द हेल इज दिस?
विल्सन लो सिएंतो।
ब्रो तुम ज्यादा जोर से बोलते हो तो ये बंद भी करता है आवाज। ये क्या है?
विल्सन लो सिएंतो।
भाई जोर से चिल्ला रहे तो ये ऑटोमेटिकली आवाज ये कर रहा है। शिट, मतलब ये ना कॉन्सर्ट वगैरह में जाने की चीज है भाई।
वो कल दीदी पहन के बैठी थी ना मैच में, बहुत चिल्ला रहे थे तो।
ब्रो ये क्या क्रेजी है। कौन दिया है तुमको ये?
चाचा।
चाचा को बोलो ना मेरा एक भाई है प्लीज। भाई तुम्हारे चाचा से एक बारी मिलाओ। वाह कसम, साउंड कोर में भी है। वही चैट कोई सस्ता वाला ऐसा हेडफोन मुझे बता दो ना यार प्लीज, मुझे पहन के है ना सो जाना है, या तो ईयरफोन ही बता दो चलेगा।
भाई ये ले लो एयरपॉड्स प्रो,
नॉर्मल है 10,000 में। अबे यार 10,000 का कौन लेगा भाई?
10,000
2000 के अराउंड नहीं आता क्या?
मैंने वो 10,000 वाला आता था ना सोनी का, वो मैंने ट्राई किया है पहले, उतना कुछ क्रेजी था नहीं। अबे ये कुछ तो अलग है भाई, मैं इसका नाम भूल रहा हूँ बस।
टेक्नोलॉजी है भाई।
वो 10,000 वाला या XM4 XM5 ये सब उतने क्रेजी नहीं है, ये अलग है यार, ना नाम कैसे भूल रहा हूँ पता नहीं
ब्रो।
रिसेंटली मैंने किसी को लिंक भेजा था। हर्ष भाई लो सिएंतो विल्सन।
क्या
तुमको नहीं पता? विल्सन लो सिएंतो
कौन है?
तुमको?
हमें नहीं पता है कौन है।
Ignore that. Hold that
हाँ,
thought
रो
for a
दिया
second,
रे।
but that's what they can
वही
at
तो
least
वो बोल
find
रहा था ना
confidence in, I think.
हाँ भाई रिटायर, कॉलेज रिटायरमेंट स्टेज।
फोन में देख लेता हूँ।
नहीं रुको।
ये कैसे पता होगा मेरे को?
¡Lo siento! ¡Lo siento, Wilson!
वो उसका मुर्गा है तो लो सिएंतो मतलब सॉरी।
That's tough. That's actually tough.
मुर्गा ब्रो, उसकी कितनी अच्छी बिरयानी बन सकती थी।
Shouldn't have said that, bro. Shouldn't have said that.
Not been able to do that since stage 1 of 2024, I believe it was.
Waste
So
हो गया।
it's definitely an uphill battle for them. Considering that they got reverse swept yesterday as well, how is that going to be affecting their mental, knowing that massive mountain that they have to climb?
For me, Fnatic looking into this map, again, my eyes go towards Vekaj. He was insane
यार दिन
yesterday on
कितने
Abyss.
फास्ट जा रहे
For Fnatic.
16
Obviously, any
14 तारीख
surprises
कल नहीं
really
थी,
here
अभी
in
परसों
terms of
थी।
the composition. Nat slipping back onto the Cypher.
Yeah, I think when I'm looking at Fnatic's composition here, I'm looking at the stopping
भाई
power
क्लर्ज
that
भाई
they're gonna
मुझे ना
have
कभी कभी
against this
जनरली ऐसा
melee
लगता
and that neon that they
है
have.
दिन
I'm
इतने
thinking
फास्ट जा
of
रहे ना
amazing
कि
alpha
भाई
and post.
जिस दिन अपन चल देंगे ना, जब अपन डेथ बेड पे रहेंगे, अपने को तभी भी ऐसे ही लगेगा कि लाइफ कितनी फास्ट निकल गई है।
सही बात है।
Bro, we need to start enjoying this shit.
रिवर्स स्वीप टाइम ब्रो।
ना फॉर रियल भाई।
हर्ष बोल रहा है।
ना फॉर रियल भाई।
अरे पॉडकास्ट खोलते हर्ष बोल रहा है।
नहीं भाई तुम लोग को मजाक लग रहा है ये चीज, लेकिन मैं जेन्युइनली ये चीज बोल रहा हूँ ब्रो, कि उस कल रियलाइज हुआ कि जाया और मेरा वाला जो वीडियो था उसको 2 साल हो गए। 2 साल मतलब क्या होता है भाई? 650 दिन के ऊपर।
नहीं भाई
अपन
720 दिन।
अपन राइड को 3 महीने पहले गए, 3 महीना is 100 के अराउंड दिन. 100 दिन हो गए. मैं अब तक बाहर नहीं गया ऐसा कहीं पे. ब्रो सोचो 100 दिन से मैं बाहर नहीं गया हूँ ऐसा प्लान करके कुछ. That's wrong भाई.
कब
टट्टी खाओ ना मेरी अब.
Their ticket. We'll head over to our casters for our third map of the series.
Third and maybe final indeed for Team Liquid. It's a surprise. A 2-0 from this point. I don't think anybody expected that, especially not with how dominant it has been. For Fnatic to break the kickoff curse, they're going to have to lock in here and now.
Yeah, and the fun thing is like, we've spoken about them going for double duelists, the double dive. We've spoken about how they've swapped comps a lot, especially when they've taken a L. But the comp they ran,
ये मैप चलो सुबह.
ओ यार ये फाइनल करते हैं ना. ओए क्या गैंग गाइस ना भाई.
अरे तो 20 लोग
It's not something I expected to see.
बता दो
तो फिर वहाँ चलते
Not one of the most common picks, and the old comp that they were running was Wailer Yoru, where on Yoru Camu went 29 and 17, so he was sick on the Yoru. They've removed that completely. Now I can only assume that is the mini boot comfort. He's been unreal on Neon, but I want to see what he's about to do with it.
Well, here we go. What could be the final map of the series, and well, that's going to be the case for all of them.
Chalo, it's time, baby. It's time for Rapid.
Santiago.
Bro, या तो ये Fnatic का सपना टूटा है ये साल.
Indeed, the double cages have given away the game, but that was all part of the plan.
Nats का पूरा होगा.
To the A side, then catch them in the chaos. Really well done by Liquid. That late mid
Somehow, धीरे-धीरे he's popping off.
So much space.
Crucial kills.
It's not only surrounded, but
Kaji alone on side.
caught inside a smoke.
Bro,
and his buddy's just giving him a bit of cover, I guess.
Nice.
Pop off.
Oh my God. Wow,
Nice.
a 3v3.
Let's go. Emil gaya there come back.
Somehow still alive.
Yeah, he's just holding the line. He's
game
buying
is still on.
time, and that's where Boaster strikes.
But
It looked like the game plan was
can't.
now Nats might be walking into a lurker on the other side. There's a man just waiting in the corner, and that's a freebie for Becca, leaving only Purpo standing. We've talked about his Sky. We've talked about that almost duelist-esque ability. But this one's going to be
Aries Gamer thank you for the ₹40 by Premier Team. Banta खेलोगे क्या? Banta
isolated from the rest of the team, they swing.
Banta मतलब वही Premier खेलना था अपने को.
And with Kayak getting his third of the round, I'll be honest, that was the only way they won that, because the initial plan, it's a reverse Liquid. It's, we go super aggro, and then Nats backstabs. He was the aggro, and the rest of them backstabbed.
Yeah, it really remarkable work.
श्रीमान भाई ने ना ये डाला है, लीड डाली है पूरी गेमिंग चेयर के साथ. देखिए
scenario which he should get out
इसको
of
वो
there.
बैक ये होता है ना नेक रेस्ट, वो तुम कंट्रोल कर सकते हो इधर से ऊपर नीचे होता है.
Split second to adjust.
क्या भी आ रहा है आजकल भाई, क्या भी आ रहा है.
And I actually thought he was going to just sit inside it, like hope maybe they would check me, but no, he takes the fight perfectly. And Fnatic 1-0 up. A pistol under their belt. We've seen this story before. Look, it's scary when the rifles come out, but this time they made an investment early. They went for the outlaw and attempt to fight back. I love this buy, Tom. You've got pistols that just need to do 10 damage, but on the other side, a single shot's enough to kill, and Kayak already got 2, has made this investment basically null and void.
Yeah.
Bro, Kaju would get serious, bro.
You can buy one, but he can buy one with shields. That's kind of the difference maker. That's why he survived and Nats didn't.
Yep.
Still opportunities to make this costly, but it also means that their first proper buy
storage wars
is going to have a weakness. It's going to have a piece missing. And if they don't do any damage for it, that's not really going to hold much value. There's no way they expect anybody to be here. I like the attempt from Purpo to clip off the rope, but it is an inside a clean start again to this map, but Liquid have not been shy of the comebacks in the early game.
Yeah, don't expect to see Alpha here there too much. I think Device is going to be pushing B incredibly often, but he only had a share or so. It was worth it. Now it is in the back of their mind. How quickly was he able to take that space?
So बोला नियॉन अल्ट करेगा कुछ.
A 2-0 start is what they need.
नहीं क्या बता.
Maybe even piecing it together from here. Remember last map was 3-0 up, and then Team Liquid.
तुमको अभी खा रहे हो तो ऐसा पेट फुल नहीं लग रहा है क्या? मैंने 3-4 बाइट खाया, मेरे को फुल लग गया।
Early presence in mid.
इतना नहीं जमता भाई।
Natsu, he only has a pistol. Careful. Don't want to give him that out.
Dave करता था। Yep.
Law. But they really are putting the pressure on. Boaster's already gone walkabout. Sitting back, but he's put the pressure. He's done well, honestly. Didn't have much to play with. Takes the kill, slows them down. And now the opponents are encroaching on that flank, but with Nat still alive, they do have to give the game away.
Yeah, that's always the problem. A little bit of extra information. Team Liquid know there's someone coming behind, so you might have to fight for some space. And the decision on where that's going to be, it hasn't been made just yet. In fact, they go back to the site, the double flank now coming through, and Fnatic can put pressure on from all sides and leave Heaven the riskier of the usual they push on out. There was a chance. Matt's trying to catch them off guard up there and realizes nobody's home. Pushing him in from everywhere else. Well, he's actually got a chance. He's won crazier rounds in the past, and a 1v1 force. Has done it. Red Bull clutch to deny the 3-0 start and a very early interruption to the momentum Fnatic looked to build.
I'm never going to get bored of watching this guy play.
That was a very good bonus.
Stick him in the late round and he just never seems to miss a single bullet. Kayak.
Nah, stick करता तो नहीं होता clutch भाई.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
So many clutch plays from a man who's not only an import from another region, but a youngster at that. A hot prospect, no doubt.
Deploying drone.
And yeah, sure, you look at that as a bonus round and Fnatic, that's great.
What a flash, Kaju!
That's exactly what you want, yeah.
That's
not exactly what you want, though, in return. Mini Boo's taking the A site. The plan can now, but Jesus, he's taking the spawn, he's going aggressive. He's running it down, and Camo's the one to pay the price somehow. Nade even going to cause it.
Flash के साथ कोई
in terms of planting, they've got to go for that back site. Unless they continue to fight, they have no space left to hold on to. These players are essentially isolated, and well, they will be destroyed. Each Fnatic get their 3-1 on the board.
अच्छा वो flash करके dead किया.
Back in the last round and say, yeah, we lost a lot of players. It should have been our round, but
very good round by Fnatic.
That's all that matters.
उनका अच्छा buy नहीं था.
Kayak's got that look in his eyes of I'm not losing. Like the way that he's already been playing so far this game. I think he's 9-1. This round starts off with him just diving on Nats, taking him out. I think he also has one of the more important kills getting back in as well.
अभी I guess Team Liquid का save रहेगा ये.
That one.
क्योंकि उन लोग का buy round अच्छा नहीं था.
He can continue up this level of
form.
क्योंकि
मिनी बुक आ रही है. एक आध बंदे पे राइफल तो रहेगी.
He maybe wasn't.
गाली भर रहे
हैं. We've seen from him. The Vekaj was
okay,
incredible, so we'll see if we can get both of them for Fnatic if we're going to go a little further in this series.
अबे camo on नहीं हो रहा
है. Do I stand up? Is that what we do? But he got up anyways. That's all that Hypoc wanted to see. For Fnatic at 3-1.
on नहीं हो रहा. पिछला एस उसने किया है.
Isn't too far out of the realms of possibility. Liquid grouped up, going to cause a big problem for Kayak. It's an outlaw down and pressure onto the A site. Players far back on A as well. There'll be no chance to really deny this plant unless they want to get crazy aggressive. But for Liquid, the choice remains. They know they've got main, thanks to that trap. But they're still wanting more space. A trap put up in Heaven with a lot of presence there as well, and a great tag early on.
If he gets a single kill,
with the damage
he's already doing, that might be enough to steal this round away. Hunter's Fury for Purpo as well. Look how passive he's currently sitting. Another low players. There's the ultimate available, and there it is popped. A teammate wrapping around.
Well played,
He's leaving next to seal the deal. A catch onto Kayak was enough for Liquid to take another round.
ये परपो ने अपना कैरेक्टर कैसे स्विच कर लिया है?
Position being taken by Kayak, and when you've got a chamber or something like that, sure.
गेम में कैरेक्टर चेंज कर देना.
With the jet.
वैसा किया उसने. Outfit change. पहले वो ये लगाता था, चश्मा नहीं पहनता था. चश्मा पहनता था पहले.
They found a huge play here.
आज नहीं लगाया वो चश्मा पहना.
3-2, back and forth in those early rounds, reminding Fnatic that this isn't going to be an easy climb back. Already you can see that that defensive economy is coming under strain. Bladestorm used previously. This is the big investment. And a loss here, even with a Steel Garden and maybe a Hunter's Fury for the next, will probably give Team Liquid the lead.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit more worrying than just moments ago. And all it took was a singular outlaw falling into enemy hands. That was what gave, I think, at least 2 tags plus a kill.
I can guarantee chat में कोई भी कौन क्यों नहीं करता होगा तुम्हारे चालू करने से पहले.
अबे यार कल क्या हुआ ना, कल पॉडकास्ट चल रहा था इतना प्यारा और ब्रायन भाई कुछ तो बोल रहे थे चैट में, भाई मैं हंसी अपना कंट्रोल कर रहा था यार. भाई इतना मोटिवेशनल पॉडकास्ट चल रहा था चैट. बाय द वे अगर तुम लोगों को नहीं पता दोस्तों, कल एसके रोसी भाई के साथ पॉडकास्ट हुई एंड इट इज द बेस्ट पॉडकास्ट आई हैव डन ब्रो. तो जरूर देखना.
This control
कल का एपिसोड भाई गोटेड
is coming under scrutiny.
Here comes the dive, but Camo will be out of there, you'd imagine. In fact, he is, but it's Alpha connecting the shot. Steel Garden online and put through. It should delay. I'm at 33 seconds. That could be enough, but Alpha needs to be so careful.
He still gets. Oh no, no, Alpha! No way! No way, brother!
The only way they can deal with Alpha, but Khelraay now makes this a competitive round. Dropped in the open 12 seconds. Be available for Wayne, and they made the lead, but Fnatic won't get there in time. Spike stolen, plan secured. And Hunter's Fury post plant too.
They don't have a smoke to defuse though.
You can see though that
they can play from main. उसमें flash भी है. Vikas को pop कर देना चाहिए already.
They don't. This post plant becomes deadly, as you said. The Hunter's being available. The main detriment of it is if somebody comes from behind, but they already know that that isn't the case.
Just do it, इसमें flash भी है.
Be careful of though, yeah, is it being denied, and there you go. Smart stuff from Becca as she waits for the first pop.
Good flash!
She's just trying to block the player from swinging. They wait together.
What are these flashes?
Awesome!
Becca even threw in a little bit of a curveball there.
What are these flashes, bhai?
Not the one you're thinking of. And throwing in that little flash and then getting on the defuse, it made them think for a second. Is he on it? Or did he throw that flash? What was the time in that moment? A little hesitation, but it wasn't even needed. As they are there to clean up in the end.
Accurate flash dodge नहीं हो सकता था.
Exactly.
Triple that he finds. He had no right getting even the second.
Vikas मारता है ये मैच.
That's what happens when you do. I think that as well from Becca. It's just the quick thinking, because you could see how far away Purple went. He's like, I need to be miles away for this not to hit me, and the no command still caught him, and now the whole plan is gone.
Yeah, and you knew going into that the null command had to be a part of it. Otherwise, the Hunter's Fury would secure the round. Used perfectly. Kept for just the right.
Wow!
W! Down and one left to have. Crashies. Oh my goodness, that early impact. It might just have killed this round as the barriers went up for Team Liquid. And they're on the A site, but the spike is back in spawn.
Oh, flank on flank.
And the delay, it's causing some gaps, some problems, you would think. But a 10 HP Alpha.
Big kill by Alpha.
10 HP. But a headshot is a headshot. That's all you need to remember. It doesn't matter how much health you have. He's still going to be holding the angle. It's a bit of a risky fight, but after getting the info for his team, they're happy to now fall back. Both players locked in as the retake begins. Minibu needed to get something early, if fear, otherwise it's going to be very difficult to fight from this point. And a wonderful flash gives Crashies his third of the round.
भाई अपन है ना कॉम्पी में बोलते हैं कि मतलब वो केओ का जो नर्फ आया ना कि फ्लैश आने से पहले एक हल्का आवाज आता है, बट इन लोग को ना इतने गोंधळ में वो सुनाई नहीं देता रहेगा.
सही बात है.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow!
क्या है वो?
उसने बनाया वो अरीना.
How long did that take? But it really does feel like the pendulum swung in the other direction now.
Wow!
Control, hands tightly gripped around those reins, and of all
Good
the
start.
times to have a big
Good
performance
start.
like that again, that's 2.5 tags, 2.5 kills, sorry, coming out of the Hunter's Fury. A start like that when you need to bounce back is exactly what they were searching for. Team Liquid, though, are not happy to see this.
Damn, bro.
They're not happy to see the smiles on the other
We
side
got
of the
good
stage.
games today,
Taking a moment. The timeout.
EMEA हर एक गेम ही अच्छा हुआ.
Round 8, I think it's a good moment for it. They've been able to battle for a couple of rounds, but it hasn't felt consistent. What we know about Liquid when it comes to the later stages of these halves, that tends to be where they put up the numbers. So, of both halves. Well, yeah.
मेडिटेशन नहीं हो रहा तो ड्रॉ ही कर लो उधर क्या मेडिटेशन करने जाएगा
you kind of had expectations to at least do a
अच्छा
little
मेरे
bit
को
of
बोल रहा
damage.
मेडिटेशन नहीं
It's
करना
not the greatest of signs. And also, at least for now, it seems like the
Bro, that's
switch up
actually a
in
good
double
idea.
dive is not working. The way it mannered before was that Miniboo would be the one taking the space on that
Like
waylay,
karo,
and then you
karo.
had the secondary bout of Yoru coming through. That was what worked for them, and I think this time that surprise element of the Neon's been okay. There's been moments where Miniboo has got value. Camo's currently 0-7, so he's getting domed for it. And when you're not having that second layer, when Nats isn't getting those backstabs, it becomes a much tougher game for them to play.
यार मेरे को ना अपना facial hair पसंद नहीं आ रहा है
Wayne did also win a ridiculous contract.
2-3 दिन में ये हो जाता है भाई बढ़ जाता है
A 6-0 start.
चर्चा का फर्स्ट एपिसोड था ना कभी था 12 तारीख 4 तारीख आज क्या तारीख है
16
10 दिन हुए 10 दिन में भाई
Team Liquid, although they got
10 दिन में किसका ये होता है यार
a bit of a sprint coming in from Miniboo. The direction will be back towards this A side. It's a weak investment. Credit saved for the next, but that doesn't mean potential's not here. Bekaj needs to have a stronghold or get out of here. He's taken down. That hasn't quite landed in time, but the info's there.
Yeah,
nonetheless, I think you could deduce that.
Few ults to play
What
with.
the hell?
Crash, he's tagged to just 2 health.
That's
a pixel angle. A spam from Bekaj. It's not only found him a kill, they've got to be careful though. Camo is going to try and hold them. This will come down to Kayak holding the line. He does. He stops them, being able to take too many. And Bekaj hits a nice shot while stuck. In the meantime,
they're shooting
Bekaj has just
hard.
been running it through, almost flies off the map.
They're shooting good, bro.
Crazy Ritake
Uncomfortable on this map.
और ना बीच में मैंने ये भी किया था ट्रिप भी किया था
It's still 3 players alive for Fnatic.
Yeah, you see how important it is just for him to survive, so pivotal and getting back into that site, not just stopping them. Team Liquid from using that extra utility to
हाई टेस्टोस्टेरोन लेवल है अबे मेरा सब इधर ही जा रहा है हाई टेस्टोस्टेरोन आवाज लेकिन ऐसी है आवाज मैंने आवाज भी ऐसी होनी चाहिए ना फिर बराबर है ना तो आवाज क्यों नहीं ऐसी हो रही मेरी
You're feeling it.
He's feeling it. 6-2 for Fnatic. And a defense that's shaping up to look much better than what we've seen so far in this series. The comeback might be too early for it, but Kayak keeps playing like this.
Full buy. इसके लिए time out लिया था. Come on, Team Liquid, show us something.
I mean, he is having a game.
Alexa fan 3.
Yeah, Fnatic have been one of the teams that have had reverse sweeps against them before.
Shot, boy, feeling it. He's feeling it.
This time,
they're starting off mid slow.
They're attempting one of their own. You can't be a reverse sweat if you're 2-0 down. More you know.
I guess.
But they have
lost going for the trade.
Kayak has been pivotal in a lot of rounds. And most of the surprise factor is met with only further deficit.
लोग लगा रहेगा mid पे अकेला
has redeemed them a little bit, but even with Crash, he's aggressive. He's been caught by the cam. Forced to retreat, and while this round is looking bleak, even just escaping might be difficult. The serious pressure. He's aware that he's going to get
alive, and is he laughing
on camera to try and get out of the way of that shot.
Yeah. You can see him laughing on his way out. He knows he's lucky to be alive, but that ain't lasted too long.
Easy round पे mid पे ही वो 2 picks इतने बेकार निकले.
Yeah, for Fnatic, look. A lot of this just comes down to the mid-fights. You start out with Kayak going down, and I think that's where the first domino crumbles, and Liquid have their direction then clearly defined towards that A site. And I can't fault Kayak for taking it. He was 12-3. Having a hell of a start. You know, that's where you got to start. When you're having a game, playing towards your strengths,
हम हमेशा top of the एक बात करते हैं, not deep through the stomach. भाई मेरे को एक realize हुआ है, मेरा stream पे आवाज इतना पीछे होता है जब
I wouldn't be surprised if we see it from him again, though.
Yeah, I think that was definitely like a domino effect round. Like you lose him
मैं ना
early,
अपने
you're trying
दोस्तों
to
से कभी बात
recover.
करता हूँ ना, वो लोग बोलते हैं अभी तू stream पे नहीं है.
Hands of Liquid, and then they
ऐसा बहुत बार हुआ है.
That's what's
वो loud हो जाता है, वो अचानक कुछ exciting बोलने लग जाता है ना.
क्या बात कर रहे?
अभी मालूम क्या हुआ?
Good to see that. That's Camo
getting
back onto the board as well. I said he's had a woeful time.
तो बाकी टाइम में ऐसा अबे यार
in this map so far. And
बाकी टाइम वो जब भी IRL स्ट्रीम कर रहे थे हम लोग तब हर्ष भाई नॉर्मल बैठे थे, चैट पूरी भरती थी. डिप्रेशन में क्यों है? हर्ष भाई ठीक नहीं है क्या?
Well, got what he wanted in the end.
Time out. Wait, take pause.
Well,
nah, come on, bro.
You might be thinking at this stage of the game,
EMEA,
who calls this tactical timeout? Is it Liquid? They win one round, but want to make sure they can bounce back and break the economy of Fnatic. Is it Fnatic not wanting Liquid to equalize?
अभी उसका बटन दब गया है.
Or is it Camo building his keyboard? It is a technical pause. It will take a little bit of a breather, and perhaps a welcome one at this stage. For Liquid, it has been nothing but individual rounds scattered throughout a sea of spectators. This is their chance to connect the second, the follow-up. Gathering their breath is perhaps a welcome reprieve.
I think for
भाई मेरे को है ना बहुत टर्की वाली पब्लिक कमेंट करती है मालूम है
the bonus that I think that was the same, that only just went their way.
There it is.
And then we had this round, and so we're kind of talking at a point where
ये वाले पे देखो
it does feel like
ये वाले पे है ना मतलब सब रिसेंट बाहर गांव के लोग और बालते बालते कमेंट्स ये देखो
fairly important, especially when you consider a lot of the maps of Abyss we've seen so far. That attack side has been stellar.
National.
They've enjoyed running this sort of jet dive and leaving Alpha Yale to sort of probe from behind. So.
I was actually waiting, because it is often the Liquid fans, the let's go tech pause chant. We love to see it. Quick tip.
Let's go tech pause.
If you are going to make a sign supporting the tech pause, cheering it on, probably don't do it in red. Our stage does go red.
भाई मतलब उधर की ऑडियंस बहुत देख रही है Valorant.
What color should they do it in?
Oh. हाँ मतलब ये लोग बहुत रील्स देख रहे हैं.
I don't think that will help with the signs that we're giving out.
Chronicle is a major miss for Fnatic.
I don't know if that will work too well, but we'll see.
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? विकास एकदम बराबर.
I think
I agree, but by Chronicle का था भाई.
I believe we saw.
Chronicle was a clutch master like Alpha भाई.
Hopefully that will be something that's done fairly quickly, and maybe he'll even give.
Nats भाई.
There we go.
Nats भाई.
मैं कल ये बोल रहा था ना tech pause में कोई आपस में बात नहीं करता.
Additional tech pause just for the high five.
The keyboard was actually fine. Just the RGB. It wasn't giving them the light. And you need the atmosphere down in that stage.
It wasn't getting that.
Wasn't getting the rainbow.
तो इसलिए एक टाइम पे एक ही allow करते हैं.
What's the point? White LEDs on my keyboard. Come on. My movement will undoubtedly be affected. 6-3, a 3-round gap between and Fnatic. Well, Kayak was shut down in the previous round. Looking for that fight on middle. He was 12-3. He felt confident and then came out and tapped his head off. This round, he's changed things up because he's in the same spot. But he's got an up in hand. And he's not looking to give away those opening fights, but a smoke off on the left side, they can close the distance, start to get towards the
starting off mid again, and ये बार ऑफ लगाइए mid पे.
Now they get real close to Kayak, and he needs to land the shot.
Oh, nice go! What my jeez! Bro, तुम देखे?
To keep them in a fight.
उधर ही dash किया जहाँ पे लोग थे. That's
enshrining
such a nice.
Just a jet on horseback to save him in a moment of need. There's bits and pieces of damage being done. Kayak, Tag, Boaster, Alpha, all within reach, but none of those opening fights have gone the way of Liquid. As said, it's just been blips, it's been individual rounds that they found, and unless they can turn this one, it could be more of the same. Now, I'm liking the position that's currently being held by Boaster. He's so passive, just waiting for anybody to try and cross him from behind. Does leave Althea on a little bit of an island though, and that's the problem. If he gets taken out, there's much more of a chance.
Alpha भी safe ही खेल रहा है वैसे.
Alt है उसके पास bro.
But कम्मो भाई कम्मो का पोजी उसके सामने दो जन आने वाले हैं.
काजू भी आ रहा है.
कम्मो का गेम है लेकिन वो सैंडविच बनाने वाले उसका. उसका गेम बजाने वाले हैं. Never mind. You won't expect one more, I guess. 2v4. Horrendous
shallow ult hai.
Making it so much easier to cover that ground and make it towards the site. Much needed with time low, but with Nats the only one standing, an almost impossible clutch presents itself.
Are you serious? He got the clutch for the
impossible look, possible, but still one left.
No way! No way, bro!
Let's go Nats!
Bro, Fnatic is throwing.
By example,
Fnatic is throwing, bro. अबे ये थ्रो भी नहीं बोल सकते 1v4 literally भाई. They're just going for the kill.
It just shouldn't. It's the same as the Wayne one. It's like they've gone from having a guy who likes to play smokes agents who can clutch like crazy.
Why would you expect one more heaven?
Exactly. More heaven expect here.
It's just absurd. You go swinging in and every single time he seems to land the shot that just deals the death-dealing blow.
1v4 है तो दो साथ में खेलेंगे.
Could go from
I don't know.
What could have just been one
इतना कोई सोच भी रहता है क्या भाई?
back back on the board, but once again it's an opener
Might
for
avoid
Fnatic.
it because
They
he
are
was
not
running.
wanting to let this slip, but just look at the swing coming out. They don't know Max is there. Even still, it's only one this time.
Max game है भाई आज.
She's just to be commanded that quick trade. Last time he was ahead of the kill for Team Liquid. It might look odd with the spike and spawn. They do have a TP and ult on Wayne to go and steal it back. But they've also got a speedster in the form of Mini Boo. Nonetheless, the issue here is not the spike. The issue is this setup. We've seen from Alpha many times before. This is devastating to deal with. He's not only going to have a lot of control over that right side, the wall, keeping it safe, the thorns that will be put up, but now a flash, you can see it on the left, but they can't. And once this pops, big problems brew. But look who's tucked in the corner. Wayne couldn't come out to help because of those thorns. Alpha here.
Nice, Alpha.
He's drawing blood on backside. The Purpo trains it back with 3 more to find, though. This round looks done.
Yeah, they know exactly where he is as well. The dart reveals his position, and Fnatic players not wanting to give anything over.
इस बार नहीं आएंगे.
हाँ, वो लोग नहीं ऐसे चांस देंगे. बाय वापस.
Give him the plant, but it would lock him in position. It would let them know.
Come on, it's to pop off, yeah. उसका last game भी last round pop off किया. हाँ, वो last round pop off किया.
Exactly where he wants.
Come on, ये map पे pop off करता है लेकिन भाई.
Stunned up though. No escape and as
ये map पे pop off करता है वो.
This round was one to forget for Fnatic. They've at least got the lead at the half, and most is having fun at least.
Practicing his aim, of course, very important. And I'll tell you what, as we go to stage shots, he's still practicing his aim. So watch out for Boaster, as he's hitting nothing but body shots. Fnatic have the lead guaranteed at the half. Wasn't enough on the previous. 8-4. Frustration on the other side of the stage.
Don't give us another tech pause.
जो frustrate हुआ वो हार गया.
I said the LEDs are working fine. Okay, we carry on.
अबे वो 2-3 बार बहुत गंदा मारा है.
Look at what they're coming in with on the side of Team Liquid. Looks very scary.
Many ults on Liquid. This has to be their round, but Vegas can't stop them.
Really, it's the Hunter's Fury that can change the round. The other's so situational, and that can be instantly cancelled by Cash.
That's the thing. He was so good with the timing of it that it almost doesn't matter. It's the early pop. Try and catch him now, but...
Huh?
What's really giving us the space? Backhand just sat back. They're playing for the retake, and that opener for free is exactly what they were looking for. Crashy's not even giving the fight, denying utility for the post spawn, and Bekash found another. They're desperately trying to find ground on the Liquid side, find someone to fight.
Minigu, big round. Come on, Minigu! Wow!
Wow! Leaving it
2v1.
to Boaster. Can he get himself his teammate back? He should be able to. No, he's baiting. He's trying to get in, and that did not work.
What a round by Minigu, bro. What a round. Big round.
And again, they bring it within 2.
He's back.
7-4
at the half.
Fnatic not down and out yet, but before we come back for the second half, we've got some special guests in the house. Let's give some special welcome to Mimi, Akita, and Drew from G2.
And after G2 qualified for Santiago in NA yesterday, I'm very glad to welcome the G2 Gozen squad here in Berlin. Akita, Mimi, Drew, what a pleasure to have you with me here at the arena. And Drew, the first question I wanted to ask you is, you know, in GC, we tend to have and take inspiration, you know, from VCT teams, of course. So I was wondering, is there any team that helps you cook maybe, you know, on the inspiration side?
I mean, it's good to take inspiration from everyone. I think every region and team has something new. I'm going to say Brozen, G2. I think those guys are the standard for fundamentals, so it's always good to watch those guys.
Obviously, right? That is the PR answer, but we take it. There is a lot to take, of course, from the G2 boys. And Akita, on the personal side, of course, it's a pleasure to have you here with me in Berlin, because we used to be teammates in Xenos, and you were playing solo duelist back then with a lot of burden on your shoulders. With G2, it has been a little bit different. You had Mimi on the Yoru duty sometimes, so I want to have your thoughts, you know, on this double duelist meta. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I actually like the double duelist meta because like I'm the first duelist, so Mimi can fill the gap. If I wanna pick somewhere, she can go somewhere else, and like she can also play up, so I don't always need to do the hard job.
Yeah, so you have a bit more freedom.
Yeah,
right?
I have more freedom, but in attack it's a bit harder for me, but it's fine.
Yeah, a little bit more teamwork and synchronization for sure with two duelists. Now, Mimi, I'm turning to you. You played so many grand finals in your career, right? You know these high-stake matches, so what makes it different, especially as an IGL in those tough moments?
I think
The most important thing is the confidence and the prep going into a grand final. If you're confident in your players and your prep and everything that you've done to psych yourself up, that is what really is going to make the difference in the game.
So preparation and confidence. Let's see between Fnatic and Liquid who is the most prepared and the most confident. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck for playoffs next week, and let's see who takes the win between Team Liquid and Fnatic.
Yes, let's see who is going to take that dub. Nats leading the squad to a 2-0 advantage in terms of maps so far. It's looking like he might be hitting another international.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the way those stats have risen. I almost felt
Chat क्या हमें GCB देखना चाहिए? Direct champions के बाद वो भी करेंगे.
In some of the cases here in the first couple of maps.
कल ऑफिस को sick leave ले ली just because just to watch Z Cinema Love You. Wow.
Liquid making things that little bit closer. That's what's been bringing them home. Like, realistically, if you're going off the early advantages, Fnatic could have won this 12-0. But those clutch plays, those big individual moments have made this one close.
चलो फिर champions के बाद.
We're waiting to see
it's time.
if a fourth map will even be needed, or if Liquid have got their plans set on this defensive side.
Watch party final boss बन जाएंगे.
Well, their defense has been, for me, the most exciting to see. Like, their aggression on the last two maps has been so consistent. Now, a lot of that was, you look at how they're trying to get out of those smokes, be it, for example, with a Sky Flash popping up. That enabled so many aggressive in the early stages of the rounds. Now, for Liquid this time, it's not going to be as easy to force those aggressive fights, but I would be surprised to see them put that playbook aside. And as the round ticks on, 50 seconds on the clock, Luke is pushing up. Thank you, Zilf. Camo all the way up on B. That's allowing a full rotation to the A side. And this is what I'm worried about. Fnatic have issues with their very telegraphed.
Vekash removed with a shock dart. A nice start to the round, and the spams are going to get him a second. He's been having his moments throughout this game, caught by his teammates blind, but if this is a rotation, they're going to run straight into Khelraay.
Bro.
He's even going to slow them. There's nowhere to go. They're boxed in, and now the time is ticking too far. They need to either sprint it back in towards the A site and hope they can kill everybody.
One enemy remaining.
Well, or just give up on the round. It's left all onto Alfia. He needs to wipe out everybody. Not this time. Liquid climb to 6.
7
The distance now
7
just
6
one.
Very valuable pistol round for Liquid.
Liquid के लिए तो
Right foot forward in this half, and Fnatic. Again, every round that Liquid take from this point, that's nasty. From this point forward, it's in the back of your mind. One round closer to elimination, to kickoff. Being the same old story for you, the kickoff curse, they call it. Fnatic. They look great all year except right at the start. And even before kickoff, when we kicked off partnership, it was a grand final against Team Liquid after beating them 2-0 that Fnatic lost. The very, very first grand final we had back in the Coliseum.
Look at this push-up. Like, this is against an eco. They are going all the way round behind them in mid. This is a lineup of players. I don't even think they realize how many are here. And while they're both slow, it's one of the most awkward fights ever. But Miniboo has found the kill. Kayak will retreat, but they got the spike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boasters in defender spawn, 2 players on A.
And they're watching for it, by the way. Waiting in defender spawn.
This looks ridiculous. It also looks exactly as I'd expect, considering how Liquid are playing.
He's behind you.
No way, right? No! No way, come on.
That could have been history in the making. It is, however, an in-zone flawless.
Yeah, Nats behind you. What a surprise. Yes, you did.
Same, actually. Same.
And Jack, I go for the gun buddies. I forgot to thank you for mine the other week, Jack, but appreciate that. On 4 all the counts as well.
Oh, no.
But 7-7.
Double knife.
It could have been
double
beautiful.
knife. It should have been.
But I think it's a long shot here. It's a big guess. I think Liquid might be happy with it anyways.
Yeah,
I don't think Nats is that salty. Timeline shows a battle for Fnatic, but when it comes to late rounds, Liquid have always been solid on this map. It's where they put up those numbers. And now, as we come towards round 15, for Fnatic, this is a must-win. An achievement that has to find its way into their pocket, or this map is under threat, and that's a very, very solid opening kill. The flank now completely
Bro,
dealt with
what?
another.
Heaven out
Turns
को
his
भी मारा,
attention to the side.
flank को भी मारा, heaven out को भी मारा.
Fnatic.
Whoa.
Like a hot
23,
knife through
24,
butter. They have
never mind,
completely
bro. Okay.
हर एक kill is a bonus.
Taken every fight won.
Goodbye round by Fnatic. Unless
the question of damage, I suppose. Not much of an answer in favor of Liquid. 8-7. They did that relatively comfortably.
Yeah, that was a nice response. I think that's the one thing you can do with against this sort of aggressive defensive side is the more direct hits. A lot of the time, you're either going to end up in a firefight or you're going to end up in an empty site. And both of those are absolutely fine from Fnatic's standpoint. It was his second knife kill. He could have got a 2 for 1.
मतलब आज वो अलग ही मूड में
आज वो उसका वो आ गया अपरिचित हो गया
अब हाँ अपरिचित हो गया
But 8-7. This is where Liquid get the full buy back up. They didn't get much damage done in the previous though, so good signs early on for that Fnatic attack. Great flashes bought them the first angle, but look at the rotates. Liquid seem to have their playbook in front of them. They know the hits coming through.
4 people here.
A pick already. The laneway is proving to be firmly under the control of Liquid. Another going in their hands with Miniboo, and now Wayne suspicious as the smoke is going to fade soon. He's holding it, waiting, biding his time, and sure, Crashies gets one. He's taking quite a fall afterwards.
It was a choice of dying to an opponent or dying to the ground, so if anything, it's good orb management from Crashies.
This map was
I'm
comeback.
not sure it was necessarily intentional.
There's a really good trade of Wayne from the grave of himself. Well handled. He set that all up. The mastermind,
they were so quick with the rotation.
स्ट्रीम के बाद बनाने पे लाइव नहीं मेरे भाई क्योंकि रात में भी टूर्नामेंट है कल से रेगुलरली बनाने पे
Considering Miniboo was smashing his mouse a few rounds ago, it's quite funny to hear.
But they talked about Nats on his villain arc, and you can see him, man. He's having fun.
I never thought it was going to be a 3-0.
Ooh, mid push, got you.
Not yet. A score to settle from that last half, and he's found himself a double.
Fnatic needs to step up. ऐसे राउंड चाहिए भाई.
Mere seconds into the round, find themselves alone.
Yeah, no chance, bro.
Pointing and laughing was a little bit too much.
Yeah,
बहुत जरूरी था भाई ये राउंड.
A man that took home the most awards in EMEA last year in his rookie year at the same time.
भाई कमो का आज दिन ही नहीं है bro.
And you have just witnessed why. Like this, just a pause from Fnatic. This team's used to playing in the late round. They managed to get that many openers within the first 15 seconds. And Wayne, he's almost walked past everybody. Just bypassing his position. They've sent out the wounded to go looking. Purpo's actually done all right there, though. He's taken 0 damage, got out. Wayne is being watched for, though. Now they know where everybody is. They've seen both players. No need to refight any spot that they've already seen.
बहुत fast rotate किया है Wayne ने.
He's going to make it here. The worst part is Crashies goes to backside here. Wayne knife out, though. Should be dead. 2 rights, and it will be Crashies to deal the death blow. For now, I think Purple has an impossible decision to make.
2-0 down है तुझे Fnatic.
Even going forward at this point is completely null and void. Saving. Again, they're probably going to be hunting them down, and they might even have heard those steps. I think Crashies might have. And considering the fact that he's 1 away from Hunter's Fury after that previous pick, you know that he's going to hunt you, chase you to the ends of the earth.
Okay, big round by Fnatic. ने तो उनका इको आ जाता है फिर डे जाते भाई.
The thing is, you look at Miniboo 1 away from ult. That will help him out at least in the next round, but this rifle would definitely be useful. Kayak's going to be the one taking the fight. Purple doesn't even react. I think maybe expecting there to be a second layer. He's full blind. Completely blinded. Still wins the pick. Eventually, okay, he loses his gun, but he gains his ult. It's not the worst case scenario
thank you for the response.
for him in that moment. For Fnatic, though, that is the lead back in their hands, the back and forth in this second half. But the main story was those openers from Kayak. It was just sublime.
Keep in mind how heartbreaking it could be for Fnatic. Losing out here. They were 1 round away from qualifying there yesterday. Having to turn around this quickly, play that BO5 against to say historic rivals really is an understatement. I mean, these guys have been trading blows since Valorant began. And in partnership, it was Liquid to draw that first blood in a grand final. They got one of the coolest trophies we've had in the EMEA. Back to the Coliseum. And for Fnatic, ever since then, that final didn't go their way, and even getting to finals has been a tough situation when it comes to kickoff. They usually bomb out in the first few games.
Oh yeah, this is the one place. It has been tough, but the caliber of this squad can never be denied. Starting slow, looking shaky, getting better as the tournament goes on, and that's going to have to be the story of this series as well.
Four-man पे ही जा रहे
Victory
लोग.
here takes us to
Oh
breeze,
shit,
and
boast यार.
that's one where, again, I feel like Liquid have set themselves up for success. One of their best maps
sense आ गया ना वो rotate कराएगा
versus
इधर
Fnatic
से.
have struggled on, but
40 सेकंड है.
हाँ
फिर भी भाई कराएगा वो.
कैसे रोटेट कराएगा?
anything is
खत्म
possible.
है अभी.
BBL 10 सेकंड में कर रही
Look at this
थी.
defense. 4 players.
उस दिन 10 सेकंड में
Currently
की थी ना
within this
rotate.
B site. The trips were set on the other side.
But they're
Meant they
working
would
up.
be online unless a kill was found, but this is dangerous. This is worrying
Oh,
for
shit,
Fnatic.
Jacob.
They are walking into the trap.
Oh,
The
shit,
timing
Jacob.
is ticking down.
No!
Ult online. But Judge
Oh,
still in the corner.
shit.
It's all falling apart.
Oh
The shot
my
takes it
God!
down to-
Bro, I told you. I called it, bro.
It's enough for Wade to take out
called
Crashes.
it.
And
Bang!
Soleil will win with every
भाई कितना
player
बुरा
standing.
राउंड बेचारे यार
The chance to
Fnatic
extend
bro.
their league, but they have
Fnatic
tripped
बेचारे
and
यार Nats
fallen
बहुत
once
डेंजर है
again.
पता नहीं भाई.
When you see that damage pop up after the round,
That side is brutal.
someone's mouse might be broken after that. That's got to be so
How is he
frustrating.
1 HP?
Shot down to 1 HP. Both of them
वैसे भी
sent
उसके
in
मरने
as
से
well.
round नहीं
He
जाता.
should have been dead to rights. And it's
Nice! What are you doing? What you doing, bro?
whoa, we muted that one real quick. 9 to 9.
We cut the middle. Good work.
The scoreline equalized. But Team
काजू को
Liquid,
निकालना पड़ेगा.
you can see with the weaponry Fnatic
Like,
have,
what
it's
a
Liquid with
game,
a clear
man.
advantage.
क्या ही
But
season है
Storm
भाई ये.
has definitely bailed
ये
them
मेरे
out
top
before.
notch रहा
They're
है.
avoiding giving him any chances here.
ना every single
He's
region
already
भाई.
made it to the backside.
अमेरिका.
Now there's danger brewing. It's Nats who will face this.
Oh!
What a shot by Kayak! But he can't get the second. The stun from Miniboo makes it too hard. And that flash was sublime.
Never mind. Okay, 3v3.
An immediate response.
Alpha belt, Crash's belt.
मजबूत अड़ से मजबूत अड़ से. You should pop it now, bro, so that they don't push.
It's how much they want to gamble, especially with Crashes not having a weapon.
Pasha!
There needs to be a kill, and low
Pasha!
but it's a little too late. Liquid
ठीक है क्या ही
managed to
करता क्या ही
survive
करता.
the onslaught.
नहीं
of
वो
the
अल्ट
Blightstorm.
करता तो कोई पुश नहीं
And now
करता.
they
एंड
take
क्रैशेस
the
में
lead,
आता.
finding themselves
classic
just
लेके
3
नहीं.
rounds away.
अबे उसका एक बंदा अकेला था
Masters,
उसके ऊपर पुल अप कर देते वो कुछ नहीं कर पाता. अभी भी देखो वही
And
हुआ.
sending out one of their biggest rivals, one of their
मत
historic
बताओ,
foes
अरे
that
ठीक है,
they
नहीं
have
बता
a
रहा.
pretty poor record against overall. But this squad are not going to give a damn, especially when you look at the likes of Purpo and Wayne, the opportunity to,
Okay.
to
This
make
is the
it to
this
that
is the round. This is the round. Maybe उन्होंने
first
decide
time
किया कि ये round में
international,
मारने के
especially
लिए.
for Purpo. You talk about Wayne as a youngster who's coming up to the league for the first time. Purpo's been around the block for a long time. This has been a journey.
Nats value नहीं chase खेल
Those
रहा है.
3
For real.
rounds are going to feel like
For
an
real,
eternity.
right?
Yeah, pretty sure since day one.
Oh,
I
God,
mean, I remember
yeah.
those names circulating in the very, very early days.
I'm
the invite-only era.
Well, this is the thing. He was subbed in for Mech in the last map of an LCQ that would have taken him to an international, in which he lost. That was the only map he played in that tournament. We've then seen him so brutal. Yeah, most brutal start to a tier 1 career ever. And now you look, he's gone through multiple teams, fought back through the tier 2, now finds himself in a squad that, again, like Liquid are known for making it to those events. How much damage they do there, that's a different story. We'll have to wait and see. That's already a great start. We've seen a lot from the Gentlemates guys today, the emotions of making it to these big events, making it to those global events. Fnatic are no strangers. And what, I wouldn't be the fool to count them out just yet. The pause has given them some time to talk. And this has been a half of a map that they are normally very good at, but Liquid every time seem to be finding answers for these impossible rounds.
You call a pause and Liquid come in with immediate aggression. A main sees Paranoia and the relay bolt thrown through, Neon sliding in and sliding right back out. The early aggression doesn't find anything, but look at the second layer. After tucking up in the standard chamber spot, now he's gone creeping. Nats is taking so much space, but Alpha's ready. We've seen patience before as he sits and waits on mid, finally rewarded for it.
That leaves a lot of space open for Fnatic to play with. The B side has a single thing. The Camos opted to play with the judge, which, hey, if he gets supportive smokes to help him, maybe that will hold some value. But as of right now, he is left completely in the dark. Without utility to play with,
Liquid को अगर निकालना है तो भाई मल्टी किल है.
He's trying to use the opposing smoke against them, try and hide within it, and there's a spike on the ground. He's done well so far, but immediately spammed down. The rest of the team are only just getting into position. Miniboo looking to try and run through the smoke, but there is a man on the other side just waiting, and the hold is enough.
Good one.
Evidently, that smoke coming in.
Without even using ults is crazy. They still have 3 ults. एक ही ult use किया है. Game is on.
And it takes quite a while to rotate over into a spot where you can get that up. Just a second too late. And a 10 to 10 as a result, but it starts with Alpha just having that patience and waiting for the play down mid. After early A aggression being denied, there was likely to be more coming their way.
Good night.
Thank you, Ashwin, for the participation.
Sorry, Ashwin, bye.
Predictable, I think, a long time ago, but now being punished.
10-10. Team Secret mentioned.
Fnatic have been dealing with the same issue that Liquid had in the first half. It's only been individual rounds. They've still got good ults to play with for this one. Hunter's Fury available, and this walkabout is happening again. The drone being sent through to
straight up mid push
deal with Alpha, but he's sitting so much further back. Shock dart
just like the last
round. Utility, but that's all a ruse. And in the meantime, that B side
and go back B
is once again fairly open.
Straight up
Fnatic might be about to try the rinse and repeat.
Those players are herd stepping.
There's another drop towards the
but कोई rotate नहीं कर रहा.
Has been pinged. Some info.
ये पे recon की ये पे कोई नहीं reveal हुआ.
We don't see the rotate just yet. It will be Wayne.
bro.
Has to do it. Essentially, the smoke comes in too late to properly delay them.
Now,
the flash completely blinds Wayne. He's to right and B is forward. The battle.
No.
We on for a game, brother.
And
Fnatic is undeniable.
Again without using ults.
No surprise to see Nats
Fnatic winning this. 100%.
And even then,
Fnatic winning this map.
For Fnatic, the lead is theirs, and it's
the
sparks become a flame.
Yeah, it seems whatever was said in that pause is working.
मत खेलो भाई कोई भी ये साइड.
वहाँ पे मत खेलो.
Adapting the setup so that when Liquid get aggressive, they're not just dealing with the same player. There's different layers to it, but also I think just the pressure on them. Like they've noticed now that they've been gambling a lot on that A side, having multiple players there, and then leaving Wayne, who so far has been incredible, but this time was dealt with. The round before it was Camo who was dealt with, and once they get into those positions, that's where it becomes so much tougher for Liquid. They'll take a pause of their own, because this is the thing, we've witnessed it yesterday.
Thank you for the 101 Purushottam.
And then the momentum starts to switch, then the doubts start to sink into the back of your minds. Talking moments ago about players like Purpo, players like Wayne, who haven't been to these global events, who haven't made it that far, who haven't had that pressure on you, because let's be real, even at this point, where both teams have gone through a lower bracket or dropped down into a lower bracket, people look at this and go, okay, well, Fnatic would still be favourites, right? They would still be the team. They almost won it yesterday. When you're 2-0 up, that's amazing. When you let one map slip, that's the door open.
Well, the timeout now ended. And the timer ticking away once again for Team Liquid, an attempt to patch things up. 20 different TL players. Across 50 matches, my goodness. But I think that also highlights how Team Liquid are a squad that have always been in the pursuit of perfection. They want the results towards the top, but if they don't get it, they're willing to make the changes they need to make sure they do next time.
The buy in this round for Liquid, not the best. I think that was something that was almost definitely discussed. Do we want to risk it in this round and maybe have 2 not perfect buys, or do we want to go with the low buy and maybe have to fight for OT? They gambled on B. It's understandable. The last couple of rounds have been late B hits, so they stack it early. This time Fnatic swap and directly hit A. They get themselves a space, and now they get the post as well.
Now you've got convergence path, but considering no big investment from Liquid, you'd imagine they keep it. Now a player down, that has to be a certainty. Let's see Camo move towards heaven, but it will be diving in to take the space, ends up losing his life. A trade at least, but Liquid a man down.
They
get close to the spike, but everybody's fallen and they can't get back up.
That was actually a very good eco. Alpha का इतना बड़ा ult जाना is big, भाई.
They left it close. I started to doubt if
अभी I feel chance है OT का. But momentum इतना अच्छा है तो Fnatic might close this.
I've seen this.
Yeah, we expected one of their choices to be clear.
Yes, saw this.
It's been anything but. They've had to fight tooth and nail for every single round, but now they sit just one away from taking us to the
last game पे खत्म हुआ था.
It's crazy.
Fnatic का. अब इससे comeback चालू किए थे और हार गए थे.
This is the round that Liquid was saving for. The last was a mix by pieces missing. Those ultimates were kept, not expended. They knew they were fighting for OT. Unless they pulled off miracles, as they have done. They do have to be wary. Fnatic have been quite happy to go direct into these sites, and after a few rounds of B, it's seeming like they might rinse and repeat the A site here.
They should have seen the shock went high, but that trip is still up towards the right side. Getting anything from it will be difficult. Purpo, the only man close by. The drone is keeping him back and
alright
towards the side.
Combo ka ult for retake.
Completely avoided. I say that as one gets caught.
That's just gonna
convergence path though. This is Liquid's final stand.
Booster.
Put everything
is down. Let's get one.
And see what sticks. Crashies.
Oh, nice cover by Alpha. That's Purpo with the trade. And they got the round 11.
Liquid.
Robert Luka eco destroyed us, bhai.
On the board. One more
Liquid will play on a weak
regulation for Fnatic. A fourth map and a chance to still take the series and a flight to Santiago for Liquid. OT could seal the deal.
Nats का भी बड़ा kill था.
Margins to say the least. Definitely helped out getting that convergence path. The reveal also giving up everybody at the end.
He's scared of my sabla. Oh, no.
They had to dump everything. They have no ultimates to play with in this next round. Okay, Fnatic used a couple of their own, but
he's scared of me.
They definitely have more to play with going into the final round of regulation. And hey,
Judge,
they had a success
Guardian,
on A, they had a failure on A.
That's it.
But they're looking to continue in that direction once again.
The shock from Purpo didn't land. The second bounce wasn't on. So the drone clears so much space. They can take presence on the site now. Fnatic getting a little leg up thanks to a missed piece of utility. The site's already theirs. TP coming in as well from Wayne. This is Liquid laying outside for the retake, but the spam is already dropped.
Whoa!
Liquid are fighting back.
Whoa!
Nowhere. The Hunter's Fury.
1-4
for Fnatic. Crashies. Needs to pull out a play like we've never seen before. And with Wayne tucked in with a judge and a firing squad on the other side. Overtime on the horizon.
Nah, bro. How did they bottle this? और ये लोग A back to back क्यों गए जब इनका beat ना easily हो रहा था भाई?
It wouldn't be a series between these two if we didn't have an overtime. But I have to say, I did not think we were getting there. I want to watch this from Minibu's point of view.
क्या starting kill था भाई?
Taking over.
No one was holding backside.
He got there early.
Open में बंदा heaven hold कर रहा है.
To the side. The second he realized what was going on.
139 G2 in 2021.
The fact is, pure insanity.
2021 में G2.
On an individual level, Minibu now catching up in terms of that scoreboard, and as you can see, 1,391 days potentially reset
we
to
gotta
zero.
sign him up, bro.
If Liquid can find 2 rounds in a row.
Alpha, you're playing the game of his life, man. It felt like the all tournament he's been doing that. Yeah, 28 and 18. It was Kayak though on the defense that found so much impact. A 12-3 start. The op maybe didn't find its rhythm in every round, but he just needs one to give Fnatic that leg up. To put them closer to a map 4 and to at least take the pressure off. As now it really feels like Liquid just moments
Fielding set baby. थोड़ा patience दिखाता ना काजू.
भाई बंदा अचानक से ऑन हो जाता है.
अचानक.
Far too big to manage. Everything slipping into
झूल रहा है
the
भाई.
hopes and dreams of Fnatic to break that curse.
उसने big 2 kill लिए हैं bro. They got the opening, but Alpha's on side. Alpha's on side, bro. Alpha, do something.
Bracket runs.
Save them again.
So many times Alpha under pressure, he's stunned up, but has managed to hide in the corner. He's completely
Nice
isolated, completely alone. It's only going to be the one.
Oh my god.
4, bro. This is not
Camo,
doable.
he's had a quiet game, but this attack ground would certainly belong to him, and Crashies is even just trying to escape away.
On the way, Kaj, bhai, aisa flash डाल दे सारे flash.
Being sent in to deny. And a swing surely coming. The second Purpo has the contact. He doesn't even need the swing. Doesn't even need the help. Nice shot from Crashies, but there's no more of that.
Harsh bhai, Camo सिर्फ वही kill मारता है जो उनको मैच जिताएंगे.
From 3-0 Fnatic and taken themselves to Santiago.
And in this round as well, the adaptations clear. That peak from Nats signifies they know your setup, brother. Alpha's had success there. We said how dangerous it's been in previous matchups.
I'm 7, you still can't beat me!
Side here as well, and then Nats waits for the flash. Once it pops, he swings, and the trade is there immediately. Very well handled. And if they get another overtime,
this
something
time they won't
for
play
Fnatic
fast
to consider. But now's not the time to think about that. The defense, that might have been the last time you get to play it. Fnatic have to fight for it. They have to earn another shot as Liquid stand on the precipice of a 3-0 victory over Fnatic that we have not seen for a long time.
What is their decision?
But poster भी इतना डम नहीं रहेगा.
Both sides of the map, they've been able to get in.
वो back to back नहीं जाएगा.
They've been able to take space. They've been able to even get into a post
जाने की बात नहीं है bro.
I mean back to back A मतलब समझ रहे हो ना?
retakes
ये नहीं करेगा.
out from Liquid.
अभी इन्फो ही नहीं है उनके पास.
हाँ but
they've sent Crashies over towards the A side. The drone.
अंधा commit करेंगे जहाँ भी करेंगे.
मुझे नहीं लगता वो लोग.
Send it through. Shock darts to destroy.
नहीं भी तो commit नहीं कर रहे.
Not calling for help though. He's seen nothing else.
बहुत डम होगा अगर वो लोग भी commit कर रहे हैं.
Into the back of this B site, waiting for the push to come in. In fact, a fourth now rotating over.
What a flash!
Walking straight into the trap.
No!
But both
oh, Vegas gets one.
Even on a stack site,
one box. Nice.
Hold on.
Nax might go big here, bro.
Spike planted.
Not dead in the water just yet. Nats misses the shot to start as well. Fnatic might just have bought themselves that extra little bit of time. Another shot at a squad that has never 3-0'd them, never looked this dominant in a matchup. Another overtime guaranteed, and now we look to the defensive setup.
हाँ ना भाई काजू उधर रख दिया था मेरे को लगा जमा है बट वो लोग ने एंट्री पे जो मारे तो बूस्टर और किसने तो मारे भाई विकास ने एक मारा
Oh, the perfect read as well from Liquid. You have 4 players on the side that Fnatic are walking into, and again it's
ऊपर देखते हुए आ रहा है गार्डन में.
They're catching more ways than one. A brilliant flash that probably should have gotten
pushed
the
by
opener, but even then it's his fragging power that clears out the back of that site. This time Alfia is playing much further back.
Solid.
Nats dealt with in the first few seconds.
Yeah, a little taste of their own medicine there. The early aggression that Liquid have brought to every map so far. Well, now on the defense, Fnatic pull it out. Maybe when it's least expected, and as a result, 5v4. Camo has been able to pull back advantages, create so much space, but they are grouping up to deal with him. Nice work by Crashies to trade it out.
They got it already.
Numbers still in favor of Fnatic, but no mistakes can be made here. These players
oh shit, that was bad.
Even individually won rounds like this, and now they're together.
Oh, Crash is so lit.
It's starting to look spooky, and around Fnatic we're favored, and Liquid somehow still have a fight in them.
Crashies will be spotted. Operator on the retake, also not ideal, but might work out if they attempt to get aggressive into mid-shot. Again, a quick double. Blink and you miss it. And Crashies is only on 42 HP. He's being flanked on. Purpo's coming in from behind. He's locked in a fight. And he doesn't even know he's already lost, surely.
भाई ये नहीं था राउंड इनका भाई. ये राउंड नहीं था DL का. Minibu slide करके tap दो दिया भाई.
Goes in Liquid's favor. Another chance to close.
भाई Minibu क्या बात? Oh, the transfer.
For Fnatic. If they let this slip. Not just being in a position where they were one round away from making it to Santiago yesterday. They were one round away twice from closing this map out, from continuing the series, from keeping up the good fight. But now, again, they have to climb back. A team known for playing from behind. Well, they're behind in the map, behind in the series, and it looks like their luck could be running out. 13-14 and a slow-paced attack, but the same for Liquid. We've not seen much from this defense in terms of aggression in this round, which is scary if you're Fnatic. What are they up to now?
Last time out, Fnatic walked right into the trap.
They're leaving.
A 3-player setup still remains on B, with Minibu being that rotator, the spike. Set up, postured towards A. And I wonder if they're going to try and almost double down on last time.
They
sold the ruse in one
They're doing the
direction,
same shit.
and then went
They're doing the
back,
same shit, same drone and
Liquid have
same
just stopped
B.
moving. They've stopped over-rotating.
Has to be a
and
double
now
fake,
Minibu
right?
starts going back in the other
No
direction.
double
It's the
fake,
same
brother.
again.
They're going
They're going to walk
B.
into a stack site with 4
Or
players for the
stack
second time in a row.
Reveal just went up there deep in EMEA. Now it's going to be
Oh,
5.
उसने
Liquid
deep
know that
reveal
it's coming
किया
in.
था.
They've read it.
That was such a good
Fnatic's
flash.
playbook sometimes open.
एक और flash आएगा अभी.
In open view of Team Liquid, but they've got
flash.
the opening.
God, you pop off एक side पे है. Do they know it? Yes, they know.
Just more targets for Kayak's practice.
Simple, bhai. Kaju pop off big time.
To 14, another overtime. Fnatic clinging on by their fingertips.
That is the second time they have walked into a fully stacked B site.
4, almost 5.
And come out almost looking easier than any other round. Like, this was just utility being thrown in as much as possible to give Kayak the chance to
जितना
find the kills.
aim सही है ना उतना ही वो विकास के flashes बहुत सही है भाई.
Yeah, Alpha's expecting
They got like the best initiator out there. Like.
A good problem to have, especially at this stage of the game. Fnatic fighting again for that 4th map, for a chance at the reverse sweep, and it will be
Liquid straight up जा रही है ये बात.
quickly moving to this A site. They have hit the gas pedal and their foot's coming off, but Kayak at least trades out the first fight.
उसको क्या एंगल मिल गया? Nice alpha, nice alpha.
He has taken over to looking to do the damage, but he's been dealt with Minibu standing. It always feels like there's hope. Going for the drone, getting them at least a little bit of information. Both to take it a deeper angle, but left with a solo fight. That operator looking to get back in, and now all that remains is Minibu. We've seen magical moments from him all the way through this map. But on 70 HP, this might just have to be the best of them. And he has to go moving the second this time.
Okay, अभी GG.
Fnatic now have themselves an advantage. And they go on to the attack, which, hey,
21 assists.
It could be 3rd time lucky for them as well. The 3rd chance they've had to close out this map, while Liquid have been offered many opportunities here recently in OT. Ever since before Liquid hit 12. Feels like a long time.
I'm not chilling, bro. This time I'm not chilling, bro.
Since Fnatic had the opportunity, you're 33-21 Alpha. Nobody is accusing you of chilling. Not a soul out there. 15-14. Liquid won't be taking it chill either. A timeout called for them, as now they face potentially a map 4.
I'm almost wondering what they're going to say here, because in the last 2 defensive rounds they've had, they have perfectly read their opponent. They've got it back on. They've lost every fight. Like, it's not even like you can go like, oh yeah, we had the misread or we made a misplay. We got wrecked by Kayak. Like, that was the last one.
Fnatic एक बड़ा call भी दे सकती है शायद.
Obviously, I'm guessing this is more
Liquid के लिए nothing to lose है.
Maybe an idea,
They have
change
2
up that
more
they can
maps
make in that
to
setup
play.
on B. But also then it allows the time for the mind games on the other side.
I feel they're gonna push some side,
do we make the change, or do we just keep going for that B site hit? It has been so successful for
Fnatic start off default
I almost want to look back to how Liquid started off the series. If
29 rounds already,
don't
bro.
fix it.
Nah, Fnatic same खेल रही है and Liquid भी same ही खेल रही है.
Fnatic have certainly
Minibu might
their
push that.
experience and the value of it here.
वो flash
A
होगी
team
मार
that, because of the lessons they've been taught in the past, they never give up. That attitude's got them far now. The reverse sweep needed to make it to Santiago, but it starts with this round here. It starts with this map for Team Liquid.
Sorry यार अनुराग भाई क्या
big battle needed, and again we're going to see this three-man stack up towards B, but this time Liquid have doubled down. They brought the Cypher utility from A to B, and if this drone sees nobody, that could send the round spiraling, but that's huge information.
I don't think it's going to stop Fnatic. They've already got 2 players, but it's about timing.
Flash नहीं है यहाँ पे.
Look at the hesitation.
But Star
currently the defensive side are running around in the spawn. They're going back and forth in case they've lost mid control.
Maybe
thinking this is
the timing is bad.
Timing too, guys. That's time.
Turned by Minibu. This time, Camo already filling in the gap. Needs to turn around to try and find them on the side, and the escape might not be there. He's made it back into the smoke.
Oh my god!
Somehow,
oh
they once again find an advantage.
Rain is back on it, bro!
Wayne wrapping
1v3.
This is 15 to 15, and another required. How many OTs can we find here on Abyss? It seems endless with the back
How can
and
they
forth.
win this fight?
I have to say, crazy from Burbo to stand there with the arrow draw.
This kill was big. This kill was
था भाई ये कमो ने जो किया
सबसे crucial kill था.
The fact that Nats chooses this round to step up, though, it's a statement from Team
सब लोग
Liquid.
distract हो गए और Nats ने उसका एक kill ले लिया.
Let's call back to the end of the last map where he was giggling and saying, what are we doing? Well, they were winning at 12-10. So now it's certainly getting to him a little bit.
Shit.
Nats is not doing 360 shorty kills anymore. But still, some of the stuff he does is just as ridiculous. While that was the first defensive round for either side, OT, all is forgotten. The rounds before mean nothing. The hero plays mean nothing. And the game starts once again. And just look at where Alfield's currently sat.
Is it a mid to be?
Just in the spawn. Trying to get the right read on where their opponents are and maybe put their turret into the right place. Camo looking for that same early battle his opponents found this moment. His ability to escape has dissipated.
It's a fake. Re-clear करने जा रहे हैं. Oh wait, they are coming back mid.
Slowly backing off. There's a fight, but Nats going down. Inside of mid, they've lost their flank protection. It's time to speed up, but right into the vice setup, and it's nice and passive as well from Alpha, like you said. Kayak instead of the play off that utility. They said that there'd be trouble when it came to this time. The change from Fnatic finds huge success. Impressive start. To have an even more impressive finish, a 1 versus 5 with 20 seconds left on the clock. A spike down as well. It's impossible. It has to be. You can't even take that refract.
I guess it's over now. It's over now.
16 to 15. Another shot for Fnatic.
Well played by Kaju. Kaju खेला है भाई.
That is the 2000 kill for Camo.
Bottom fragger का.
Puts them now at a round deficit, and the main takeaway for me is there were moments ago where we were looking at Alpha. Yes,
यही match में Minibu का वैसा slide
anyone in the
करते
server, but in OT Kayak has just gone mad.
Guardians.
Like the entry into one of
That's my side. That's my side.
The defensive hold there.
That's my
as
side.
He said, it's his side. The deadliest of duos on that Fnatic side have stepped up. The question is, can they close? That's been the problem so far. Either side have had their opportunities. For Liquid, it would be taking them to that first Masters of the Year. For Fnatic, it's the first of 3 maps needed. And a monumental fight back, and they go back to the B side. It's where they've been successful, but they need Kayak to stay alive.
Oh my god.
Oh, so is Boaster, so is Kayak.
Oh shit.
Falling like
What a
dominoes.
horrendous attack.
Left behind the smokes. Way out of the play, and
ooh,
with the big resurgence needed. Even that kill on the Nats unlikely to bring them anywhere closer. But without it, the flank now known to be coming through. They are in. They've got to come out swinging with no real chance. It's 16 to 16. You know what?
भाई
Let's go
चीज समझ में नहीं आ
again.
रही
Another
बैक टू बैक 3
overtime.
राउंड
These
फनाटिक
teams
का टाइम आउट
impossible to separate, but again,
वो तो फनाटिक के कोच को दिख नहीं रहा क्या
well, we got two more. You know, we can still win this. We got two more to go. Whatever. Fnatic, do or die. Every round has got to be burning through
लेट
their
राउंड
late
क्लियरेंस
game
आ रहा है
energy.
उसकी तरफ
हाँ वही वो बोल रहा है भाई कोई नहीं है ईमेल खेले के भी 3 लोग
You don't mean
You don't care if you go third map?
क्या बोला वो सुना नहीं
Okay, he said 5. I don't care. Why? There's no way there's no way he means that. Absolutely none. Shot early. A nice little pop flash, but a nice little bit of tickle damage to start off the round.
पहले टीम अटैक जीतती फिर डिफेंस
3 players already
ये
here
लोग भी
on
टीम के स्टैक में जा रहे
2
हैं
watching Fnatic's LIQ as well. Come on, they're not going to push it out. They're going to have to wait a moment with losing those abilities on the way in.
ओपन काजू
Yeah, luckily, I don't think
नाइस आउटलॉ खेल रहा है
about to use his dash.
Outlaw. He is literally hunting for this operation. Nesnax! The first was just to deal with the guy with no armor. The headshot. Well, that was the cherry on top of the cake.
You talk about Fnatic burning.
What are we watching?
Finally, that guy's
Are
gets in
we
there
watching?
Bro,
इसलिए आउटलॉ लिया उसने
I can't believe they've gotten away with that, snuffing out the flames of Fnatic at 17 to 16 match series. Santiago point for Liquid.
This was crazy as well.
Oh
Just
my
a reaction
freaking
shot
God.
from Camo.
Oh
Find
shit.
me another man on planet Earth who plays Cypher.
Don't pick me on me.
Who you see him buy an Outlaw in OT and push mid and you go, yeah, actually, that's probably the right play.
It's over,
But
bhai.
there's no one else. There's no one
End it now,
that.
end it now,
And that
bro,
was
win it.
purely to counter Kayak. Killing Alpha in response was just nuts. But again, it is another moment where Liquid look to close.
And that's
where are
what
we going again?
It's one thing to look at the goal of Liquid, the defensive aggression that we saw, but that play right
But
there
फिर से drone
underlines
कर
it.
रहा है,
It's what Nats is known for. He's had to temper his aggression over time. People figured out how he likes to play, and we always said that would be his downfall. Once people realized, well, obviously he's always behind you, but he's reinvented himself again and again, and now as a leader, he's looking to keep up the streak of internationals. A strong start with Fnatic not pulling any blows. This means as much to them. But it might not matter.
Slow is good.
3 versus 2.
कम्बो के ऊपर 2 जन चढ़ रहे हैं
Writing some checks for himself on backside.
कम्बो के पीछे भी बंदा आ रहा है
And it looks
Bro! Oh my God! What a game!
Fnatic that Fnatic have never seen in this rivalry. Back to 2021, they traded series, but a flawless best of 5.
Fnatic is not going master.
When they first
Boy,
fell into this
son.
little bracket, I sat there looking at this squad going, well, not this time. There's no way.
Bro.
There's absolutely no damn way. This team runs it back 5 games
Bro,
in a row
mini
versus
boo.
a new build super
हाँ ना
team
वो
versus
big rounds,
a legendary
actually big
Fnatic
rounds.
versus mini boos.
भाई उसने हेरिटिक्स छोड़ा
Bunch of players he's very
जस्ट
used
उसको
to,
कुछ
but
नया
they went
चैलेंज
through
करना था खुद को
one by one.
और इधर ज्वाइन करके यड़ भगा दिए भाई उसने 3-0 Fnatic is no joke भाई
And then in the games today,
भाई उसने आउटलॉ लेके क्या मारा
a
है
dominant victory on their opponent's map choice with a new comp, whether it was ridiculous plays coming out on Bind, or whether it was an insane OT run back and forth again and again, this team digs deep, this team improves, and this team deserves their spot over at Masters.
Well, it feels like the first time we've seen this many rookies, this many new faces going to the internationals, to the global stage, EMEA, BBL, and mates round out with some experience on Team Liquid, but still some new faces to that stage. Liquid, 3-0, best of 5. They take the final.
The goal भाई इसको अलग से एक ट्रॉफी दो इसको अलग से एक ट्रॉफी दो बेस्ट बॉटम फ्रैगर इन दिस वर्ल्ड ब्रो
Exactly. Only impactful kills.
कोई नहीं चिल्ला रहा बट डाइस सब फनाटिक वाले शांत हो गए ले ब्रूस वेन 3 लोअर ब्रैकेट रन कंप्लीटेड 1 रिमेनिंग
Ooh, hold on.
Yeah. It's definitely feeling like a special moment for different reasons for players down on that stage. For the coaching staff, of course, this is a rebuild.
अबे यार ये पेपर एक्स्ट्रा नहीं देखने मिला यार.
Every single international last year. Still,
that's why तुम भी कर दो ना एक बारी.
Bring in some youngsters, bring in players like Wayne, who we hadn't seen in the tier 1 before. Get Mini Boo after leaving a Heretics roster he'd been with for a couple of years.
ना पर्सनल चुम्बी
भाई वो 1v4 को निकाला है. That's से निकाला है ये मैप पे.
Exactly.
From that,
this guy has played
tier
so
2
well.
rise him up to a man who finally makes an international after so many years. And, you know,
पेपर एक्स नॉन चलांटेड नहीं. पेपर एक्स रुकी थी पीछे. प्रोडक्शन आई और पेपर एक्स को निकालने बोली.
हो गया कि आप इंटरव्यू पहले तो ट्रॉफी बाद में उठाओ या ट्रॉफी पहले इंटरव्यू बाद में.
Once again,
ये वाला सीन हो गया.
This Liquid squad is heading to an international.
अब Nat's mindset, baby.
Oh my God. But I hope कि मास्टर्स में भी ये फॉर्म रहे.
This team is made
for international base,
Every single game is a banger.
Exactly.
Team Liquid with an impressive and historic victory over rivals Fnatic. The kickoff curse continues for FNC. Meanwhile, Liquid keep on making it to these internationals. Master Santiago,
let's go.
Who is a freaking gamer, bro?
Especially for these two. Lou, take it away with Nats and Master Wayne.
Best match of the lower bracket, and it is a 3-0.
The odds mean nothing in VCT.
Now, best match of the lower bracket was
the third and last team that we're
RRQ wala game bhi
Master
bahut
Santiago.
power.
Congratulations, Wayne and Nats, first of all. And Nats, you guys came back from so far. You know, you dropped in the lower bracket almost 2 weeks ago, and then you made the historical run. So I was wondering, you know, how did you keep believing in the process, taking each game at a time, and managing to bring such an incredible performance today?
I think we just believed, and from the experience last year, and personally for me, I mean, most of the people knows that I have a curse that I'm 1 year qualifying, 1 not, and
yes.
I actually decided this year to not be that year, and I wanted to prove the opposite, even though the start of the tournament wasn't the greatest for me, but at least the curse is broken. But for the team, I think everyone just believed after the game against Wolf that the game against Wolf, the games against Giants, when we start changing the stuff and they see the potential. And overall, I mean, there is no much point to just not believe in yourself and just doubt yourself and feel the fear, because there is no point of that. You win today, you lose tomorrow. It's a competition.
Part of the game, right?
Yeah, so you just, any way you play, you work every day, and we just, that's it.
Wise words. No fear of losing, only grinding, and that you know, gave you success today. And Wayne, this has been incredible, right? 3 weeks ago, you were considered as a rookie. The team even played without you their first game, you know, and now you're in Masters. So how did that journey feel? And do you have any advice you want to give maybe to rookies that may be very envious of your position right now?
He was playing Ascension Pacific.
I think if I were to give advice to rookies, I think it's just to have some confidence in yourself and like just do whatever you want, and like the past few games we changed a lot.
Yeah.
And I think now everyone is like so comfortable. We're just playing our comfort agents, right? And we're just playing as a team, like with confidence, and like we're not letting the enemies play their game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why we want to
be confident and have fun, right? That's the key maybe to
have
success,
fun.
Especially on Khelraay. You guys made us laugh on the Khelraay comp. By the way, that was really fun.
Wayne was
Nats,
crazy.
I got to chat with Wayne earlier on this day, and he was speaking about your words. You know, the speeches that you give at the beginning of the games and how important they are for him. That you kind of his mentor in some ways. So how has it been? You know, being Wayne's teammate. Why do you think he's an incredible teammate?
I mean, he's just an incredible teammate. He has incredible talent. He has incredible work ethics, I would say. And it's like, even though he came from the Tier 2 region, he came from the different region, and not Tier 2 region, sorry, from the Tier 2, from the Pacific,
region,
from another region, and a lot of players, when they come to Tier 1, they take it as granted, and I wouldn't say that's about Wayne, and even without trying to make him like good or something, but that's true, because there is a lot of people nowadays, they come and they think, oh, I'm in Tier 1 and I'm just not gonna do more. And I'm just gonna do what I do in Tier 2, and I think he's the opposite right now. He's working the most. He's trying to show himself, and I think that's how it's supposed to be.
Grinding mentality, not taking things for granted. And my last question is going to be about, there's one more game going on in VCT NA tonight, which is going to be NRG versus EMEA. I want to have your prediction. Who will be the last team to join you in Santiago, boys?
I mean, it's Gio Keiko is playing.
Right,
so,
that's why I'm asking you the question.
I cannot say anything else, right? I mean, I think NRG.
What about you, Wayne? You agree with him?
I think Energy, yeah.
Energy, you're going to be rooting for them even though Keiko is playing with them?
I want to play against them.
Oh, you want to play against...
He wants to prove Keiko that he wasn't the best.
Right, I love that. We're going to see, of course, if Energy make it. Thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations again, and I'm sure you will make us very proud in Santiago. But before calling it a day...
What a game we had, bhai. What a game we had. भाई lower brackets बहुत crazy थे भाई. And ये 3-0 था, ठीक है? 3-0 था. And मैंने ना कल की परसों ट्वीट डाला था ये लोअर ब्रैकेट का RRQ वर्सेस T1 वाला कि भाई 1 minute of silence for the ones जो मिस किया. उसके रिप्लाई में एक बंदा ने था कि भाई 3-0 तो था. बट भाई
ये 3-0 था,
ये भी 3-0 था, वो भी 3-0 था, लेकिन दोनों के लास्ट मैप्स इतने एंटरटेनिंग थे. अभी चैट में लिख रहे कि ये बेस्ट लोअर ब्रैकेट गेम था, बट आई फील वो बहुत ज्यादा क्रेजी
दोनों ही.
तुमने नहीं देखा था वो, इसलिए नहीं.
वो ज्यादा ओवर टाइम गया, पर इसमें
मल्टी किल थे क्लर्ज भाई. चैट मुझे बताओ
इसमें कौन सा नहीं थे?
नहीं इसमें जो भी था क्लर्ज भाई, चैट बताओ पैसिफिक वाला ओटी ज्यादा बेटर था RRQ T1 या ये वाला? बताओ ब्रो.
यही मैप था ना,
क्या मार रहा
था अभी था.
अबे यार, लेकिन इसमें जो सेकंड लास्ट राउंड में जो नैट्स और कॉम्बो ने मेरे को वो कर दिया ना भाई, उसमें मजा आ गया भाई. मजा आ गया.
इधर लोग ये वाला बोलते हैं, उधर पैसिफिक बोलते हैं.
ये वाला अरे क्यों?
ठीक है, दोनों सिमिलर था ब्रो, दोनों सिमिलर था.
जो भी है भाई, मजा आ गया भाई, मजा आ गया. तो अभी ड्रॉस दिखाएंगे ये लोग.
हाँ,
EMEA का ड्रॉ क्या देखना है भाई?
अभी चालू हो गया. चेंज करो. गिरा आसपास गिरा हुआ है भाई.
Pacific.
अरे पैसिफिक. फ्री RR.
All right, pool number 2. Let's go. Either KC or
देखने वाले हम लोग.
Which one will it be?
ब्रेक लेके देखेंगे.
KC joining Group
KC
Alpha.
Doshia.
That leaves, of course, Ulf Esports into Group Omega.
ये भी Ascension वाली टीम है. अबे दोनों Ascension की टीम.
Pool number 3 is going to have Navi and GX to see who's going to join Group Alpha. Navi, okay. And that means GX is going to Group Omega.
Wolf में अभी भी suicide है.
Okay, this is going pretty quickly.
Wolf नहीं है भाई.
Heretics or Vitality?
वो Wolf Chinese team है.
Heretics.
Free RR.
Into Group Alpha.
अभी क्या ग्रुप बना है?
And Vitality.
Oops.
Omega.
Vitality
that was on purpose, guys. Yeah. It happens. Don't worry about it. It's a 50-50 chance anyway. Fnatic and Liquid are going to be in pool number 5. That's Liquid.
That's Liquid.
Joining Group Alpha.
भाई साहब.
अच्छा डेंजर वाला है.
Fnatic in Omega. Pool 6, BBL and Gentlemen, the top seeds of VCT EMEA kickoff. Ooh, who's gonna join Group Alpha?
अगर BBL अल्फा में आ गई तो खत्म है.
Oh, I think I saw. Yes, it's Gentlemen.
दोनों ही डेंजर है. भाई ग्रुप अल्फा क्रेजी है. दोनों अभी रीजन का ग्रुप अल्फा स्टैक है.
And that leaves BBL, our final team in Group Omega, alongside Fnatic, Vitality, GX,
देखने वाले दोस्तों. अभी हम लोग शेड्यूल कर लेते हैं.
and Group Alpha is going to be Gentlemen's, Liquid, Heretics, Navi,
शेड्यूल कर लेते हैं.
विल्सन लो सिएंतो. अभी शेड्यूल मारते. रुको मेरे को लगा तुम फोन से शेड्यूल मार रहे हो. फनाटिक का क्या आप चैंपियंस नहीं खेल पाएंगे? नहीं, फनाटिक को रिटायर कर देंगे, बाहर कर देंगे, रेलीगेट कर देंगे, बोलेंगे कि भाई तुम लोग 3-0 हुए हो, अब मत खेलो, छोड़ दो। खेलेंगे भाई, ऑफ कोर्स खेलेंगे। वो सैंटियागो नहीं खेल पाएंगे, एक ब्यूटीफुल देश नहीं देख पाएंगे वो लोग। ये लो।
What are you doing in the meantime? We might just chill, bro.
Yep.
We might just rest.
एनर्जी वर्सेस क्या है? एनर्जी लिख रहा हूँ। एनर्जी वर्सेस
दोस्तों आ जाना, ठीक है ना? 3:30 को अगर आप लोगों को देखने की ये गेम्स।
VCT
अगर मैचेस नहीं देख रहे हो, कल रेगुलर लाइव स्ट्रीम होगी 5 बजे के अराउंड में भी होगी।
अबे तो अब मैचेस बचे ही कहाँ?
नहीं गेमिंग होगी कल।
अच्छा कल गेमिंग होगी। यस बराबर है क्या?
यस।
नेक्स्ट
सुपर चैट मिस किया क्या? 1 सेकंड देख लेते हैं। हाइड्रा थैंक यू फॉर द 180। नहीं ये पढ़ा मैंने मेरे भाई। मिनी बू थैंक यू सो मच हाइड्रा बाय फॉर द ह्यूज 180।
हाइड्रा भाई कब है? 3:30 है ना? 3:15 राइट। मेरी स्केड्यूल हो गई है, आज मैं की स्केड्यूल करते हैं। क्रिएट गो लाइव। राइट ठीक है।
अंकल लग रहा हूँ बनता है मैं।
सेम मैं भी लग रहा हूँ। भी क्यों नहीं आ रहा? राइट शेड्यूल स्ट्रीम यही है ना?
क्लिक करो उस पे। नहीं क्लिक करो, अभी नीचे आओ नीचे। इधर की तरह तो अमेरिकाज का दिखेगा, देखो।
अबे इसको VCT पैसिफिक की जगह ओके बेशरम आदमी हो क्या?
अरे कंटाला आता है इंसान को यार।
अमेरिकाज क्या? एनर्जी वर्सेस EMEA
सैंटियागो 28 से चालू है दोस्तों। Bro, Masters is going to be insane, bro. Every single game, banger. माँ कसम bangers.
हाँ ना, अभी मास्टर्स की ग्रुप ड्रॉ कब है? नहीं
मास्टर्स का ग्रुप नहीं होगा ना।
हाँ अबे अपर सीड सीधा प्लेऑफ में और फिर एक ग्रुप।
हाँ तो
फिर यहाँ से
2-0 होता है ना वो, मतलब 2 गेम हारा घर पे ऐसा होता है ना।
हाँ 2 गेम हारे घर पे 2 गेम हारे घर पे। नहीं तो हर्ष भाई वो ग्रुप वाला सीन है ना। तो आज अमेरिकास के बाद होगा रिवर्स स्वीप प्लस क्लीन स्वीप।
क्या? 1 सेकेंड। अमेरिकास के बाद मास्टर्स के ड्रॉ निकलेंगे। स्विच स्टेज तो बाद में होता है ना।
नहीं स्विच स्टेज पहले होता है। हर्ष भाई की भी शेड्यूल हो गई है।
स्टेज 1 के साथ स्टेज 1 तो ग्रुप होगा। ग्रुप स्टेज मतलब सारे ग्रुप के
स्टेज अभी जैसे कैसे किक ऑफ में बैक टू बैक हर दिन गेम्स हो रहे थे ना। स्टेज 1 में वैसे नहीं होंगे। स्टेज 1 में आज 2 गेम, फिर अगले हफ्ते 2 गेम, ऐसे होगा। बाय कहाँ तक गया? नाइस।
बैंगर पे बताओ ये
क्या
ना देखते हैं। मेरा किधर है?
स्पेस टीम अल्फा एंड और फनाटिक तो आउट हो गई ना। अरे ये स्टेज 1 के लिए ड्रॉ हुआ मेरी जान।
1.5 के लाइक से करीब लाइक मारो। पाशा हो गई
मुझे फर्स्ट टाइम साथ में स्ट्रीम किया था एक बार, तभी भी इतना हिट हुआ था यार। जब भी मतलब एकदम फर्स्ट टाइम
कोच वाला किया था।
नहीं जब भी मैं बूट कैंप कर रहा था तो। हाँ जब मैं बूट कैंप कर रहा था आई रिमेंबर।
हाँ
है ना अपने
वही किए थे। नहीं वो
उसके बाद अपन एब्सोल्यूट बारबेक्यू गए थे।
हाँ क्या किए थे स्ट्रीम मालूम? वो आई हायर्ड अ बूस्टर।
हाँ आई हैड अ बूस्टर ही अपने बैंगर था वो दिन बैंगर था भाई एक्चुअली।
करते वापस वैसा कुछ आई हैड अ बूस्टर करते वापस।
नहीं आई हैड अ बूस्टर नहीं करते, आई कोस्ट करते हैं।
हाइड्रोप्लिक गेमिंग कब आएंगे यार?
सेटअप बाद में।
Where do you find the upcoming matches schedule? VLR पे bro, VLR.gg पे जाओ।
स्टेज क्या है, मास्टर्स क्या है? मास्टर्स बड़ा टूर्नामेंट है, स्टेज रेगुलर सीजन है ब्रो। एक वीसीटी रोड मैप का वीडियो देख लो जाके।
सुपर चैट मिस तो मैंने नहीं किया है शायद दोस्तों।
भाई कुछ तो मिस नहीं हुआ?
नहीं ब्रो, मैंने मिस नहीं किया है कोई।
उस वीडियो से देखता हूँ तुम लोग को, क्या बात है भाई। ब्रो बट उस वीडियो कितने साल हो गए होंगे?
3-4 साल हो गए।
3 साल हो गए होंगे।
मैं वही तो बोल रहा हूँ क्लर्ज भाई, जिस दिन चाय अपनी ठंडी हो जाएगी ना, उस दिन रियलाइज होगा जब गर्म थी 10 साल पहले,
तब पी लेनी थी भाई। भाई अभी अगर मतलब प्रोड्यूसर होते ना तो हम लोग को भी बीट बना दिए होते। मैं तो अभी 1 घंटा जैमिंग कर लिए होते भाई, बीट बना के रैप लिख लिए होते।
करना है?
नहीं अभी नहीं बन सकती बीट वैसी, अभी वो नहीं कर सकते। होपफुली ये साल में करेंगे वैसी वाली स्ट्रीम, समझ रहे हो? हुडी डाल के चलते थे वर्स
डालो
डाउन है।
ये डाउन क्यों हो जाता? इधर आया था ना वो, किधर आता है वो?
टीम लिक्विड लिक्विफाइज फैनेटिक क्या
वो लफड़ा
कोई
तो बोल रहा था
फोरम हॉरिबल स्केड्यूलिंग दबाक।
संभाल के दोस्त
जिमकिन ट्वीट
इसी इशू white noise don't work
exactly इसकी तो बात कर रहा था मैं।
snitched T1 players didn't get a penalty. Oh,
I can see
इंटरव्यू में बोल दिया
bro, I can see why the smoke spam's always working.
Oh,
ट्वीट डिलीट कर दिया जिसने भी डाला था।
क्लच भाई का हेयर क्यों ऐसा? भाई क्लच भाई का इन रियल लाइफ बहुत अच्छा दिखता है, वो बहुत वॉल्यूम वाला लगता है।
स्ट्रीम पे चिपक जाता है ब्रो नीचे। अभी जब ये हर्ष भाई आया था तो बहुत प्यारा लग रहा था।
आई गेस अच्छा लगेगा और को।
किस पे? नहीं बे, अब वो चिपक जाता है नीचे भाई। अभी वो बढ़ जाएगा ना अच्छे से हर्ष भाई तो अच्छा दिखेगा। इस पे तो अपन दोनों ही चमक दिख रहे।
हाँ यार क्यों नहीं चल रहा क्या मालूम भाई। ये
डोंक बन जाऊंगा थोड़े दिन बाद।
अब ना वो नहीं चल रहा भाई, पता नहीं क्यों।
एल्गाटो
की टट्टी
क्या दिखता है पर ये 11 mm है 15 mm है
16 mm है। mm तो चलो
वाइड की
mm तो ठीक है, मेन क्या होता है ना अपर्चर होता है ब्रो।
और वो 2.8 है,
ये 1.6 है।
1.6 है वो
तभी देखो ना कितना ज्यादा ब्लर होएगा। देखो देखो
that's much but yes sir scheduled है ऑलरेडी। ये चालू हो गया देख लिए भाई ऑलरेडी।
ब्रो क्या दिख रहे यार इसमें अभी 3-0 हो गया है ना बनता है क्या कंट्रोवर्सी ब्रो देख रहे हो? इसलिए कैमरा भाई इस कैमरा भाई चैट क्रेजी लग रहा है कि नहीं कैमरा अपना। अच्छा आप कॉमर्स वाले हो गया। हाँ
ड्रीमी लग रहा है।
सब बेकार टीम है। EMEA से कौन देखेगा मास्टर्स अब, क्योंकि तुमने उनका
अब तेरी फनाटिक हार गई ना।
नहीं
तो बज रहा है।
अरे उसने मतलब मेजॉरिटी ऑडियंस ऐसी ही होती है, सिर्फ बिग नेम्स वाली स्ट्रीम्स देखती है ना। तुमको पता नहीं जेंटलमेट्स और BBL कितनी अच्छी खेली है, उनमें क्या क्रेजी प्लेयर्स है सब 18 साल के इसमें एमिट्स में।
अभी BBL जब मारेगी ना इंटरनेशनल पे तब याद रखना कि BBL ना एक रूम में खेलती थी असेंशियल में।
ड्रॉ जो करा उसका पर्पस जो अगला स्टेज होगा ना लीग उसके लिए, तो मतलब आपस में वो लोग पहले आपस में खेलेंगे। तो एक एलिमिनेशन राउंड होता है जो पहला, उसमें एलिमिनेट होने से पहले वही ग्रुप में लोगों से खेलेंगी वो।
अबे वो लंबा रेगुलर सीजन है यार दोस्तों। रेगुलर सीजन कैसे समझा है वो समझेगा। तो जैसे अभी मास्टर्स सैंटियागो है ना, तो अगला मास्टर्स लंदन है। ओह शिट वहां पर टूटती नहीं।
ज्यादा शॉट नहीं लूंगा पर आराम से दोस्त,
आराम से।
घंटा वापिस आ गया है आराम से दोस्त।
गुड नाइट गुड नाइट।
बहुत आगे तुझसे बैठा, तू आराम से पूछ।
फेवरेट टीम, मेरी फेवरेट टीम एक ही है ब्रो, वन एंड ओनली टीम सीक्रेट। ऑलवेज बॉटम, ऑलवेज बॉटम। भाई ऐसी टीम को फेवरेट टीम बोल दो जो हमेशा बॉटम पे रहती है, कोई गाली नहीं भरेगा कि तेरी फेवरेट टीम है इसीलिए हार रहे हैं। ऑलवेज बॉटम। इंडियन टीम्स कब खेलेगी रोसी भाई? बना तो रहे हैं ये साल टीम, लेट्स सी। जमकिन का स्टेटमेंट सुना दोस्तों? अगर इफ दैट्स ट्रू ब्रो, तो शायद उन लोग को एक फेयर चांस तो मिलेगा। नहीं यार, पर उसके ऊपर बहुत इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगा और उसमें ही सैंटियागो खत्म हो जाएगा और बोलेंगे ठीक है स्टेज 1 में फिक्स कर देते हैं।
वो व्हाइट नॉइज ये नहीं हो रहा, वर्कआउट नहीं कर रहा, वो तो बहुत क्रेजी शिट है भाई।
हाँ।
और कौन सी कोरियन टीम थी? जेंजी थी
अभी,
और नोंगशिम थी,
वैरल भी थी और वैरल भी थी। बट द थिंग इज नोंगशिम और टीवन सही में स्मोक किल्स मारे हैं क्या ज्यादा?
पता नहीं,
लोग लिख रहे हैं। जमकिन ने बोला है कि कोरियन कास्टर्स की आवाज कान में जा रही थी तो वो कोरियन टीम को हेल्प करी। तो डिस्ट्रैक्टिंग था, वो सामने वाली टीम को हेल्प कर रहा था जो कोरियन टीम्स थी उनके लिए। मैं क्या लैग देख, कब है मैच? 3:30, 1 hour 30 minutes। कम ऑन, नींद कैसे आ सकती है? होगा वॉच पार्टी होगा नेक्स्ट वीक। हर्ष भाई मैं घर में ऊपर फंस गया हूँ, बटर चिकन नान ऑर्डर कर दो, भूख लग रही है। घर वाले नीचे सो गए, नीचे का लॉक लगा के।
तो ऊपर कैसे आएगा तेरा खाना? तो नीचे से फेंकेगा?
बटर चिकन और नान स्पेसिफिकली।
अरे बेशरम, टट्टी खाएगा?
अबे यार देख लिया जमकिन ट्वीट, एक गेम खेलना।
That's crazy bro।
क्या? ओह हेलो, अबे 6-7 छोड़ दो भाई। जिमकिन क्या बोला अब बार बार नहीं बताएंगे, चलो खत्म करते हैं। ऑलराइट दोस्तों, मिलते हैं 3:30 को। बाय बाय, टेक केयर, सी यू। आराम से दोस्त, जिनको सोना है सो जाओ, पर मैं बोलूंगा मत सो। आज के दिन मत सो, बस आज जाग जाओ जैसे तैसे 1 घंटे। आज आखिरी गेम, फिर आराम से सोना। चलो बाय बाय। जिनके एग्जाम से अच्छे से पढ़ाई करो, ऑल द बेस्ट है सबको। जिनके एग्जाम से बिल्कुल भी मत आना स्ट्रीम पे, पढ़ाई करना। सुबह जल्दी उठो, पढ़ाई करो, सो जाओ। यस, नाट्स ने चीटिंग किया है। ये फनाटिक वाला ही है, जब से है ना जो रो रहा है। चलो बाय बाय, सी या।
Good night guys।